people. Morning. I hope you guys are well. You're feeling blessed. It is Tuesday, the 19th of March. Welcome to TDA, the day after, your favorite news platform and the home of popular culture, as defined by the culture. And as always, I am one of your favorite hosts, my own royalty.
And they call me E-Man, the pro-black activist, TDA producer and news analyst, melanin jam-packed.
I was wondering what that was.
Oh, it's still there.
It's still there. Oh, okay.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Thanks. That's
Still
the best.
there.
That's the best can do. Sorry.
Got to kick it towards me, I think.
Ugh. That just means
That
when I
means he
leave.
has access to your bag.
I think it's
What
all right.
does
It
that
adds a
mean?
bit of je ne sais quoi, you know?
All right.
Bit of, sorry, y'all. I'm just lazy. I don't like standing up much. Okay, well, it's part of the studio. How are you, Brent?
I am blessed and highly favored. How are you, Esther?
I'm good, thank you very much.
Lovely.
Blessed you. How are you, man?
Yeah, I'm okay. Can't complain, you know.
Wonderful.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Thank
Did
you.
you, did you enjoy your day off yesterday?
Oh, how did you know that's what I was going to ask?
Oh,
It's as if you are... We see each other. How was your day off,
It's
sir?
not really a day off. I still got to, do stuff at home and stuff,
I hear you.
But,
I hear you. Right, Brent, are we saying good morning to anybody?
yes,
or?
we are. Good morning, Mel.
Morning, Mel. What's up, Mel?
All the time.
I need to message Mel about cakes, actually.
Good morning, Christy.
Them Lotus Biscoff, but I'm trying to be on a diet. I'm trying to eat clean. And every time my spirit just says, oh,
Should I hide it from the channel?
no. Still, you can't take away from my heart.
Good
Can't take it
morning,
away.
Abby. Good morning, Crud Crew. Good morning, Greek. Good morning, Izzy Bambino. Good morning, Imi Snow Globe. Good morning, Hermelin. And that's it so far.
All right, morning, people. I hope you guys are doing well. You're feeling blessed and feeling great. Spring is definitely upon us.
Mm-hmm.
The sun is just out. I can't wait for summer. I just want to have a good summer.
You look all summery.
Thank you. Thanks. It's my headscarf. Brings a bit of colour. And I don't really wear white, actually.
I was just about to say it's the white as well.
Yeah, it's nice that I look good in white. So I'm going to like when I get to heaven. Love that for me. All right.
Are you sure?
That I'm going to be in white.
Yeah.
Or am I sure I'm going to heaven?
No, you're going to heaven.
100%.
Amen.
If you get it, you don't see me, you're in hell. Do you remember that pastor?
Yes.
Have you seen that clip?
Which one?
Yes.
I think it's from Zimbabwe or something. And he's like, if you get to heaven and you don't see me, you're in hell. Oh, gosh. What are you saying?
That you'll be wearing white.
I don't know.
Is white even a
Yeah, because
colour?
it's a whole thing about, like Jesus' bride, isn't it?
Mm.
And you're white as snow. Your sins cleanse you and you're white as snow.
Mm.
White like sheep. There's a lot of white references. Or maybe.
Mm.
The white does make people look big on the end. I don't know.
I don't want to be white when I get to heaven.
No, I want to be wearing white. I don't want to be white.
Oh, sorry.
I hope there's Negroes up in heaven. I want to be. Like, I'm thinking he's gonna make us one race.
No.
Or we're gonna be separated.
No. We have to,
Because
we have
I
to
kind of
be
like
black.
my blackness.
Are you saying that our soul or spirit has racial descriptions, as in visual descriptions?
Who knows? Brian, who knows? I don't
think
know.
It does.
You don't think so?
No, I don't.
In your spirit, in your soul.
Yeah.
You don't feel Trinidadian all the way down to your soul.
I don't know if there is a connect, because I could be white and Trinidadian.
Okay. So you can't be white Nigerian.
I
It's
think
an
you can.
oxymoron.
I think you can. You'll just say that
So-
you can't. So, but I don't know if it is that we're gonna have race in heaven.
and such in it. That's true, actually. Probably just God's people and that's the race. God's people and that's it.
I don't know if we call God's people.
Well, you're God's people.
No, we're there. We're just
We're just vibing.
no. There's no need to distinguish us from the rest because we're the rest.
Yeah, that's true. We are they. I love that for us,
I
man.
keep thinking that we would be able to choose what we want to do during the day. There's no day, obviously, but
Yeah, it's just...
I'm gonna be like, all right, cool. Get me a theater room, right? And I can pick whatever part of history, and
You
I
wanna
could just
go?
watch it in real time.
I definitely want to watch Diana's situation.
Yeah.
In heaven.
I want to watch the plotting and scheming. I have 2 questions. I keep telling you, I have couple questions. Maybe I might have 3 now. I don't know. We'll just see how things go. I want to know what it is that black people did to offend the world. That's what I want to know. How did black people end up in the situation they're in where it's just calamity after calamity? I want to know that. And I want to know what happened to Diana. I want to know what happened to Diana. I care.
I think Diana won straightforward. She was assassinated.
It is. No, I know, but allegedly.
Allegedly.
But
of course.
actually for entertainment. But I just think I want to know. I want to see the sitting down, the scheming, the this, the that. Like I want to see all that stuff. And who knows? I'm gonna have to add Kate. I don't really care about Kate that much. I don't. It's just the excitement of it all. Well, not the excitement. It's just the entertainment. Because I know we're gonna talk about it in the headlines, but you guys got. You guys are being. You think that's Kate?
Oh, nah.
What do you think I was talking about?
I thought you were basically saying that everybody was saying that ain't Kate. Hi, it's Kate.
No,
There she is.
I'm saying that's not Kate.
Yeah, no, I'm hearing
Oh,
more
okay, yeah.
information.
Yes, I'm saying the people that believe that that's Kate, they got
That's
because
interesting. This
There's a
is
video there, so we can
So-
assess it.
it ain't a
you saying that
video.
we have to wait until when to talk about it?
No, we could talk about it because it's just
Yeah,
a
we'll talk
headline.
about it,
Anyway. We
yeah.
could talk about it.
But tell me something.
That ain't her.
Wait a bit.
Brent. The woman they showed us in the car. TMZ. TMZ. The people they showed us in the car, yeah. The woman they showed us in the car looks different to the woman they showed us that's walking yesterday. And you're telling me, Kate, someone that you guys said last week is not going to be back until Easter's not here yet. Easter's in 2 weeks' time. Easter's next week.
Yeah.
You're saying that she hasn't been feeling well. She's been going through pains and whatnot. This is why she wasn't able to take a picture. So that pictures were doctored. All this is the reason you gave. And all of a sudden, she went strawberry picking over the weekend. BFFR. BFFR. That is not Kate. That is not Kate. That is not Kate. That doesn't even look like Kate. It looks like her. She's got similar features. So yeah, Kate didn't get a BBL, but she went and got face fillers. That ain't Kate. You got to do better
Don't
than
you
that.
find it interesting that they chose TMZ to drop this? As in, if we get the black people on.
Okay. Okay.
We'll change
And
the
some of the
entire
black people
conversation.
online are like, oh, you guys, enough of this. It was all fun and games now. We've seen Kate. I'm like, how much did they pay you? You need to hashtag add it into that tweet. Because that is not your thoughts. Because what? TMZ? I didn't even know TMZ. I've never seen a picture released by TMZ of the royals like that. I've never, ever. It's always like a Sky or BBC or the royal page. Now, all of a sudden, now TMZ is the one. And where was the farmer's market?
Windsor.
In London.
Windsor.
Or in Windsor. Yeah. But TMZ
not in California.
from across the pond. TMZ from across the pond are the ones that...
They were the one who broke it.
Someone get Jason Lee in the studio. Let's see what Jason Lee knows. No, not buying it, mate. TMZ. TMZ. I didn't even know they knew what TMZ was. Whoever their PR is, they need to fire that person anyway. Unless it's a black person. I like black people to keep their jobs. But honestly, no. That ain't Kate, man.
So weird how they're going about it, though.
Because you don't have to do all of this. You didn't. I just feel like... Did you see Barack Obama was here as well?
Yep.
So you're saying Barack is paying his...
I don't know. Barack is fine. But I don't know what he's here for. I don't know what he was doing. I was like, oh, I've never looked at him in that way. Actually, no, I don't do that. Actually, that's someone's man. I don't crush him taking men. I think it's so rude. So disrespectful.
Yeah, Southgate is married, you know.
He's Southgate. Yeah, but I don't know why you are stuck onto that. That was a passing comment. I don't make passing comment about loose apples, never lived it down. Make passing comments about Southgate, never lived it down. What passing comment have I made in here? That literally.
The ginger guy.
Oh, what ginger guy? Oh, Max Brennan.
That's
We
it.
got Max Brennan. Every black girl knows about Max Brennan. I would rather you guys tied me to Max Brennan than Southgate.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
but I just like a man in power. I think that's really what it is. That's really the bottom line of all of this.
So I wonder what they're going to do next.
But that ain't Kate, man. TMZ.
Is that her structure, though? And
Yeah.
she's young.
Have you got the video? Brett, can you play the video so that people
And
can...
this girl looks young.
It looks like Kate's sister.
Oh, does she have a sister?
Yeah, she does.
Oh, so...
It's Pippa, the one that they said has a big bum.
Oh, what? That girl doesn't have a
Stupid
bum
time.
bum?
Do you remember?
No, that one that was walking.
That
She looked like a
yeah,
plant.
that's Pippa. But that's the bum they convinced Brits was big.
Oh, dear.
Do you know how mad media is? I remember that at school. I said,
But to be fair,
Not even for white girls. I know white girls with bigger bums than that.
no, but this is before white girls start going gym.
No, I've known white girls with bigger bums in my secondary school. I was in secondary school at the time. They had bigger bums than that.
Did they have bigger waists too?
No,
So just that area.
just nice bum.
Okay.
That was not a bum. It barely even curved in. It didn't have the folds. She definitely didn't have folds.
Why are they trying to make people think this is
That looks like their nanny.
Is it? So Pippa is the nanny.
No, Pippa is not the nanny. That is not Pippa anyway. We know Pippa. Pippa is married. Pippa man her married business. That is not Kate Middleton. Either that or she must have gone and had face surgery then, because that
And
is
since
not
then,
Kate
she has
Middleton.
had abdominal surgery and announced she'll be off work recovering with William until April. The Sun first revealed Kate was well enough to go
Someone that had abdominal problems is just carrying a bag, just la-di-da-di-da.
But why do we need to worry about the abdominal thing about it? Why can't we just say that doesn't look like a...
No, because you know what? Because they kept telling us that this is why we're not seeing her publicly. So I'm like, so how does she make a speedy recovery now? Because you've been getting cooked for the past 2 weeks. That's why I'm bringing it up. Because you were saying that the reason why we haven't seen her publicly is because she's down bad. So how is she, because you're getting cooked and all these conspiracies coming out now, all of a sudden you're able to put her on the mend and then she's out?
I'm not good at white
They're
girls.
even trying to say that, trying to say that Kate, no, that his side piece, the alleged side piece, the kids, it's Williams, man. Apparently that might throw a whole thing, because actually one of them is older than William's son that's meant to take over when William dies. So muddied waters. It's crazy, man. I don't know why the Crown put their pen down. Someone needs to pick it back up. Get back in the writer's room, because we've got more content.
Yeah, I'm not...
That ain't Kate, man.
I'm
That's
not,
an AI Kate.
I'm not good with white girls' faces and stuff, innit?
If you
kind of smudged together.
If you put a picture up of Kate from Google, that ain't her.
But she has to be on the move.
What I'm saying is that if I am not really good at this and I'm seeing that it's not Kate, then
Oh, there's definitely not Kate.
yeah, put a pin in this one.
It's a loud one. She's really pretty though, but that ain't Kate.
If you say so.
That's definitely not Kate though.
Is
Looking
it,
like that.
man?
Nah.
It isn't. It is not. Like, I just think it's so insulting at this point to get one with brown hair, same cheekbones, and just think, hell, they could have painted me white and called me Kate. At this point. You don't have to wear brown wig and cheekbones.
So at this point, they're not really insulting black people. They're insulting
Everybody.
their locals, innit? They're
Yeah. Because I don't even know, have any of our publications posted it? The ones that didn't post, that withdrew the Mother's Day pictures. I wonder if they've posted it.
other than the sun.
Yeah.
Other than Sun, yeah, because basically they said that moving forward they need to get pictures. Like they need to be able to verify these pictures now moving forward, because you've proven to not be trustworthy. So I wonder if any of those publications, AP and them, if they actually posted it after banning them.
But did the royal family ever say this was Kate though, or is this just the son saying this is Kate?
Nah, TMZ said it was Kate.
TMZ said it was Kate.
TMZ said.
Yeah.
No,
and
but the
then-
royal family are leaning into it though.
and then the Sun ran with it, and then I think Piers Morgan is running.
Yeah, there he was. He's such a loser. Like, he's such a loser.
But I think
Such a loser.
I think he's basically stoking the whole things without stoking it. I think he's
Yeah.
just saying, oh, here she is,
I think it's part of the
and then
media.
amplifying it.
Yeah, 100%.
But
I think there are people that have to be on that side to protect their personal interests.
no,
But Piers was such
I
a...
don't think that he's on the side of the royals.
Yeah.
I think he's just amplifying that message.
Okay.
Do you understand?
For what though?
For
Just
the
for-
purpose of it continuing. Because remember, he went on his platform and said, "Where's Kate?" Because that is
Okay. Yeah, but now he's saying there's Kate.
I think that's tongue in cheek.
Oh, okay,
I
okay,
think
okay.
it's tongue in cheek anyway.
Okay,
Because
that's what...
he is a white man who knows what white people look like.
Yeah.
He can't look at that and say that's Kate.
Because I thought he's... saying he knows what white people look like. When I got to this country, I thought what white people looked like. I said, how am I supposed to know? Like, who's who? So I get it when they think all black people look alike. I get it. Fair enough. But, yeah, he's a loser, man. I don't know how his wife sleeps next to that. Ugh. Couldn't even peck that. But yeah, man, that's not Kate, man. It's just so funny to me how they're just like, yeah, that's Kate, that's Kate, that's Kate. There she is walking. There she's miraculously walking. Ooh, honey. That's a quick turnaround. Anyway, that's their business. At this point, I'm bored now, so I'm over it.
I'm not over this. I want to know how far they go.
I need something juicy to come out.
It could be covering up. Where's the king?
Where's who?
Where's the king?
You heard that rumor in Russia, innit? About the
That he
king?
died.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why that's why Barack was here, and he wearing black.
Mm.
I mean, I've only ever seen Barack in black, unless he's like playing golf. But they're trying to say that that's why he came to number 10, and they're just like, well, it's too much. And then basically, William's marriage is not in a place where he can take over the throne, because Kate needs to be standing next to him, doing queen stuff, and carrying that heavy crown with they stole from all the countries. Her head can't carry that at the moment. So I feel like if it is a case where Charles is gone, then that's probably why they're stalling. Because also they're saying as well that Kate's trying to divorce the guy.
Boy.
She's trying to leave and whatnot. And obviously people were talking about how William was saying how his mum's, you know that famous interview of Diana? He basically said that it shouldn't be something that gets you played and blah, blah, blah. Because that really speaks to people's, if you're like in line to be queen, it speaks to like the realities you deal with, the food disorders, the prison and all that kind of stuff. And people basically saying that that's kind of like that must be what Kate is currently going through. Because if you think about Meghan Markle, who was never anywhere near the throne, the Spears wife, was dealing with all that stuff. She found herself to the point where she started to feel like I'm depressed. I could actually be suicidal. And when Harry would want to leave, she's like, no, don't leave me like alone kind of thing. So how much more, if Meghan could go through that, how much more Kate, who's actually next up? And then knowing that your man is sleeping with a girl who's prettier than you, oh, gosh, she's going through it. And her kids are so rude and unruly. Oh, free Kate, man. Free Kate.
I think if I was in charge, I wouldn't tell the world that Charles is dead. I just replace him.
Can't replace Charles.
Of course you can.
Charles one of a kind.
No, you can get a clone.
No, but not with the same attitude that Charles has. Charles got that old man attitude, I'm sick of life, everybody die
You
around
can
me
get
kind of
to
thing.
do that.
Actually, no, you could just go to somewhere. You could definitely get a replica, actually.
100%.
But then, yeah. Poor Camilla, man. I hope she hasn't lost her husband, man. They've been together for years, though, actually.
Poor Camilla.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know I love. At the end of all these things, I don't like seeing people lose their partners.
Over Diana?
Pick up Diana, but I still don't like... Diana divorced him. So, you know. Yeah, he was cheating and got his side piece a wedding present. Do you know how mad that is? When you actually deep what this... How can you get to your side piece a wedding present and you didn't get your wife nothing? Oh my gosh.
And he wasn't getting married to her?
No! He was getting married to Diana and got Camilla a present. Diana found the present, thought it was for her. It wasn't. It's for Camilla. Oh my gosh.
Affection for Camilla was born...
What?
Your affection for
I didn't
Camilla.
say nothing about affection. Affection is a strong word.
What did you say just now?
I just said, I hope she hasn't lost her husband. It was
So poor Camilla.
Yeah, poor Camilla. But it's not it's not like affection.
But that was born off of you watching The Crown, innit?
No.
You knew her before?
Yeah, everyone knows about Camilla. I'm not, this is not what I'm saying, but people talk about her as she's like the town's whore. And I just think that's really out of
Is it?
Yeah, it's had headlines about calling her a hoe and whatnot. She was like the first white hoe.
Wasn't she, or you're saying that she was the first?
She was definitely hoeing. Oh, she was hoeing. She and Charles hoes together. They deserve each other. They actually, at the end of the day, they deserve each other. I just wish that he had always just left Diana out of it. Because that poor girl's life just got ended. All because you wanted to keep a certain image when you knew that you were in love with somebody else. I'm not for stuff like that. If you don't want to be like, no, man. I'm not for like dragging someone else into your story because you're too coward to stand up for what it is that you really want. But at the end of the day, if she did lose her husband, that's still sad because they clearly love each other.
They're responsible for a whole set of wickedness, though.
Of course, but then it's still... Two things can be true. They contributed to Diana's demise, but at the same time, they're lovers. And it's sad to lose a partner because then she's going to have to live the rest of her life without him. That's still sad. Why are you smiling like a criminal? Why are you smiling like that? No, say it.
Sometimes people would say that she would have got the day that she deserved, innit?
I feel like having the day you deserve is like tripping up or missing out on certain opportunities. I don't think it's death. I don't think it's losing the love of your life. That's deep. Because she might be lonely. I don't think that's nice. But that's just me.
Suppose she has gollywogs.
What's gollywogs?
Those little dolls that mimic black people.
Okay.
And they have red lips and picky
Or like
hair.
the racist drawings of black people back in the day.
Yeah.
That face Drake wore.
Suppose she has it in her secret room.
That she's still using to today.
Yeah.
Yeah, then that can keep her company when Charles dies. She's got a companion.
Okay.
It will still be sad that she's lost her partner though.
Fair
It will
enough.
always be a sad event that happens to her. And
That's good, man.
What's good?
The fact that you're a Christian. You're radiating Christ's views right now. It's good.
Amen to that, child.
Amen and
That was
amen.
my prayer this morning.
All right, we have entertained the people enough.
We have, man. Let's get into our headlines.
Let's do it.
Oh, wait. Sorry. Happy birthday, Taser. Big up, Taser. Taser's birthday today.
Big up. Happy birthday.
This one on Instagram, man, my business. Seeing birthday boy Taser. So big up, Taser. Every
confetti.
single time, honey.
Some more confetti. I know you're watching this.
Yes.
Baby boy!
Do you ever do that again?
Happy birthday.
Now, big up, Taser, though.
All right, so our first headline. Rishi Sunak has insisted that the Tory party was united, despite speculation about a plot to replace him as Prime Minister before the general election. Asked during a visit to the West Midlands why he did not let one of his disloyal colleagues have the poison chalice of being Prime Minister, Mr. Sunak said, "I'm not interested in Westminster politics. It doesn't matter." He further went on to say that what matters is the future of our country, and that's what I'm squarely focused on. That's why I get up every morning working as hard as I can to deliver. Whether it's cutting people's taxes, increasing the state pension, today increasing the number of apprenticeships and talking to small businesses. Mr. Sunak said that the past few years were not easy for me, but he believes there are better times ahead. The PM also received a visit, like we mentioned, from the former US president who arrived in London for an unannounced meeting. Barack Obama waved to the media, but was tight-lipped as he walked into Downing Street on Monday afternoon. Next headline, we kind of spoke about this already, and this is about the Princess of Wales, who allegedly, according to this particular media outlet, right, looked happy and healthy as she was spotted alongside her husband, the Prince of Wales, doing a spot of shotting near her Adelaide cottage home. This is according to reports.
Spot of shotting.
Spot of shopping.
Oh.
Kate and William were seen at one of their favourite farm shops on Saturday, around a mile away from their home, set within the grounds of Windsor Home Park, which is, it comes as Kate was forced to skip a St. Patrick's Day parade as she continues her recovery from abdominal surgery. Her health condition has not yet been revealed to the public, but her friends claim that she may soon speak out about her ailment in a bid to quell the spurious rumours that have circulated in her absence. Those close to Kate and William said that the couple will disclose more information about her recovery in due course. This according to the Sunday Times, which reported her return to royal duties should come after 17th of April. And the last headline takes us to Russia, where Vladimir Putin has been cheered by large crowds in central Moscow after securing his fifth term as the Russian president in what Western nations have condemned as undemocratic elections. In Moscow's Red Square, they greeted Mr. Putin, who received more than 87% of the votes, according to the country's Central Election Commission. The president, who is set to extend his near 25-year rule until 2030, gained his highest ever tally of nearly 76 million votes. In 2022, Moscow seized 4 other Ukraine regions, which it declared parts of Russia in actions denounced as illegal by most countries in the UN. But Mr. Putin told the crowds that the return of those other regions to Russia had ended up being much more grave and tragic than Crimea's, but it had been accomplished. He also referenced his fiercest political foe, Alexei Navalny, by name for the first time in years when he stated that he had been ready to release him in a swap for unidentified inmates in Western custody days before the opposition leader's death. At a news conference, Mr. Putin said that his election victory showed that the people had trust and hope in him. And that's it for our headlines.
All right, let's get into what you're saying, our topic of the day.
All right, so this topic of the day, I don't think we'll spend that long on it because I feel like we've kind of touched on it in various ways over the years, but obviously...
Said over the years, so dramatic, too.
But you did read out this headline, and this is about Mr. Vaughan Gethin, right? Who made history becoming the first black man to be elected Welsh Labour leader.
I was calling him Getting Boy. I just thought that's just so complicated. It's only a H, but yeah.
But this man is now also not just the first black leader of Wales, but the first black leader in Europe. Just to put it in context, And so the question that I want to ask you guys is it time for a black prime minister in the UK?
Maybe I haven't had one. What difference does it make? Please, at this point, I'll be honest with you, I don't care. I don't know if it's time, if it's not time. I don't think it's going to make a difference. So no, I think I'm indifferent about it. Yeah, I'm indifferent.
Indifferent. Okay. Brent, what about you?
No.
You don't think it's time?
No.
Why?
Because I don't want who they would put there. I don't want that type of black.
Who they would put there?
Yes.
Why do you say it as they putting somebody there?
Because you're not going to get elected if it is that you have my views. You're going to have the other views.
You sure?
I am sure.
Because it doesn't have to be a Kwesi Kwarteng. No disrespect to Kwesi Kwarteng.
But this is what I'm saying. That's who they would put there.
Why can't it be a man like this guy? So, or Barack Obama?
Do you know
type
this
of
guy?
I don't know much about him, but he has supported some black initiatives back in the day. Obviously, long before this, like from the 90s or so, or something like that, or early 2000s.
So you support this guy?
I mean, he's a black man, and he might be doing some good stuff. He comes from a law background.
No, I
Labour
want
leader.
you to let me know if it is that you know about him enough to say you would put your
No,
flag
I
behind him.
definitely haven't studied him at all. Not like that, no.
Yeah,
I've
my
just
main
listened
concern
to-
is that they will put the wrong black, is what I'm saying, and I would rather not have that happen.
What I'm trying to say is, obviously, I don't know.
Did you ask
the
me a question?
background. Yeah.
I said no.
Yeah, I know that, but what I'm trying to say is, I'm just trying to present a slightly different type of wrong black to you, innit? Right? Because Kwesi Kwarteng, I don't know his background like that, but I'm not too sure if he's supported any black initiatives, tried to do civil rights, human rights type of stuff, right? But this man has, So that's what I'm trying to say to you. For somebody who's campaigned in the past to try and get more black voters, more black people voting in Wales, right? And again, like I said, support more black initiatives. If that sort of man was to do so, is that sort of like the right type of black?
Yes, if this man is my type of black, 100% put him there.
Sorry. Oh, wow. Sorry, I was just... Palumi, London to Lagos.
Yes.
She hasn't been... she's been denied entry into Sierra Leone because I think her cousin car's right-handed. So she's basically posted something. So I was just sending her prayers in the comments.
Okay.
And I put my head up and I see that man. Who the hell was that man?
Oh, you
Is that a black person you guys want to be prime minister?
No, this is the Prime Minister of Wales.
Oh.
Why?
I thought, who the hell was that?
It's the guy you were speaking about yesterday.
You know damn well I was focusing on other things. Okay, that's wonderful.
He was born in Zambia.
Oh, nice. But isn't it like his parents Scottish or something like that? I read something like that.
I think-
Like he was mixed race.
Yeah, he's mixed. He's like Barack Obama.
Oh, that's lovely. So then, when you guys want a black prime minister here, do you want a mixed race prime minister or do you want a black prime minister? Not black, like in that way. Everyone hold on to your thongs. But you get what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I get what
just,
you're saying.
does that make a difference? Because when people cast Barack Obama, when he went in there, people were like, oh my gosh, you got a black president. They put like, yeah, but he's... So when he wasn't doing what they thought he was going to do for the black community, I don't know what they thought he was going to do for the black community. When he didn't do that, people were like, oh, he's mixed race anyway. So when people say... What did Brent say, actually?
I said, no, we're not ready for it.
We're not ready for it.
Because he doesn't see them ever... Sorry, not ever. He doesn't see them putting in a black man as prime minister. Firstly, putting in.
No, because they put them in.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Secondly,
Word.
that would have the type of views that align with him.
Okay. Yeah, and that's why I said I'm indifferent, because I don't think that... I feel like the people that end up being politicians and being prime ministers and stuff like that are not... They're different.
Okay.
they're different. Their mindset is different. The things that they care about is different. It's not going to be like if it was someone from the community who knows what's going on in the community and all that kind of stuff, like who's involved in the community becomes the prime minister. It's not like going to be like if Stormzy became prime minister. It's not going to be like if Kelechi becomes prime minister. When? Who knows?
Yeah, I don't want to Stormzy.
Do you get me? Okay, that's fine. I didn't ask for details. But just stop it. But it's not going to be with people that know, that are in tune with like, just more socially aware. These are rich kids.
But why do we think that though?
I heard Kemi Badenoch speak for the first time yesterday. I've never heard that woman's voice. Never.
Serious?
She sounds like Boris Johnson. I said, wow. Because she was on a platform, some news network or whatever, and they were basically asking about the whole, what's his name? Mr. Hester. It's even like my name, Hester. And his racism and whatnot, yeah. And the way she was speaking, I'll be honest with you, yeah, I saw her differently. As in, my expectations disappeared. Because like I've always said she's one of them, but I thought she was appropriating.
Yeah.
But when I was listening to her speak, she basically said to the guy, she said, that was last week. She said she's shocked that we're still talking about it now. And she said it's not a thing. She said he apologized, But when she was saying it in her very like bourgeoisie accent, I was like, in the words as the Nigerian would say, Bajo, it makes sense. It makes sense. So I have no expectations of her anymore. I'm not going to cuss her anymore. There's no need. Because she's just in black clothing, black skin clothing.
But isn't that just maybe just her background though? If you're now become you make tens of millions a year, for example, you find the perfect man, this, that, and the thing. You go to a nice area where there's low crime and low certain things.
No, it's not just about background, because how she puts her heel on black people's necks at the white man's bidding.
No, I'm talking about how she sounds.
I know,
but it's not just how she sounds though, it's the messaging, because the first question he asked her was, were you offended by that? She said, no. She said, no, I didn't find it offensive. She said, well, he said it was inappropriate. The guy said, yeah, but last week you called it racist. And then she struggled to say, yes, I did say it was racist. But she said, yeah, it was racist, but we moved on from it. And I think everyone should move on from it. That was a week ago. Like, she's like, he's apologized, so just forget it. I don't think he's a horrible person. She's like, also, she even went as far as saying, this man has come out and apologized for this, right? She went as far as saying that, are we even sure that's what he said? Because she was like, she's like, it's being reported that he said that, because that was 5 years ago. She's like, he's a bit unclear about what he said as well. So it's old news. Get over it. So I come all of that to say that if there is a black prime minister there, I don't think it's going to be someone that's like for the people. It's not going to be MLK. It's just going to be somebody else who happens to be black and is come from a very privileged background and is just there to do the system's bidding. It's not going to be someone. No, it's not going to make a difference.
Can a black person from a privileged background be like an MLK?
Yes.
So it's not the background.
It's not necessarily the background, but then you would see that from how they've been raised throughout time. It's not something you can just put on.
Okay.
They would have always been like that from day.
Von, if it is that you have in your personal life, have your heel on black people's throats, then don't ever call in again.
What does Von sound like Boris Johnson too?
This is what Von is saying.
He sounds like Boris Johnson.
he sounds upper class.
Von, call right now. Actually, no, don't call. You're going to put on an accent. I'm not doing this.
But you've heard him before.
I don't recall, Brent.
Oh, he's very well spoken.
Yeah, but he's well spoken is different. Like, a lot of people are well spoken. That's not a badge of honor to wear. It's not that
He
deep.
went to Eton.
Von. That's good.
Esquire.
You're an idiot. Do you know what that means? That's funny.
But
Can you imagine Nana being the president?
Nana who?
That stupid woman on
The one with that.
Nana Korea.
yes.
That woman. Being president. Oh, we're done.
Prime
for.
Minister.
Prime Minister, we're done. Everybody's done.
And this is what I'm talking about. I don't want that particular representation there, because it will do more damage. Irreparable damage. Irreparable damage.
Someone like that is a bit too extreme, though. I don't think the country would vote for her. To be honest with you, I think
No, they wouldn't. She's too extreme.
Yeah, she's
That
too.
because you know what's mad?
When you say extreme,
No, because Brent, white people look at her like, wow, you're wilding.
wait a minute.
White people look at her like,
Wait a
you need
minute.
to calm down.
Really?
I think
Yes.
she'll get challenged if she went on.
Some white people
on-
look at her but the majority of the people that watch that channel, that watch that broadcast, that station, they love her.
But that's the key thing you're saying there, Brent. Watch that GB News.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But if I think she'll get challenged by what's the white guy? Is it Dermot on GMB?
Dermot Leary,
Yeah.
the one with Alison.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if she went on there, they would challenge her. I don't think they'll necessarily
I
stand.
definitely
for her.
think she is going to get challenged, but I don't know if. But brother, we lived through Boris Johnson, and you're talking about extremes not being palatable.
But Boris is still. You know what the thing is? This is why, yeah. It may sound like I'm taking a tangent here, but this is why I believed, or I thought Hillary Clinton was going to beat Trump, right? Because as much as Trump was more charismatic and more said outlandish things and stuff, yeah, one of them is a politician and one isn't, right? Boris Johnson's a politician, and being a politician takes some level of skill, right? There's certain things you say and don't say. There's certain ways you kind of move around the ring. This Nana queer woman doesn't seem like she wants to be a politician. She just wants to say stuff and hurt people's feelings, or even if she doesn't want to hurt people's feelings, she just wants to say stuff and not care about the delivery.
It's more about shock value for her.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even if she believes what she's saying, she just wants to say it unfiltered. Politicians don't do that. You know what I'm saying? And I think when people hear how brash she is, it's going to be like, nah, what is this? You know what I'm saying?
Sorry, you said that politicians don't want to be brash with their statements and comments and
Not
whatnot.
politicians who want to go places.
What did this woman say the other day? Foreign Minister? Foreign Secretary?
Who?
Cruella. Was it Cruella? Who's Cruella?
Oh, you're talking about Pretty and
Who's in now? Cruella, no?
No, she
no, she's
quit.
gone now, isn't it?
She quit.
She's gone. They got rid of her.
Oh, is it Pretty Patel now?
No, both of them gone.
No, both of them left. Remember the
That's what I'm saying. What did she say the other day? This is why she got.
Yeah, but this is why the country wouldn't vote for her. Like
Oh,
she
yeah,
wouldn't
what-
become
no,
the prime
but
minister.
You
did she say
said that flipping these people don't make loud statements. I'm now showing you
Yeah, she was loud
how
as
they were
heck.
making loud statements whilst they were in office.
Remember I carried it and I said not those politicians who want to get places. Like she would be good, like she'll be like a front runner for somebody on a particular part of the party, an extreme right wing version of the Tories. But as the head of the Tories, they wouldn't do it.
I don't know. Boris said a whole set of wild stuff whilst in power.
Was
Like,
that-
With a
Yeah, but
smile. He says it with a smile, so you don't even think he's serious.
no,
But
but
was
he
that
still
about
says
COVID
it.
though?
If you're just talking about the delivery, then cool. But man, he said it, and Trump, that's his brand.
Oh, he's the post
That's
box
his
guy.
brand.
As in Boris.
No, Trump.
Who said something about the post box? Wasn't it Boris?
Yeah, Boris said that about
yeah,
post, yeah.
And the pickaninnies and the
Yeah,
watermelon
watermelon.
smiles.
Mm-hmm.
Like he is all in his come up.
But this is all
all
prior
he's
to
come up.
him. This is all prior to.
This is what he did to get the votes.
No, he wouldn't say that today though. As in, when I say today, as in if he was the incumbent prime minister, he wouldn't do that.
What was it he said during COVID though?
He said a lot.
Yeah, but there was something he said so blasé about like people dying and something.
Oh, it only came out in the
In the text messages. And what's
the
that?
review.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it is that they look to do the investigation.
Or when he was
That's when it
saying
came
they're going
out.
to die anyway.
So it wasn't in public.
Now, why they used to say that as the leader of a country? They're gonna die anyway.
Crazy.
Give them some time. They're stall.
Do you think we're ready for a black prime minister, Emmanuel? I think we're ready for like a black activist MP, like even more so than the ones that we may have seen representing Labour or Conservatives. Yeah.
All right.
I think we're ready for our own independent party. What do you think, Emmanuel?
I think an independent party, that would be good. 100%.
I think that's the way forward.
100%.
And I'll get behind that. Would you get behind that, Esther?
Yeah. Of course I would.
Would you go out and hold placards and then go door to door?
I've honestly never done a protest in my life. I've never been a boots on ground kind of girl. I'm more the spread awareness in other ways and donate, all that kind of stuff.
But you go concerts.
Yeah, that's different.
So you go out to celebrate people.
No, but
You can get behind. If there was a concert on a rally, two
oh, cool.
birds.
Yeah, that'd be lit.
Two birds.
No, I am capable of doing it, but I haven't been moved as such. But yeah, I could.
God willing, you get gingered by a activist handsome
I don't want to marry an activist.
Nigerian man
I couldn't marry an activist.
or Ghanaian. Oh,
I couldn't marry an activist.
serious?
Like, shut up. I sometimes want to.
Activism
Sometimes
looks different. It has different tastes, man.
No, because there's a reason why in it, but I can't. I don't want to say because it's just oversharing. But no,
You get too much.
I care too much. No, that's not it. My home is my peace. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm out in the world. I do activisms in other ways. I stand up for women. I do whatever I do. I speak right from wrong. My home is my peace.
Yeah, leave that issue
My home
aside.
is my home is my safe bubble. When life gets too much, my home is where I retreat to. That's how I treat my home now. That's what home has always been for me. I can't be running indoors and it's MLK over there bringing all of life's atrocities to our bedtime. We're not pillow talking like every normal couple. Where we're gonna go holiday next. We're pillow talking. Oh, shush. Shush. I couldn't do it.
Because
Too much.
there are different types of activists. Because
Yeah.
I don't even believe like Emmanuel moves like that in his house like that.
Actually, do you?
I don't think he's
My house?
24/7. They're saying, "Hey,
This is
back
our
over.
black people.
Take that shit
Like,
back over.
bro, keep that shit to yourself.
yeah." I don't think he has like placards lent up against his radiators and stuff.
Oh gosh, can you imagine the paint is drying? I think I would. I would be with one who also sees the home as peace.
Yeah.
Where it's like the life is chaotic, the world is chaotic, everything is chaotic. But when we come here, it's like you're my, like I want to be my man's peace, but I want him to be mine as well. Like, do you get what I mean? Like, I just want the world to feel still when we're with each other, not flipping, sorting out what outfits we're gonna be wearing. And sometimes as well. And if it brings us to the home, chances there's gonna be a corny guy. I can't deal with corny guys. Ew, I can't do that.
Southgate looks a bit corny.
Yeah, but I don't know. Southgate's in his house, holding placards and shit.
He drinks tea and rich tea biscuits. And
I
eats them.
love rich tea biscuits. Rich
Yeah.
tea fingers. Oh,
And he
goes off.
dunks it as well.
I don't dunk.
And he probably
I hate soft foods.
problems just drop.
No, that's just a man that can't eat properly. That's a good bad table
Probably
manners.
has tea cozies.
Why are we talking about Southgate? We're talking about black activists and you talk about a white man? I'm disgusted, man. I'm disgusted.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I need to have somebody who cares about social issues.
An
Because
activist.
yeah. Because activism looks different. Like I said,
Okay, fair.
I don't think it's just one way.
Activist, yeah, I'm thinking of the extremes.
Yeah, I need us to be able to understand each other.
Yeah.
And it's impossible for me not to be watching something in my house and not be moved and not want to basically
Talk about it,
to
no?
somebody. Yeah. So
That's the word.
it'll be nice for me, for that person not to be just shut off to all these particular injustices in the world.
Yeah, that's why I can't be with a white guy. Because you never, like, if something happens and I'm trying to talk about it and you don't get it, like, you don't understand, like, it's like I'm going to have to explain everything to you before we can get to the point of me being annoyed about it. And then by the time I'm done explaining to you, I'm just tired now. Now I can't even say, I can't express why what's happened is crazy. I have to explain, racial injustices to you. I have to explain history. That's so long. But yeah, man.
But to be fair, those people who are kind of like pro-black or pro-whatever,
Yeah.
if they get with white people or people with different races, typically those people already kind of have
Yeah, they're like a Rachel Dolezal.
you know what I
Fair.
mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
They want to be an ally in some capacity.
That's true. That's
Like they
true.
want to learn
Yeah.
dishes.
He's
and
Coretta.
stuff. Who's
Be the
Coretta?
Coretta. What's about washing dishes?
No, they learn the dishes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
So
That's interesting, that one.
you can't tell the difference between her
You can
and
tell.
Femi.
You can tell.
I want to ask you guys. Do you feel like, of all the European countries, the UK is the most likely to have a black prime minister, though?
Sure as hell ain't gonna be Belgium. Yeah, probably. It wouldn't be. Actually, maybe France.
What?
Actually, no, I forgot.
France is impossible.
Impossible.
Would be
My cousin
assassinated.
went to Paris, yeah. She's seen the lights on in the restaurant. There's people in there. They said, oh, the restaurant's closed. There's people in there.
Go.
Obviously, white people in there. Yeah, maybe the UK. Nah, man. I think there's other people. Because look how they did Kwesi Kwarteng. I think that's a foreshadow of how it is that... I don't think we're going to get there. I think maybe like... years and years and years down. Like there will have to be such a big, massive shift for that to be reality. Because I just think at every point they let black people know how they feel about them. Look how long it took them to just admit that this man was racist. But then again, you got bigger chance of a black man getting it than a black woman. But I think it'd be like a mixed race guy. But mixed race that's not so dark in skin tone.
Yeah.
Because colorism is still a thing. But even amongst the whites.
I think it may be possible. But he may have to start off with Mayor of London first. And then prove that he prioritizes the whites over his own or anybody that's melanated. Yeah. And do that for a few years well. And then I believe that he would have a good chance to basically make it.
Now what I'm about to say may sound silly. But what happened to just doing a good job though? Why can't he be the mayor of London and just do a good job? Why does it have to be that he's prioritizing white people, you know what I'm saying, over others? Why can't it be that Londoners...
Yeah, two things can be true, no? You can do a good job and you can still prioritize the white people, no?
Yeah, but why does it have to be the priority?
Are you saying that black people would also say that he's doing a great job whilst he's prioritizing the white people?
Oh, no, just that he... Yeah, I guess so. But more so just... They're not seeing it as him prioritizing them. He's just seeing it as, wait, this guy got rid of ULEZ. This guy got rid of bloody congestion. This guy took away the Blackwall Tunnel thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? He lowered the council tax.
To be honest, it's possible because you normally tell us to forget about the whole look at their skin tone. You say look at their policies, innit? So if their policies are benefiting black people somehow, you would be backing for him to become prime minister.
For sure. If
still he's prioritizing white people. And obviously prioritizing white people, black people just happen to be getting the benefit. Yeah. Just because I guess we're allowed to work where they've been given all these privileges and stuff. So it's possible. Everything's possible in a world where you are able to frame the narrative. You, Emmanuel.
Where I'm able to.
Yes.
Why is it? Why it has to be?
Because I don't see how this is possible. I don't see how me saying that he's going to prioritize whites over blacks is going to be beneficial to blacks, and you're saying, hey, it could be.
No, but I'm also saying why? Like, forget the prioritization of any particular group. What if it was just, you know what? Sadiq Khan did a terrible job because he made Londoners feel like London is not their home. Right? I want to change this. I want to lower council tax. I want to get rid of congestion charge, or at least bring it back to how it was, just 5 days a week and lower times. I want to get rid of the fee on the Blackwall Tunnel. Like those things that affect us in a practical way. If a black man came in and did those things that benefit all people, why is that? Like, why can't everyone just say he did a good job?
Yeah. The scenario you're painting isn't what I've suggested I wouldn't want to see. What you're saying is that everybody is benefited from whatever initiatives or policies that he puts out. And if that's the case, then cool.
Okay, cool.
But that's not what I was suggesting.
Yeah, I know, but this is why I'm questioning what you're saying.
Yeah, because you've changed it. So if you've changed it, I could now say yes, it would be cool because there's benefit to everybody. There's no prioritization over anybody else. There's nobody missing out in a disproportionate way. So you've changed it, so I can now say then it'll be cool. You've done a great job for everybody.
But you don't see it as possible.
I don't see it as possible.
Okay, cool. If for example, you know what? Let me ask you this: do you feel like Labour would put in a black leader?
As in one that I would say is
yes,
like a Diane Abbott.
I was say the same Diane Abbott they're trying to get rid of.
Yeah,
or they've successfully gotten rid of.
I think Labour is still controlled by certain lobbying parties.
Oh, for sure, for real. That's a definite.
Oh, double whammy.
So
for sure.
I'm not sure if they would, Because just imagine putting this guy from North London. Why is he still getting like elected?
Which guy? Oh, Lammy.
Yes.
I don't know. You know,
Like what's in the water over there in North London?
boy. I don't know.
It's in the
you know.
grape juice.
It's almost guaranteed over there, isn't it? Guy just wins every time.
Yeah. But I would hate to see him as prime minister or mayor. God damn.
I mean, obviously, no disrespect to him, but he strikes me definitely as somebody who was, if he was in that position, would definitely want to prioritize
100%.
other groups. But you know what the thing is though? The reason why I'm asking these questions is because it's almost like, and I'm not saying that this is what you guys are saying, but it's almost like, to some degree, what's the point in any of us regular folk who care about our communities, care about black people, getting into politics, if we may never get to a stage where we can really bring in significant change
I think we will at some point.
being ourselves, by us being ourselves?
I think we will at some point. It's just not going to be now.
Okay,
Or-
not in our lifetime.
Or soon.
You can get into politics and
think
help
you-
your
yeah.
local constabulary.
Yeah, because sometimes I feel like that's the best way to help.
Yeah, that's
That's a better impact, more
of course it
impact.
is.
Yeah, because
you can come and see me face to face, and you
Exactly.
can tell me, and I can basically, I might be able to turn your water on or do this particular thing or fix that pothole, 100%.
look at Diana Abbott. She's never been prime minister, but the way people rallied, there was a protest on Friday outside the Hackney what council? Maybe I don't know. About outside, it was there anyway.
A lot of
But do you
people.
remember people that showed up, white, black, brown, everybody showed up for her. Do you get what I mean? So I don't think that you have to necessarily be prime minister
Yeah,
for that to be the case.
100%.
Do you know what I mean?
I didn't expect to see
Yeah.
I
I hear you.
This is BS. What did I told? I told both of them that you're sick, so you're not gonna come in, right?
I told you, I'll see how I feel in the morning. If I'm not well, I'm not going to come in. And you looked at me cold, stare in my face. And
Wait,
said, "But
can
we
you come?
have
Can you come on the
a
mic?
Mark
please?
said Brent looked to him. Mark's told Brent yesterday, I will see if I'm feeling well. I'll let you know I'm feeling
I
well.
told him in the morning,
And he
not
looked him
particularly-
cold, dead in the face.
I told him
Wait.
the mornings are particularly rough for me. You get what I'm saying? Like, and I'll let you know how I feel in the morning. But if it's too bad, I'm not going to come in. And he gave me a cold, dead, blank stare for about 10 seconds, didn't say a word. And then he said, we got a guest, right?
Oh, Brent.
And I said, what the fuck's that got to do with what I just said to you?
That's exactly what he said. There's no paraphrasing.
And then I was like, I was a bit
Wow.
confused. And I was like, well, all right, well, we'll see how I feel. But when I woke up this morning, I don't feel well. But I remembered, you want me here? So I'm here.
See what he's done now? You see what he's done? He's trying to convince you that my concerns...
He's already convinced me.
Is it?
You didn't even try. But come, say.
How about you? Can I petition to you?
No, you can petition.
you-
You can still petition. I'm just saying that.
No, it's useless.
No, it's not. Because you said he's trying to make me, but I'm thinking, from what I've heard already, I'm like, wow, Brent, that's deep.
But
So-
you also know Margs. And you also heard what he said when I said what I said.
So what's your
So
version?
you think that if he didn't want to come in,
Yeah.
he would be here because I want him here?
We respect you though, Brent.
Team player.
Did he, that response that he said to me, did that show respect? What did I do when you said it? No. Please tell me how my body was. What, did I flinch?
No.
Oh my gosh! I was like, that's...
Yeah, whoa, buddy.
yeah, it went like that.
I know you like to tussle.
That's me showing reverence to you and who you are. Do you understand?
But
I
he
was like that.
No, but Mark respects you though.
That's nice.
That's why I'm here.
But that's why he's here though.
No, you're saying.
So you don't believe
unfair.
that you don't
So
believe
why am I
that
here?
Wait a minute.
respect and love
wait
for
a minute,
you
Wait a minute.
is why he's here.
Wait a minute. Did I ask you for something 2 days ago?
Ooh.
Okay, I forgot that. That's
And
crazy.
that's how I qualify respect.
I keep forgetting. No, but I'm not well. I keep leaving me, and you keep.
and
I'm not
that's why I
thinking
told
about.
them you're
I'm
not
not
coming
thinking
in
about the things
today.
that you're thinking about.
That's why I told him you're not coming in
So
today.
even when I have the conversation, I think I'm forgetting. I'm not well. I'll be honest with you. I'm not well. So I'm forgetting. Like you could have prompted me. It's in my house. I could have done it in 2 seconds. But I'm forgetting. That's not
You
out of
take tomorrow
disrespect.
off. Take tomorrow off.
I'm not coming back in for the rest of the
I appreciate
week.
the fact that you came in, but I can't have you in here and my star student, my heavy P. I can't have you.
You know,
Look at me.
no, finish your sentence. Don't you let Brent silence you.
I'm saying he's looking at you while he's calling me all them things, you know. Like he's a proper wind-up, you know.
No, because I thought he said
Tomorrow off.
I thought he said my, I thought he said my everything.
If you need
I was
Friday,
like, wow.
you take it off, sir. We can't have
I'm
you popping down. And I was gonna ask you because I was thinking last night because I woke up. I'm thinking, wait a minute. You started having these particular pains after you did that excessive workout stuff, right?
Nah, it's too
what
far.
did-
It's too far. I'm not counting them. That was way too far. That was weeks ago.
Remember, I said to you that. Do you think your body now needs food in the morning though? Maybe you've woken metabolism. I don't know, something.
Yeah, but I can't eat. Like I'm
yeah.
constantly hungry and I've got hunger pains and I can't eat. I'm trying to eat and it's like I tried smoothies and nourishments and that's kind of working and helping. But like I can't eat.
Nourishment is in the can drink.
Yeah, because they're quite thick in it. I'm just trying to find something.
Yeah.
But it's like I'm constantly hungry, constantly got hunger pains, but like I can't eat. And like eating is not like doing what it's, you know, like when you're starving and you eat food, it feels
You
like
feel
relief
satisfied. Yeah,
in
yeah,
it. Like
yeah,
you
yeah.
feel satisfied. You feel like, oh, thank God. It's not doing that.
Yeah.
It's not. It's just not. It's not working. It's mad. It's mad.
I'm gonna go and Gemini.
Oh, well, I've done some Googles and I've found something sounds like what I found something that sounds like what I got. What's it called? Let me find it. Tell me what it sounds like what I got. I think this is it. I got a GP. I got to go to GP at 11. So I'm leaving.
What, to be fair
so
though,
I'm
when-
leaving at 10:30.
When did you?
You know, I'm here, innit? I'm here. It's called.
Do you want to share that?
What I got?
Yeah, I'm just asking.
I don't know.
Okay.
It's Google. I don't mean.
No, what
they
you
ain't.
think you have.
Yeah, what do you think you have?
I don't mind sharing it.
Okay, go on.
It's called H. pylori infection or something like this.
What the hell?
Helicobacter pylori infection. The signs.
You man's face is killing me.
Look at the symptoms.
You man's looking at it like, how the hell did you get that?
Because there's the symptoms. It says an ache or a burning in the stomach, abdomen, stomach pain that may be worse than when your stomach is empty, nausea, loss of appetite, bloating. Like these are kind of these are things that
Symptoms.
that I can relate to. I don't know,
How
but I think just of course antibiotics will fix that.
is that what it says on there?
Apparently, you know I'm in my GP.
Why do they
card
always
now.
throw antibiotics at everything?
Antibiotics
Nothing about
helps,
antibiotics. Nothing about antibiotics. But your body becomes immune to antibiotics when you take too much.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna try.
Oh, babes.
gotta switch up your diet, man.
Yeah,
Nah,
I
man.
might have to go back to
Don't working
vegan again.
veganism into every
I'm saying to
conversation.
you. No, just natural healer and that.
Yeah, vegan food doesn't work for me though.
Because you haven't
That's
tried.
no. When I tried that vegan food,
Mm.
loaded as heck. I felt so full. Because I thought you said most of you didn't feel full, right?
Nah,
And you felt like very light.
I would say very light because it was a lot of food.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
a decent amount of food, yeah.
Oh, yo, I was full as heck. Like, done. Aw,
I'm always
Yeah.
a baby.
that's sweet. Sorry, guys. We're just seeing
Is
something
it a
happen inside. I don't know, actually.
Interesting.
Aw. Not Bren making baby face at the baby. Baby taking him like, get your face. Get out of my face. Get out of my face with that shit. All right.
Yes. I guess we can wrap it up there.
Yeah, we can. I mean, Bren didn't help himself in
Is Bren
terms of
back?
the story. Like you didn't deny.
But I heard enough. He just said just now that he's made his appointment, right?
Yeah, but the part that I was like,
I found them
wow.
on the way driving in. I called them.
You got a GP appointment
The one
whilst driving in here.
Yeah, you did the emergency
Yes.
one. We called him at 8:00. Yes.
Yes.
You're dying. They see you.
Yes. Keep looking at me. Yes. Go on.
Say something else.
Well, if it is it you said you did.
Why would I be lying?
Sorry, you know you came in late today.
Yeah.
So in my head, you've already breached whatever you're trying to say that Brent breached yesterday.
Okay. Because I came in late.
100%.
I couldn't make the whole
So it's
show.
cancelled out.
Obviously.
I said, obviously, you know.
I couldn't make the whole show.
Bam.
Oh, feel well. I told you. I'm
This
compromising.
is my main concern now.
Yeah, I'm compromising me coming. This is what I was doing.
Again,
Oh! Someone said, guys in the studio, if Marx has H. pylori, I beg you all wash your hands well before eating and drinking anything.
Oh, it's like that?
Man said, hey. Why? Can you...
Well, I don't know that. I just
The
Googled
video?
it. I just Googled it.
88? Can you give us some more information, please? I want to know why.
Well, it's an infection. So,
So it's contagious.
I don't know. I didn't get that.
Where
far.
can you get
Where
it
do you
from?
Google that? I don't
Should
know.
I Google if it's contagious? I don't even know if I definitely got it.
Morning.
Right, you can sit there.
Morning.
Let me clear some space for you.
Oh, so cute.
Yeah, I'm just doing online GP in it, so it's not
Yeah.
like we can't confirm or deny these reports yet.
Yeah, we need to know more, what's it called? More information.
I think we'll know by the end of the day.
No, my stomach hurting now. My stomach's starting to hurt. All right, well,
You know, Polori is a Trinidadian
is that plant?
food. No.
Oh, is that
Like a
yellow
snack.
thing?
Kind of. It's light. And it's nice.
Can you show us a
and
picture,
seasoned and
please?
whatnot. Huh?
Do you want to show the picture?
Yeah.
'Cause I don't know if I'm
it
thinking of...
was is we were.
Oh, I think of
celebrating-
potpourri.
No,
You know the one with the
Polori.
little flower bowls?
Yeah.
Potpourri.
Yeah.
That's it, right?
What did you say? Potpourri?
Potpourri.
No, sorry.
Potpourri. How'd you say it?
Ain't it like potpourri or
Polori.
something like that?
I don't know. Let's see. Let's see
Pot
if it's
puree?
Stop doing that.
not puree. Stop it.
Stop doing that.
Let's see if it's the same thing. If you come with the fruit, it's different what I'm thinking about.
There you go.
Yeah, that's no. I think about the little dried.
What's that? Puff puff?
That's that puff
Is
to
that
me.
puff puff?
It is not puff puff.
Oh, we're appropriating shit. Go to the one that's really, really golden brown. That's puff puff. Don't give us a yellow one. Oh, that's buns. Nigerian buns.
It's like chickpeas.
These are
all
love chickpea,
blended
innit?
in. Yeah, man. It's
alright.
so beautiful. It just melts in your mouth.
Yeah, you keep showing us these foods. I've never tried them, so that's great. Took me how many years to try doubles? So I guess I'll try this.
Wait a minute.
2
I
years'
swear
time.
when we went to the market, you had Polori.
No.
Now you had doubles. You
I had doubles.
Yeah.
No, I think they were making it, but you said you weren't looking like it. I think it was like a bit, yeah, it wasn't looking right. You were like, no.
Okay, fair enough.
Didn't have your seal of approval. Fair. All right, well, let's get into some more headlines.
Oh, Brent, I see what you done there.
What do you do? Oh, you learn.
Sorry,
You
am I not
listen-
supposed to be
No,
doing that?
you listen to a black woman, love that.
Am I
Yeah,
not
we
supposed
love
to be doing that?
Huh?
Am I not supposed to be doing that?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
are.
you are.
Are you all talking about the same thing?
Yes.
All right, okay. Apparently, the last time a guest came in, I didn't do my due diligence and tell them what was happening in the room, and then blah blah blah. That's why it seemed so weird what I was saying, because it was the first time I've ever done that.
I don't know what's going on right now, to be honest.
So you did a good job of it.
I just came in. I thought, I came early, thought I was going to be prompted, but
Oh, no.
just going to sit down. It's all right.
We're live on air.
All right, cool.
Oh, dear.
All right, so our first headline. The Israeli military says it has taken control of Al-Shifa hospital in Gaza City in what is called an operation to thwart terrorist activity. It said troops killed 20 terrorists, including the senior commander of Hamas's internal security force, and detained dozens of suspects during the raid. Witnesses described heavy exchanges of fire around the site, where thousands of displaced people are sheltering. Gaza's Hamas-run health ministry said that Israel was committing a war crime. The Israeli military said that there was no obligation for medical staff or patients to leave, and that the hospital could continue its important functions. But several medical staff inside the hospital, speaking to BBC, said that the electricity had been cut and that they had been instructed by the Israeli military not to move, prohibiting them from properly treating patients. Next headline, and this takes us to Haiti, which we've been speaking about last week, where gunmen have, trigger warning, sorry guys, where gunmen have assaulted 2 upscale neighborhoods in Haiti's capital in an attack that left at least 12 people dead in surrounding areas and suggested that a gang insurrection that prompted the Prime Minister to resign is far from over. Assailants looted homes in the communities of La Boule and Thomason before sunrise on Monday, forcing residents to flee as some called radio stations pleading for police. Both neighborhoods had previously remained largely peaceful despite a surge in gang attacks across Port-au-Prince that began on the 29th of February. Afterwards, the bodies of at least 12 men lay strewn in the streets. The attacks raised concerns that the violence would not cease despite the announcement of the Prime Minister, Ariel Henry, last week that he would resign once a transitional presidential council was created, a move that gangs had been demanding. The council was yet to be appointed as political political coalitions jockey for power, and one faction rejected the plan outright. In an effort to curb the relentless violence, Haiti's government announced on Sunday that it was extending a nighttime curfew through to the 20th of March. And our last headline, trigger warning on this one, guys, as well. A left-wing anarchist has been jailed for 13 years for preparing acts of terrorism by compiling and sharing a bomb-making manual after declaring that he wanted to kill at least 50 people by attacking government buildings and politicians' houses. Jacob Graham, who's 20, from Norris Green in Liverpool, dedicated his manual, called the Freedom Encyclopedia, to misfits, social nobodies, anarchists and terrorists past and future who want to fight for freedom against the government. The judge said that the college student was a dangerous young man, adding that Graham described himself as the first UK homegrown terrorist. The security services uncovered Graham's activity as part of an investigation into the purchase of chemicals online. When they raided his home that he shared with his mother and sister, they discovered that he had filmed bomb-making experiments in his back garden and buried supplies in a secret woodland hide in Formby in Merseyside. Pardon me. He was found guilty by a jury on the 23rd of February of one count of the preparation of terrorist acts, 4 counts of possession of information for terrorist purposes, and 2 of dissemination of terrorist publication between May 2022 and May 2023. And that's it for deadlines. Time to pay the bills.
All right. Let's get into some word on road.
Say the sisters in the hood thing.
No, what's that? Oh, the Brooklyn thing.
I need to find that thing.
All right, so Nicki Minaj has been on tour. It's so weird because there was a time that I would have gone to Nicki Minaj's tour. Last time I saw her, I think the Pink Friday Reloaded album, and I remember Trey Songz was headlining. It was late, barely saw Trey Songz. By the time I came there, his shirt was off. You know, he works his way up to taking his clothes off. But yeah, so apparently she's had to pause her tour due to being ill. And there's a statement that was released, says, due to doctor's orders, Nicki Minaj must reschedule her NOLA show tonight. As Nicki is still sick, our team does not want to run the risk of getting others sick, and Nicki would not be able to give NOLA the show they deserve. We are working diligently to find a new date, so please hold on to your tickets and we will inform you soon. And she also tweeted saying, Barbs, please send me healing energy. Woke up feeling like I had COVID. Thank God I don't. You guys are just everything. I appreciate you. I love you so much. What's it called? I was going to say, yeah, artists doing tours that way must be crazy. Usher's added a 10th date to London.
10?
10, Brent.
Jeez.
And then the 10th date is the first one, which is wonderful because then people would buy the 10th show, but then to be fair, I guess he will take care of himself in the way he needs to. But goodness me, man. Goodness me. So love and healing to Nicki Minaj. Secondly, Amanda Seales. Amanda Seales has been trending. So I talked about the NAACP awards yesterday, and essentially she wasn't invited to it. So she posted a video on Instagram or social media saying that essentially she doesn't understand. She's someone who's like in the culture, she knows a lot of famous people, blah, 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 blah. However, she always gets left out of these events and stuff. And she doesn't get treated with, I guess, she just gets left out of things all the time. She thinks it's interesting and whatever else. So it kind of sparked a conversation online about her and whatnot. So she speaks up a lot about, you know, injustices and all that kind of stuff. And so you got people that joke about it a lot and they were like, no one wants to hear that at a party. You know, we just want to be here, have a great time. No one's trying to hear why we're so oppressed, whatever. But then also, so she was on Insecure. And then by the end of Insecure, we found out that she actually had an issue. Yeah, that's Amanda Seales. She's got quite a bit of a quote unquote problematic image, I would say. Because kind of like Candice Owens.
Serious?
Those kind of figures. Yeah, where you just don't know where they are on the side of things and then they speak out about certain things. So you may or may not. So that's why I said quote unquote, because it's problematic if you don't agree with it. If you agree with it, you just see her speaking up for what needs to be spoken up about. I don't think she's that bad, but apparently she's bad vibes, as in with colleagues and whatnot. So with Insecure, she was on Insecure from season 1 actually. She's part of like Issa's friendship group, but apparently by the end of it, they weren't really getting on. They kind of wrote her character out of the show. And apparently as well, there was a time where she went to a party where the whole Insecure cast was there. And she wasn't on the list or something like that. And no one said, oh no, that's Amanda. Like, come on in. Everyone just sipped their drink and just kind of moved on. So there's kind of been that whole conversation, but I don't know, man. I just think with calling people problematic, it can be a bit dangerous because you don't know. It will always depend on where it is that you stand on the topic that they're discussing. But she is someone, she's really close to Charlemagne and she knows a lot of people in the industry. Like, she's an industry person, but she doesn't get invited to a lot of these things. I guess, yeah. It's quite sad, I think. I think it's quite sad to be left out, to knowingly be left out of conversations, to knowingly be left out of things, and for reasons that you would see as you just speaking up for truths kind of thing. Quite sad. And then also, Alicia Keys and Roc Nation. So this is really sweet. It's a lovely story, actually. So there's a performing arts school in New York, and the kids that go there have basically been told that their program is at risk of being cancelled. And the kids set up a GoFundMe. And I think that's so sweet. Like, you know, obviously it's sad circumstances, but them being proactive like that, I know how important it is to carry that on. They've done that. So there's a performing arts school called Hell's Kitchen, which is interesting. Hell's Kitchens and whatnot. And yeah, so basically, Alicia Keys and Roc Nation have donated $60,000, which I think is really cool because on their GoFundMe, I believe they've done this privately and they've also pledged to help them with funding until kind of like the government or whatever is able, whoever is meant to be able to do it, is able to do it, essentially. So they pledged money moving forward as well. And on their GoFundMe, they're like they've reached half of it. So their goal is $102,000, but they've kind of gone, they're kind of halfway through that. But of course, as you would with social media, you get people kind of criticizing that. Like, oh my gosh, they're billionaires. Why have they only donated 60K? And just shut up and donate to the kids or shut up. So there's that. And then also, Matthew Knowles. I told you guys, I don't think I'm going to read all of this because this man, he loves a little penned message. But I think 2 weeks ago, I talked about how he penned a message to Blue Ivy, which is really, really sweet. So he's penned one now to Destiny's Child. He says, "It's Dear Destiny's Child, it's hard to believe that it has been almost 25 years since we began this journey this June." That's crazy though. 25 years. That's wild.
It's flown by, innit?
That's like nearly all my age. Big up Destiny's Child. I absolutely loved it. Like, I love them so much. I'm just praying for a reunion tour. I've never been funny. I'm not coming in. You see the morning the tickets are meant to come out, I'm not coming in because I'm going to have to make sure I secure those tickets. But anyways, he says, you were just teenagers with a dream to be the best in the world and you accomplished your dream. I thank you for your trust that you gave me to help create and facilitate your amazing journey. So anyone who doesn't know, he was their manager. I want to acknowledge all the many young artists and dancers from Girls' Time to Destiny's Child who were in some way part of the journey, as well as the former managers who were there with Girls' Time before me. So yeah, they were called Girls' Time. Oh, so cute. Girls' Time before they were called Destiny's Child. Beyonce, Kelly and Michelle, on this Women's Month, I wanted to take a moment to express my admiration for the incredible talent, hard work, and dedication. He goes on to say a lot of stuff. It's like 50 paragraphs. It's a really sweet message, very lovely, very kind. Yeah, it's great. Also, Katie Price, she's done well, you know, in maintaining like her celebrity status in this UK. Because sometimes, I feel like sometimes with celebrity, like with UK celebrities or British celebrities, it's like they kind of assign like an expiry date to you that you don't. Why have you grabbed your mic?
Katie Price is a celebrity. What was she known for?
She was a page 3
Didn't
model.
she with
She's a Patriot.
Pete
She was a
Andre?
page 3 model. Initially.
Yeah, she's a model. Then she
Jordan,
was
of
with
course
Peter
she's a celebrity
Andre.
in England.
No, I just wanted to know who Katie Price was.
Do you know Katie
Jordan.
Price is?
No, I had to Google now.
Is it? Are you being serious or are you being silly?
Dwight York's wife.
Who?
Not wife, but yeah, that one.
Who?
It used to be. She used to be
Dwight
Dwight York's wife.
I don't know.
I don't think they're married.
They weren't married.
They're married.
So he's
no,
right
no,
now.
They weren't married. Yeah.
I'm adding legitimacy to their union. Not bad.
You're so dumb. But anyways, cut a long story short, sis owes £750,000 in unpaid taxes. And do you know what, yeah? As someone who doesn't earn as much as she does, and I see the taxes come out, I get it. The older I get, yeah, I understand why people evade taxes. I can understand. Obviously, it's not right. It's a crime. HMRC, if you're working, I do pay my taxes, whatnot, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
But-
but what you're saying, yeah.
No. Listen, no. There's no receipts of it. I pay my taxes, love. What do you mean I pay my taxes? But I can understand that. I can understand it. But anyway, she owes £750,000 in unpaid taxes. That's a lot of money. I mean, Shakira owed taxes at one point. Lauryn Hill owed taxes. what's his name? Donald Trump allegedly to evade certain taxes, buried his wife in the grounds of his golf court. Because then if it's kind of like a cemetery now, you don't have to pay certain tax. It's the whole thing. Rich people find a way to evade taxes, basically. You don't have to worry about me, y'all. Look at your little peers. But anyways, essentially, she's declared bankruptcy apparently for the second time. I always find that interesting when rich people do that, but then they're rich. Kind of like when 50 Cent did it, and he came out from court and then opened his fridge, and it was all cash in there. He's such a troll. But anyway, so yeah, that's what's going on Katie Price's side of town. This is the thing about rumours. Yeah, rumours can be so dangerous. So over the weekend, I saw this article that was released saying that Bruno Mars, who I love very much, owes 50 million, he's racked up $50 million in a gambling debt in Vegas. And so they were saying that all the Vegas residencies and shows he does, no wonder he's being worked like a mule because he owes all that money. It's false. People are really running with it over the weekend, but it's basically false. So they said that he owed MGM Resorts, essentially one of the casinos, $50 million. And apparently he's got like a gambling problem, blah, blah, blah. Well, they've come out to say that is false. They said, we're proud of our relationship with Bruno Mars, one of the world's most thrilling and dynamic performers. From his shows, outdoor, blah, 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 blah. Bruno's brand of entertainment attracts visitors from around the globe. MGM and Bruno's partnership is long-standing and rooted in mutual respect. Any speculation otherwise is completely false. He has no debt with MGM. Together, we are excited to continue creating unforgettable experiences for our guests. They were essentially, what the article said was that he allegedly made $90 million, dollars, through the year from his residencies. But then he will only make 1.5 million after tax for himself, and then have to use that to pay the debt. Do you know how much $50 million in debt is? That's wild. But anyway, I'm glad it's false. Because the people are basically like, oh, he's gonna be doing a tour. Everyone, let's get ready, kind of thing. But yeah, I'm glad that's
Would
false.
they say he did though?
Would they say he did?
Yeah.
I think they just let it go. I think they just won't say anything. They neither confirm nor deny.
But he's still got residency there, so he's still paying off his debt.
Allegedly.
Alleged debt. No, but I think I can see them just being like, okay. They would neither confirm nor deny.
Okay.
Because if you owe us money, we're not going to go out and then... Because America, people can sue for anything.
Yeah.
Because then unless they go out and say he doesn't owe us any money, then he takes us to court saying, see, you said they wouldn't owe you
But
money.
they want to keep him sweet in the public's eyes.
First of all, if you owe me money, I don't need to keep you sweet.
But you didn't
Your
want
talent
him
will
to
keep
be
you sweet
seen
while you
like
pay me back.
a dancing dancer.
I don't think people are going to care. Because people were looking at it as, oh my gosh, he's going to do more shows to pay off this debt. Guys, we've got concerts coming. People were celebrating the fact that he may owe people money because that means he's going to have to do more tours. And they're like, oh my gosh, we can finally get that. We're going to see him.
But you're damaging his public image, and that might not be good for them.
Okay, but how would that affect their business though? Because if the fans who are the ones who's going to make him money by paying to see him, how does damaging his public image, how is that going to affect ticket sales?
Because you probably don't want your favorite artist to be performing because he or she has to. It's kind of like they're on a leash.
Do you think people care like that?
Slavery's done.
Do you think people care like that? Do you really? Because people make jokes.
They're going to start critiquing everything like, he's not even on it. He doesn't even want to perform. He's just here because he's trying to pay off his debt.
Or you can do that the fans want to support him, innit? But because he knows he's in debt, it's like he's not getting this money.
Precisely.
So,
Okay.
Yeah. So when he
start
pauses
GoFundMe
just
for
to
him.
breathe, they're thinking,
Yeah. That's fair. That is fair. I didn't think of it like that actually. But I'm glad that he's allegedly not in debt. I hope he's not, man, because I don't know, man. People say that about Ashake as well. Because when Ashake came out, yeah, he had like bare concerts, bare shows, whatever, and they were like, oh my gosh, who does he owe money? But people say that. To be fair, even with Usher, and after the 10th show, the people making comments like, oh my gosh, like, why? why are you working like this?
There's a demand for it, though, isn't it? There's tickets sold.
That's the thing. And they do. And they do. So, yeah, but that's it for me anyway. Let's get into people's journal.
All right, people, welcome to the People's Journal, where I give you the news from an economics point of view. So I've got a few things to talk about, but I'm going to keep it brief, right? The first thing is Unilever, right? You know, they own like Marmite, they own, I think, Ben & Jerry's, everything, basically, yeah? They're going to be cutting 7,500 jobs.
That's a lot, you know.
Well, to be fair, it's across their global operations, but still, 7,500 jobs. In the UK, in fact, in the UK, it has 6,000 workers. Worldwide, it has 128,000. So, you know what I mean? It is less than 10%, but still, that's still a lot, man. They pretty much said that most of the losses will come mainly from office roles because obviously technology is advanced, man. AI has started to take people's jobs. You know what I'm saying? Next thing I want to talk about is we're getting some new 50p's. 50p coins. And guess what's gonna? I don't even know why I even said guess.
The king. Who's on a 50p now?
Huh?
Who's on a 50p now?
I don't know. There's quite a few. There's quite a few. But the Royal Mint has revealed that there's gonna be some new Star Wars coins.
Star Wars?
Yeah, man. Star Wars. So the Millennium Falcon and the Death Star. That's gonna be on the 50p piece. So you know people like to collect coins and stuff. To be fair,
are they?
Oh my god, I didn't check. Yeah, because the Queen is still on my coins.
yeah, they'll still let you. They'll still let you thingy.
That's gonna take enough long to come
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, but have they released any with King though?
Yeah.
Have they?
Not yet.
No, maybe not yet, but they were talking.
It's coming
about it. Yeah.
They
Oh,
should
they might
do.
just-
Remember I spoke about it in People's Journal.
I was going to say something wild.
Yeah, I suppose. He's the sovereign. He has to go on there, but
No, but
Maybe they're not out yet, but yeah, they were talking about it.
You have to wait until it is.
I was going to say, what's the release time on that? Because
Precisely.
does it cost taxpayers money if they change these things?
Well, yeah, it's
Yeah,
work.
everything.
They have to
Yeah,
take like all the old money, reprint the new money.
Yeah, I think that it's
there's
just...
cost to it, innit?
I don't think he cares. I think they should just wait till William is king. Not in a bad way. not in a bad way, but I just think let's
20
just
years.
save money where we can.
That could be like 20 years, man.
And then for 20 years, we're saving money. We're in a cost of living crisis. But then again, Rishi Sunak is finding money in the back garden, so maybe that's all right.
That's a joke. If I was the king, I'm pushing that initiative through. That's one of my
That
first
is
things. Get her face
first
off that
decree.
money. Like now.
Your mum, you know.
Yeah, no,
get
I don't
her
care.
face off.
Get her off that
That's
bread.
wild.
This is my money. I want my face everywhere now.
It's not wild. She was on it for a very long time. It's
You
not
get what I'm saying?
She was there for like a year. She's had it for like the
but-
last
70.
60, 70 years
Exactly.
or something.
Whose problem is that? As the mum who died, yeah, that just speaks to my greatness.
Oh, do you reckon they should just keep
Step
it the
your
queen?
game up. You already know I'm trying to save costs. If I can have it, I'll just wait till William's kid gets in there. It's a cost of living crisis.
Not for them.
That's true. Definitely not for them,
for
boy.
them.
Not for them. That's such a word. Yeah.
Oh, next thing I want to mention. JD's found himself in some hot water, man. Apparently, JD Sports. Apparently, people are criticizing their new advert, which shows like motorcyclists wearing trainers, right? But obviously, they're saying footwear trainers are kind of not safe. If you-
Oh, that must be so fun at parties. Shut up. It's an ad.
yeah, I guess so.
They didn't
but
tell you to go and drive like that or go on a motorcycle like that. You don't have a motorcycle license.
yeah, but if you're showing people on motorcycles with the trainers,
Is it a motorcycle community that's outraged?
probably not.
Because if it's just people with automatic licenses, you can close your mouth.
Well, the advertising watchdog, they were the ones who came out and said that they received 40 complaints.
40.
40.
That's not a lot, to be honest.
People are so jobless. People are so jobless.
That's not a lot.
At all.
But that's
At all.
40 people that have nothing better to do with their day.
At all.
That's to come, and I bet you they don't even drive motorcycles. I know they have no plans whatsoever of ever driving one. What's it got to do with you?
But yeah, they put out
Karens.
this particular. I'm not too sure if any of you guys in the chat have seen it, but they put it out on the 4th of March. So yeah, just a couple of weeks ago, and yeah,
But then London roads, an ad.
I mean it looks UK, so I'm not too sure it's London. It looks like in the UK, but yeah. But somebody on Facebook commented. This is what they said. They said this is disgusting.
Oh, Karen, shut up.
Nike, JD Sports, you need to take this down. So many youngsters think it's okay to ride in trainers and tech pants.
Tech pets.
Yeah, it's and they said it's so not. Yeah, do the right thing and take it down. Another person said literally promoting everything that gives bikers a bad name. No gear, no ankle protection, wheelies. So yeah, man, people are saying, listen, let's care about our children.
I couldn't be prime minister, you know.
Was it pedal bikes?
No, like proper like motorcycles
Motorcycle
and stuff like that.
So they have to wear certain shoes. That's why they wear them boots.
Let me find
Yeah.
this advert.
That's for like, isn't the boots a bit too heavy for
Yeah,
Well, you're driving.
Gotta be safe, man, just in case.
Safety first, don't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, I didn't know that was part of their uniform. I just
Yep.
would they go in the car.
No, they don't have to wear it. No, not the car. The
No, motorcycle, yeah.
They don't have to wear it. They
Oh, is it?
No, you don't have to legally wear it.
So what can they can wear any footwear then? Obviously not sliders.
Mm.
They probably could wear sliders, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
What, on a
true.
motorcycle?
Probably
Your
the south.
toe is gone. You're losing all your toes. Okay.
No,
Yeah,
it's not on
man.
YouTube.
That's interesting, huh?
It's not on YouTube.
Might have taken it down.
Yeah, them 40 people.
Yeah, they would have taken them for you down. They're just
They've got
in.
loud voices.
Loud voices, man. And Karens. And they specialize in stuff like that. I bet they've got a record of how many things they complain about.
But next thing I wanted to mention is Japan. Japan's central bank has raised the cost of borrowing. They raised the interest rates for the first time in 17 years. So guess what they increased the key interest rate from? Guess what it was before?
What did what?
Guess what their interest rate was before?
1%.
5.7.
Nope, lower.
Oh.
Closest.
2.3.
0.5.
Nope, lower than that.
0.1.
Lower than that.
0.001.
Lower than that.
Stop it.
Minus 0.1%.
What do you mean minus?
What do you mean minus?
It was minus.
So
It
you
was
pay
minus.
them?
So they pay you.
Essentially, yeah. Like
So
you pay them. You got to pay to deposit your money.
Okay.
Yeah, because the economy is just basically like this. They want to stimulate growth and whatnot. So instead of
Yeah, Japan's going through
they're
it.
basically penalizing you for saving your money. They want you to spend it to kind of stimulate growth in the economy. So yeah, they've got to that point where they said, you know what, let's increase it. So they've increased it to 0%.
0.1.
To
0%.
Well, a range, it says here, a range of 0% to 0.1%.
Very kind.
But yeah, man. Apparently, it's because wages have jumped have jumped after the consumer prices rose as well. So this is the reason why. But yeah, in 2016, the bank cut the rate below 0% in an attempt to stimulate the country's stagnant economy. So it's been like that for almost 8 years, like 8 years. But yes, the last thing I wanted to mention, I'll probably speak about this a bit more tomorrow. This is just about the Shadow Chancellor, Rachel Reeves, who I said the last few times I mentioned her, I've kind of said, you know what, I've criticised her and Labour in the past, but the last couple of times I've mentioned her, I've thought, you know what, she's not just speaking in a very reactionary manner. She's actually trying to be creative and come up with some new ways to kind of stimulate the economy, which is good. But yeah, she's come out to basically say they're looking to bring in a new chapter with regards to Britain's economy. Apparently, I'm pretty sure I read it somewhere that she was basically saying what they're looking to put in place when they take over, because they definitely will take over, is something that would be as radical as something that Margaret Thatcher did.
Okay.
So hopefully, this won't be radical in a way that Liz Truss did it and totally decimate the economy, but it will be in a productive way. So, you know what I mean? Like, this is looking good for Labour, I must say, even though we still got our critique about, Starmer and how they've been very disrespectful to our Miss Diana Abbott. But yeah, besides that, that's it for the People's Journal.
All right. Well, we have an interview, so let's get into it. All right, we have a special guest today who has a career that I actually admire because it's one of the things I want to do in my lifetime. Very random, but it's one of the things I want to do in my lifetime. We have Mark here with us. Good morning.
Morning. Thanks for having me.
How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah.
To be honest, I've got a headache, to be honest.
Oh, have you? Oh.
My wife told me not to come today. I said I can't cancel.
Oh, that's really kind. We appreciate it.
Want paracetamol?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. We appreciate it. Won't be too loud then.
No. Do what you do. Do what you do.
All right. So basically, with our guests, we play a game with them. No, I guess it's not a great thing to say after you just said you got a headache. But basically, it's like a general knowledge. It's general knowledge questions. Is this or that? Like preferences, and yeah, and we keep like a scoreboard.
All right.
Yeah. So if you don't know the answer, you can just pass. So the more points you get, I guess the higher you could be on the board.
I'm not great at general knowledge. Let's see.
Hopefully, I'm rooting for you.
All right. Start on the top, yeah?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Benny, ready? Are you ready?
Sure.
We're ready. You have a minute.
Sure, yeah.
Starting
Yeah, that way.
Okay, cool.
in 3, 2, 1.
Fury or Usyk?
Fury.
Which British singer-songwriter released the album 19 in 2008?
I actually know this as well. Pass.
Havertz plays for what English club?
Arsenal.
Short hair or long hair?
In the middle. Can I neither short nor long?
One Love is a biopic about what musician?
Bob Marley.
What black YouTuber became the face of Misfits Boxing?
KSI.
Home or abroad?
Home.
What is the name of the famous clock tower in London?
Big Ben.
What grime artist rejected the MBE?
Skepta.
Black or white?
Black.
Who wrote the best-selling memoir, The Colour Purple?
Not Oprah. Is it Oprah? No, it's not Oprah. She's in it. She's not in it. I don't know. Pass.
Which British comedian created and starred in the TV series Chewing Gum?
Oh, what's her name? Oh my goodness. Pass.
High tops or one level?
One level.
What's the one level? Like, short?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. You didn't do too bad,
Yeah,
actually.
for real. You did alright. You did alright.
You did, yeah.
Chewing gum.
Oh, that's Michaela Cole.
Michaela Cole.
Yeah.
Michaela Cole.
Used to see it all the time as well.
Yeah, what a babe.
Oh, it's name dropped already.
Oh.
No, sorry, no. Let me correct that.
No.
Let me correct that.
He's not wanting to listen to it. He's a troll.
Yeah,
okay?
Let me correct that. I mean, we used to live in the same area. She used to live off my road, so I used to see her literally all the time.
Okay.
Like, just coming out on my flag.
I knew where you went, to be honest.
Pardon?
Is these uncultured
Just
swine.
make it
Yeah,
very
I bet.
clear.
I bet.
Just lived in the same area.
Well, yeah, can you tell us your journey with barbering?
Well, yeah, it
How did you
started.
get into it?
Yeah, it started when I was about 13, 14.
Oh,
And my mum never used to take us to the barber shop.
okay.
So I used to get haircuts from my mum. And then I guess when I got to secondary school, kind of my older brothers were cutting my hair.
Okay.
But the haircuts weren't great. Like, my mum used to board off my head. And my older brothers used to give me kind of like this afro one level, no shape up, no style. So it looked like I never had a haircut. But I went to a school where people had fades, lines, shape ups, and all of these things there. And I was like, you know what? I need one of those haircuts.
Yeah.
And we couldn't afford to go to the barber shop. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to try it myself.
Okay.
And that's how I started cutting hair. I tried to cut my own hair, which went horribly wrong.
I was going to say, how did that go?
Wrong. Like, I had to board my head off anyway.
Oh, really?
Then I got suspended from classes.
Because you're bald?
Yeah. I wasn't allowed to be in class until my hair grew back to a reasonable level.
Sorry.
Wow.
What country is this in?
This country. St. Aloysius, big up.
Why couldn't you? No, big up. Don't big up them after they kicked you out.
No, big up. The rules
Why,
are the rules.
why were you bald? Sorry, why were
Where's
you
St.
not
Aloysius?
allowed?
It's in Archway.
I know that's going, isn't it?
Yeah, it's where Joe Cole went to. That's where the most famous person to come out of it. Flawless, the dance group, came from there as well.
St. Aloysius is big.
Femi, the actor,
Oh, yeah,
right, Daniel Kaluuya,
Okay.
he went there. Dappy, N-Dubs.
Oh, wow, this is a very nice school.
Went there.
and some things.
Yeah, there's quite a few people.
But what is the school rules about being bald? So is that if it's not a medical condition, you can't be bald?
Can't have your hair too low. So yeah, it wasn't like they didn't have strict rules, but it's just you couldn't have your hair that low. You couldn't have a beard, and you could have one line in your head, but no, like, not loads of patterns.
Was this a predominantly a black school, white school? What was the vibe?
It's like 50% black, maybe even more.
Is it because of the whole skinhead thing with white people? So that
It could have been
black
from
people
back in the
kinda
days. Could have been from back in the days.
Because that's so interesting. Because obviously with girls, you hear that there's sometimes the stupid school rules. I mean, we say that. We talked about that guy from America who's got locks, like very neat, everything. And he basically was suspended and his parents are taking like the school to court
Yeah,
in America and all that kind of stuff because apparently you can't have hair
yeah,
and whatnot. That's so interesting.
yeah. So
Wow, okay. So how did you turn into a business, or did you know you wanted to turn into a business?
no, I wasn't thinking about being a barber. I just wanted a good haircut.
Fair.
So progressively over time, I started getting better because I was cutting my hair
Yeah.
all the time. Then my little cousin from Nigeria started living with me.
Okay.
And I remember his mum saying, he's like, where did King Junior get his haircut from? I was like, I'll do
Me?
it. I'll do it, So he became my first real client.
I was gonna say, how long have you been doing it before you did Junior's hair?
I don't know, it might have been 6 months, a year, it might have been a year.
Okay.
Yeah. I started cutting his hair. They weren't great haircuts either. But,
You did what you had to do.
yeah, he was like 7 years old at the time as well. So,
Oh, okay. Oh, that's all right. Junior don't really. Yeah, that's all right.
yeah.
It's in primary school.
But I just slowly started getting better.
Okay, see.
Over time, then suddenly people from my area started coming to me, like, people who live on my road. And
Yeah.
what would happen was when people couldn't make it to the barber shop, they'd say,
you were
go
there.
Mark's house. So I became that, the
plan B,
substitute barber. Yeah,
contingency,
plan
yeah.
B. You can't make it to the barber shop, go to his house to give you like a shape up or something along those lines.
Okay.
So I was doing that kind of as a hobby.
Yeah.
till I got to 18 years old.
Yeah.
And at 18, I'd been cutting hair like for quite a few years now, and I've been going to people's houses cutting their hair, all free as well.
Nice.
I guess I actually was just enjoying it. I was in college at the time,
Okay.
and my brother was going to this barbershop in our area,
Yeah.
and he said to me, "You're better than one of the barbers in that shop." So one day I saw the manager on the street, and just as a joke, I just said to him, "Look, I'm better than your barber." He said, "All right, cool. If you're better than him, come take his place then."
Come take his place then. As the barber that you're better than, I'm fuming. About come take my place.
I was like, right, I wasn't expecting that. I was just joking.
Yeah.
You know, but he didn't actually mean, there was actually a space, but he was just sticking it on me like,
Okay,
you think you're better than him?
Yeah,
Come
go
take
on,
his place
prove
then.
it then kind of thing.
So every time I saw him over the next few months, like, you know, so when you come take his place, when you come to work
Okay,
here.
you didn't even go immediately.
No, I said, no, I was scared.
Oh. Yeah, I
I was
guess.
scared, I was joking.
Yeah.
You know, so every time he saw me, he's like, you know, so when you come in to, you know, come and work here, when you come to work here. Then after a while, I remember getting to a place where I was like, actually, they keep bothering me about this because I was scared to cut real clients. That's what I saw it as. Going to a barbershop, you're cutting real clients now.
Yeah.
So after a while, I remember being in the shop one day and he said, you know, the owner was there and the manager was there. He's like, look, I'm trying to get this boy to come and work in the shop. He doesn't want to work in the shop,
Yeah.
so on and so on. And the owner's like, you know, come on Sunday, don't let me hear you're not here. And I just thought to myself, okay, do you know what? If you're going to like put pressure on me, that's cool. Because when I mess someone up, you cannot be angry at me.
You asked for this.
You keep asking me, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that was my fear. You cannot be angry at me. So I came in on Sunday, the first day, and I was like, all right, cool, you know, let's get started.
Do it.
You know, and the manager was there and he goes, so where's your clients?
Sorry,
I
I
was
had to bring them too.
I was like, what? He's like, what, you think we're going to let you cut the real clients of the shop?
Imagine.
I was like, well, no
So why have you been
one told
hounding
me
me for
anything.
months?
I was like, no one told me anything.
Oh.
So I just sat there doing nothing and sweeping up that whole day. He's like, nah, he goes, go get one of your friends you walk up and down with and cut their hair. I was like, all right, cool, next week then. You know?
Yeah.
Then, you know, just started working there in and around college, slowly getting better. It wasn't my plan still at this moment to be a barber.
Yeah.
Then when I finished college, I was doing performing arts. I said, you know what? I don't actually want to do performing arts anymore.
Okay.
So I'm going to go into barbering full time. So I was 19.
Okay.
I'm going to barbering full time, but I made a promise to myself. I said, when I find the thing I want to do, I'm going to go back to uni and do it.
Okay.
So I remember like maybe a couple of years later, I wanted to be a social worker. So I went back did a college course, access to uni,
Nice.
a year evening course. Realized at the end of it, I don't want to do that.
Okay.
Did a personal training course. I was going to do a photography course. So I did all these type of things, right? And I qualified in these things as well. But then when I was about 23, 24,
Yeah.
I came to a point where I thought, actually, do you know what? Barbering is actually the thing I think I want to do.
Yeah.
You know, and I was fortunate because why I was fortunate was because at that time, normally what happens is people don't take the thing they don't want to do seriously. But from 18 to 23, 24, the way I worked, you'd think that barbering was the thing I wanted to do. So when I decided I wanted to be a barber, I didn't have to change anything about my work ethic
Yeah,
or what I was
you
doing.
were just
'cause
already in there.
I just continued as usual.
Yeah.
The only thing that changed at that moment was I said, okay, I'm going to build a website for myself.
Okay.
You know, and I just thought, you know, I'm a business. I should have a website for myself. And that was probably the first major thing that I did in my career that was advanced to people around me or just barber peers.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Because no one else had a website.
Yeah.
I'm 39 now. So we're talking about 16 years ago.
Yeah.
No one had a website. Barbershops didn't have websites.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, you know what, I'm a business, I should have a website. I said, all the businesses have websites. So what happened then is I set up the website and it was a basic page. It was one page. It just said SliderCuts. It said the address of where I worked and had my phone number.
I mean, to be fair, I don't think there's much you need many pages for, but yeah, I hear it, yeah.
It was basic, it had nothing.
Yeah.
But I started getting clients from that.
Okay.
I started getting loads of clients from that. People coming from overseas kept seeing my page.
Without marketing it.
No, because people would type in, every single person typed in, and I still got customers up to today who say, yeah, I remember I typed that in, London Black Barber. I'm the only person that showed up.
That's amazing.
So when
That's
people
so
are looking
cool.
for, come from outside London, come from
Yeah.
outside of England, they just type in London Black Barber. I had no competition. Nobody else showed up. I was the only page that showed up.
That's lit, you know.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
That's so sick.
Yeah, so
Wow.
then it's just my client list at that point just started growing
Yeah.
and growing. And then I upped my page. I started putting pictures on my website and
Okay,
so on.
yeah.
And still, no one else had a website.
A
So
website still,
I still
yeah.
had no competition. Like, to be honest, what's funny is even now, there's still plenty of barbershops without a website.
No, there is. Because it tends to be like word of mouth,
Yeah.
if anything.
Or Instagram now.
Yeah, Instagram, to be fair, yeah. But even with Instagram, it can be tricky sometimes to kind of find. If you type in black barber, there'll be white barbers, Turkish barbers have used black hashtag.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You still have to sort through things. That's so smart.
Yeah, I can't take credit to say I knew what was coming from it. It was just more so me just thinking I'm a business and this is what businesses
Business-minded.
should do.
Yeah.
You know, so that's kind of how I got into the career. You know, the long and short of it of how I got into barbering.
And then how long were you in the shop before you branched and then got your own space?
about 15, 16 years. So yeah, I was there for 16 years about. I started managing the place when I was 23.
Managing
22.
that same barbershop.
Yep,
wow.
co-managing it. So I was managing that for about 11, 12 years.
Okay.
You know, I'm just running it, getting it like, just getting it, you know, running well. It was great, you could say, exercise, you could say, for me.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I set up the shop to make sure, you know, I was paying taxes. It was registered. It was, you know, all the things were, you know, in place how it's supposed to be. So, you know, it gave me the training to open up my own shop.
Yeah.
Because even I remember at the time when I was doing those things there was a lot of people around me who said, why are you doing this for? You know, you're not getting paid for this job. You know, is there anything that's costing you money? You know, so why are you doing it?
As in being a
for?
co-manager?
Yeah, because I was taking care of all the admin, the finances,
yeah.
And, you know, when the business was in loss, I was covering it out of my own pocket as well, because there was a stage when it was just losing money. So it's like, okay, I have to pay extras, you know, if someone leaves, you know, and we're just breaking even.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, I'm taking the responsibility to pay that. So loads of people saying to me, you're being stupid, like what you're doing. But to me, it was just like, well, I work here, and if this shop closes down,
It affects me.
I have no job either.
Yeah.
You know, so, but then, you know, it gave me great training for when I opened up my own place when I was 34, about 40, 34, 35, yeah.
That's a very good mindset to have there, because sometimes people don't think of stuff in that way. Like they don't think of, they don't, I guess they don't look at the bigger picture of things in that way. And that's important to look at.
Yeah. You know, you have no job.
Yeah, exactly.
If the shop closes down, you have no job, you know.
Yeah.
And also, to be honest, just by character trait, I'm just one of those people where it's like, you know, to be honest, someone said this to me last week. He says it irritates. He actually said to me, to be honest, he goes, sometimes some of the things you do irritate me. He goes, you take on things which are not your responsibility. So that's been a trait of mine, probably from young. Because I remember even like when I was younger, I remember going away for the first time by myself. And I remember my mum saying to me before I left, she said, don't get involved in other people's business. When you're in the airport, if someone needs help, don't help them. You know, it's just, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, airport, yeah.
exactly.
Where are you from,
Yeah,
sorry?
Nigeria.
Oh, honey, yes.
Exactly.
You know, my
You
mum
know
was
the
like,
answers, yeah, they will definitely let you know, don't touch the suitcase, don't carry
touch other
anything for
people's
them.
stuff. She's like, don't touch other people's stuff. Don't get involved in other people's stuff. And I remember thinking to myself, what has she seen in me that she sees
said
that? You know, so that's a trait which I probably had where it's like, you know,
You were always quick to help people. That's
basically,
a good trait.
yeah.
It's not common. That's not a common trait.
So what, did SliderCuts like take off when you went and did your own thing? Or was that even prior when you was in the other shop?
Prior to that, while I was in the other shop.
Okay.
So while I was in the other shop and Instagram came out,
Okay.
I started using Instagram to just put out haircuts. You know, because I remember at the time, Twitter came out first and everybody was getting onto Twitter. And I remember saying, who cares to hear what I've got to say? Like, I'm a nobody. Why would anyone want to hear it? But then Instagram came and I was like, oh, right, they got pictures. So I can put out my haircuts on it. So while everybody else was putting, you know, date night and vacation and, you know, all of the things they're, you know, flossing
And
online.
the coffee. I miss that part of Instagram though.
You know.
People would just have a Costa coffee and they just take a picture of the Costa coffee cup.
Yeah.
Life was so simple.
You know, I was like, whoa, I could promote my business.
Yeah.
You know, what I'm doing. So I just started putting out haircuts, you know, all the time, to a point when I remember like 2014, I got to a stage when I said, okay, you know what, I'm going to put out about 3 to 5 haircuts every single day. And the reason why I said I was going to do that was because I said, it's easy to find the best haircut you've done all week or all month, right? But if you really want to show your skills, if you put out like 3 to 5 haircuts a day, you can't be lying about the level you're at.
Yeah.
You know, because you must be consistent. So that was my thought process. That, you know, let me show people so that whoever comes to book with me, whether
You
the
know
haircut's
that-
good or
yeah.
not, what you've seen, you know the level you're getting. So if you
Yeah.
value me and you rank me at level 5, cool. Come and get a level 5 haircut. When you come to
Yeah.
get here, come here, you're going to get a level 5 haircut. But if I give you the best haircut I've done all month, right, and that's like a level 10, then every client that comes in expects that level.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I'm not trying to put that pressure on myself. And I remember one of the barbers saying to me, that doesn't make sense. I said, why? He goes, he's like, oh yeah, because McDonald's, the burger you get to the picture they show you isn't the same. He goes, so you should be putting out your best work. And I was like, nah, you know, I'm just going to put out what I'm doing in it, you know. So if you come to book with me, at least, you know
what to expect.
you know what to expect. You know, so I remember it started blowing up from there when I just being on Instagram, you know, I was growing on Instagram and then videos came out. And I started doing videos and I was probably one of the first few people, I guess, in the UK especially, who started putting out barber content. I started putting out haircuts, you know, because at first it was 10 seconds, I think Instagram gave you.
Yeah.
You know, so I hired a videographer who would come and record my haircuts and he'd edit them and, you know, 10-second clips of me cutting hair, and then I started putting out these clips of me talking about the barbering industry and just things, you know. It was just little comments to clients like, guys, you know, clients, when you come to the barbershop, make sure you've washed your hair first and have no grease in it. And that'll be a video which I'll put out. And then, you know, just random videos like, you know, I remember one video which I remember a lot of people liked, And it wasn't even a planned video. I was just shooting some stuff and my wife was there. And my wife used to always complain about all the clients constantly messaging my phone. And she just got on the camera and she said, clients, stop messaging my husband after 7 or 8 or something along those lines.
Word, because it's rude. It's word.
And then I think that was a video people really liked, and people really got to know maybe my character and
Your
kind of
personality.
like my personality. And then there's my wife talking about, leave my husband alone.
Yeah, that's so cool.
So
I'm listening and I'm like, you actually had the blueprint for social media without anyone giving it to you.
Yeah.
Because this is when you speak to like, social media managers and all that stuff, this is stuff they tell you. Like they tell you post this many days, this many content a week and all that kind of stuff, an algorithm and all that stuff. That is so sick.
When did you clock that your responsibility as a barber far outweighed just trimming up somebody's hair? When did you realize that they confided in you? They came in with their well-being down in the dumps, and you had that responsibility of picking them back up. And how did you see your role in that? How did you rank it?
I think I realized that when I decided to be a barber, actually, when I decided to say, actually, this is the career I want to do, that's when I actually realized it. Because before that, there was a bunch of things I wanted to do. So, I wanted to do performing arts as a kid. I wanted to dance. I wanted to be an MC. I wanted to be an actor. I wanted to be a counsellor. That's another thing. Before when I finished the personal training course, one of the other things I wanted to do was do the counselling course because I wanted to be a therapist. And I came to a point when I was like 23, 24, and I realized, whoa, all the things that I've kind of put down, you could say, right now, or, in the past, I'm actually doing through barbering. When I thought, I was around that time anyway, I thought, right, I'm doing stuff on camera, especially through social media, all these videos. Clients, I'm continuously, counseling, being like a therapist towards them. They come in with all their problems. We have to talk to them and, ease them through whatever they're going through. I'm performing on camera, even though people may not realize it, when you're on camera, to some degree, you're acting. Right now, even with a headache, I can't talk, how I want to talk. I've got to make sure, I'm portraying myself a certain way on camera. I'm not going to come here and be tired and sleeping on camera. It's a form of acting. And I realized that actually I'm doing all of these things through barbering. Then that's when I kind of really realized, the responsibility, barbers have and how we really affect and really impact communities, because there's just so much things over the years that just happened. Like I remember one incident, right, about, I can't remember, 15 years ago, this guy randomly came, this is the second time he come to the barbershop. He randomly walked into the barbershop, right, and he was standing there and we were all talking, right, and he was just standing by the door. And we were just all having like a barbershop conversation, talking about whatever, right, and as it kind of went quiet, he just said, so my girl cheated on me, she wants me, she wants me back and she won't stop belling off my phone. And everyone just kind of looked over and was like, right, where did this come from? And in my head, I'm thinking, I don't even know this guy. Like, he's been to the barbershop once, right? And then suddenly the whole barbershop is counselling and giving him advice and telling him what he should do and asking him, what happened and why did she cheat on you and this and that and how did you find out? And he really got kind of like comfort from, the whole barbershop just speaking to him. And that's just one incident, so you just realize over the years, there's just so much, that the barbershop adds to individuals. Yeah. So, you just realize over a period of time that actually this is more than just cutting hair. And that's why initially when my first strapline for, SliderCuts was more than a haircut. Because it's more than a haircut. It is the counselling, it is the community, it is everything else.
I like that. Mags, you want to say your apologies and head off? I don't like seeing you this. Say your apologies and go, man.
Sorry, people. I need to leave. It was perfect time. I got a doctor's appointment. I'm not feeling well.
But I'm feeling the same way.
It's terrible.
I was about to say, come back without my baby. Sorry, the prime just came in. I was like, where's my daughter?
This is kicking my ass. My stomach is empty.
Yeah,
it's paining me, and I'm trying to eat, and it's not working.
We might have the same
But
thing.
you shouldn't eat that though, because that's got acid in it.
But I just needed something light. I needed something to do something.
Yeah.
I think we got the same thing because it's not only the headache, it's my belly, it's me feeling like throwing up.
Really?
Yeah, but I was like,
Have you gone doctors about it?
No, it started this morning.
Oh, is it? Oh.
I was like, you know what, but we're here now, innit?
Maybe something going around. Maybe something's going around.
There is something going around though.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, there's always something going around in this British. land.
Telling you.
Sorry, guys, man. I tried, man.
That's all right, babes.
It's alright, it's alright. Get well, mate.
Feel better soon. I didn't know what question you asked. I just want to repeat the same thing.
Oh, no, I was going to ask something about the barbershop. Like, so in terms of like the conversations in a barbershop, are there certain things that you say, you know what, in here we don't talk about this?
Ooh.
No, I
Okay.
don't police what
Okay.
people say, but I police only the insults, and so you can't. To some degree, you can say what you want, right? But you just can't insult anyone. You can't diss
What's
directly
wrong?
anyone.
You're a joker. Are you putting up the mic?
No, but I want to know. Because Brent said something about, when did you realise it was more than a barber? And I'm saying, like, is that your actual experience with the barber? Because I know, like, hairdressers, women been chatting and doing all that stuff, but, like,
It's a good
is that
place.
I don't... Obviously, I haven't been to the barbers in a while
Tell them why. I'm joking.
because I chose to be bored.
BBC. All right.
BBC. But I'm saying, like, I remember, like, the barbershop being a community feel. So I go there, like, there's local, like, the locals, like, regulars, people that you might not see, only see in the barbershop and having that feel. But I don't never remember, like, having that with my barber like that.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, 'cause
Like,
how long is an
he's saying,
average
like, that
haircut?
confide in him and
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
oh, I'm dying today, boss. You know?
I don't think it's like
Don't
every
say like that.
Yeah, I don't think it's like they're just feeling a bit down and they come to the bar and say, yeah, I'm feeling down today. But like, I think it also depends on the barber as well, because I've had people confide some serious things like
You say,
with
like,
me.
whoa, buddy, like,
like.
I need to hear that.
Trauma dumping on me.
Well, things like, it's kind of like, right, you're making me an accessory. You weren't here. We didn't have this conversation. So yeah, people have said to me some outlandish things, right? So I think it really depends on the barber. But I think that, there is a thing where, you probably don't realize it, but you probably do feel, because you might be someone who's just a closed book.
Yeah.
But you might not realize that even though you're a closed book, you probably feel comfortable to say certain things maybe in the barbershop,
Yeah.
which you may not say outside of the barbershop.
But then does it matter that people are around though? So when the people have confided in you stuff, is it because it's so, I don't know how your system is. Do you like one-on-one? So like there will only be one client in the shop?
No,
at one
the
time?
shop's busy. We got like 11 barber chairs in there.
Okay, so and then people still open up even with there's people around and stuff.
But there's spaces in between, the music's playing, sometimes
Yeah, I
the
guess.
conversations in the shop are so loud you can't hear what anybody's saying to their barber.
Okay.
Either, so they're just talking directly to you.
Yeah.
And some of the things I've actually have gone past barbering where people have called me outside to say, look, I just need to, I need help. This has happened and that's happened. Like, what do you think I should do?
So silly.
Right. One last thing before I go, I want to know, how did you get onto, like, cutting celebrities and that?
That came, well, two things probably. One was word of mouth. Just people always feel like, what's the blueprint? And it's like, everybody's a human. So, everybody just, wants a good haircut. You might want a good cleaner, a good massage. Everyone just wants something that's actually good.
Yeah.
So where I was just displaying my skills all the time and just diligent in what I was doing, word of mouth went around. So, social media played a big part, at a certain stage. But before that, before social media existed, I'd cut people like, things like LeBron James, that didn't come through social media.
Okay.
That came from...
LeBron, yeah?
Them Googling black.
No.
Okay, I was going to say.
No.
Google's doing things, honey.
No, that came from... But what's funny, I'll tell you how that kind of, to some degree, me cutting Janet Jackson came from them seeing me online.
Oh, wow.
Not my Instagram. That came from her seeing my website, or her PA seeing my website. But, with LeBron James... There's randomly one day, as a Wednesday, I remember this day, I had the most customers in the shop, had about 8 people to cut. The 2 barbers who were working with me had about 2-3 people, right? So this guy walked in and sitting down. I was like, okay, cool. One of those barbers is going to get to that guy there because I've got like the biggest queue. So between every haircut, traditional old school barbers, taking long breaks, cigarette breaks, coffee break, in between haircuts. So I'm getting through the haircuts and I'm like, I've done 6 people. It's like, right, they're still on like their second person. Like, what's going on? And I'm looking at this guy waiting for himself. Like, why? It's almost looking like I'm going to have to get to this person here,
Yeah.
right? And, I can't take a break. I'm going to have to deal with this person because these guys are just being, no
Silly,
offense, on some joke thing. So, finished the 8 customers right now. And it's like, these guys are still like, you're 2-3 people. What's going on? So I'm like, okay, cool. I'll cut this guy now. So I cut his hair, sit down. We don't even say anything, right? He's tall, dark-skinned guy, right? Cut his hair. What do you want done? He said, he wants a 1-level haircut. So on and so on. Leave it. That's it. A year later, he comes back. And now he's waiting for me. He's like, because I cut him last year. And I remembered him, right? So now we start talking.
Yeah.
So I'm like, because I could hear he's got an American accent. Like, what are you doing over here? This and that. He's like, oh yeah, I'm on a break, so come see my family. I was like, oh, what do you do? He goes, I play basketball. I said, oh, like for you? He goes, I play for the Houston Rockets.
Okay.
But I'm originally from London. My family, grew up here, but I got a scholarship when I was 16
Okay.
to the NBA. So I was like, oh, cool. He goes, so every year he comes back, to see his family. So then every year from then, he was coming back to see me.
Yeah.
Not to see me. He came
But
back
like
to
to
get
get
a
your
haircut.
haircut by you.
By me.
No, he was coming to see you,
Not
though,
see
to be
me.
fair. Yeah.
Not see me. See his family. And that's his name was Pops Mensa. So when the Olympics were coming around, all the basketball players in America were talking about, we need a barber because we're going to be out there for a month.
Look at God.
He's like, oh yeah, come see my barber. So he called me, goes, yeah, these guys want a haircut, so, I've recommended you. You good with that?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, cool. So when they came around, the whole basketball teams come around and their coaches and their managers and because, Americans roll deep.
It's not everybody.
They've got so much people there. It's just kind of like, this is my manager, this is my road manager, this is my PA, this is my this is my that. Like, they have so much people around them. So the first day I was cutting them, what happened was, I went there, they told me to come there like about 4 o'clock. So I got there, I can't remember, maybe early 3 o'clock. The same way, you told me to come at 10 o'clock. I got here about 10 past 9.
Yeah.
Then you just threw me and said, yeah, go sit down. I was like, all right. What's going on?
I look like he just added that new touch. Lest we forget.
So they were like, yeah, the basketball players have got all this stuff they're doing. So, I started cutting just some of the people, just like the staff and stuff like that, right? The basketball players never actually came in till about 12
Okay.
o'clock. So I was waiting. And they kept saying to me, if you want to go, go. I was like, no, I'm just waiting it. So what happened was, because I cut all the staff first before anyone else came, because they also got 2 other barbers to come because there was so much people getting a haircut.
Yeah.
But because I got there first, all the staff were like, he's a good barber. So now they start saying, go to him. Which felt bad
So now the other two are just sitting there.
because the other 2 barbers are now just sitting there, right, not really cutting anyone because they said, oh, go to him.
Yeah.
Or one of their managers be like, oh, go to him. But then when LeBron came in, we was like 2-3 barbers in a room cutting hair, and he just came and said, which one of you is Pops' barber? I said, I am. He goes, like, cool, you're my barber. So then I cut him a few times, and cut them all a few times while they were here for the Olympics. And that just came from, just working in the barbershop. But then you have the other side of things where it's like, Janet Jackson, that came because her PA was looking online and looking for a good barber.
Yeah.
And she said she liked my website and she liked the way it was laid out. And, when she called me, seemed professional, and then I passed her on to my PA, and she goes, she just felt like it was just
It's a business.
the whole
honey.
thing was just kind of like really professional the way it happened, because they saw other people as well and how responsive I was. And when I told my PA, she messaged her straight away. She just like, the whole process was just kind of like really streamlined. So, she felt like, she was in good hands.
Yeah.
So it comes through different things. And other people just come from online because they just see you on Instagram.
Do you manage to maintain them relationships, or are they like just like one-off things when there's the business celebrities like that?
I keep it very professional, so I'm never one to believe that like we're friends.
Yeah.
I'm just
That's
like, so
important,
I'm just kind of like, I just cut your hair. I talk to you, if you ask me for something, I'll do it. I don't believe that, now we're boys and, we're homies and we're this and that.
I
And
think that's
whatever
so important.
It's just kind of like, no, I'm just, so if you come to me today, then go to someone else tomorrow. That's your business.
Yeah.
You can do what you want.
You don't take it personally.
No, it's just, I just here to cut your hair. But the only thing you owe me is the payment after the haircut.
Damn right.
And after
Do
the
you charge them extra because they're celebrities?
No, not at all.
So it's not like £1,500 a trim for LeBron? You're missing,
But
you're missing the trick. You're missing
think
the
about it
trick.
though. He's doing all the staff, all the PAs, all the managers.
I couldn't care less. You're paying me properly. So if LeBron phones you now and says, I'm traveling, I'm in Germany, I need you here by 3 p.m.
It'll cost more because you have to cover the
Yeah,
flight.
yeah, of course. But I'm saying, are you going though?
Today.
Like dropping it, are you going? It's LeBron.
I got responsibilities. I'm with my children. I need to pick up my children and take them swimming.
Man.
You say,
Big up,
hey, I've got this bus.
big up. All right, for active present fathers. We love nothing more.
But
Wonderful.
because my wife's working today, so it's like I've got these responsibilities. You know, so it really just depends.
If you're able to like maneuver
move things around, and then what's going to happen is for me is like I'm going to have to swap days now
because you've got clients.
I'm going to have so but.
You say no.
I was
Kevin
gonna
Hart. LeBron gave Kevin Hart your number. He's called you now. You're deliberate.
I'll speak to my wife first and see.
What can we do about
The thing
it?
is that I'm more likely to do it now because there are people which I've turned away in the past which I regret.
Ooh, can you tell us?
Let me make it clear. Not turned away, but I kind of like to say
do it.
didn't take on the opportunity because of clients, which is Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant.
You got to trim Kobe.
But the thing is this is where you could say I have this thing of loyalty, which is good, and it can also be very bad. So I'm not even saying like, guys, be loyal to the soil. No, because loyalty sometimes can be stupid and can be stupidity, right?
But do you think that was stupid though? Because I'll be honest with you, so basically, obviously, as a woman, I get a lot of beauty treatments and stuff, yeah? So the person does my nails, she's been doing my nails for like 3 years, like this is my manicurist, person does my hair, this person does, like I'm very loyal and stuff like that, yeah? And there was a conversation online one time where a girl, I think she doesn't know, she's in America, and I think that Cardi wanted her to come, but she was like, I've got a full day of booked clients for like the rest of the week. If I drop them to come to Cardi, first of all, it's going to affect their days. It's going to affect the rest of my other days. But she was like, also, these are the girls that come to me every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks. So she's like, I might go to Cardi, yes, but whenever Cardi's in the city, she might go to a new artist. Like, I don't know that I'm going to retain Cardi as a client. I don't think it's fair for me to drop all these people. And I was like, and people are calling her dumb and whatever else. I understood it because as someone who books you regularly, I might be booking this for a special occasion. Now, my birthday, I don't have nice nails for my birthday because you wanted to go and service Cardi. He probably doesn't remember your name and stuff. So do you think it's stupid? Because I think that's amazing that you have a loyalty to your clients who are regular to you. Do you get me? And I don't know. I don't think it's stupid, personally.
No, I don't know. It's not stupid, but in that case there, I think I should have done it because I didn't have any appointments. But what it was I was just like, there's going to be clients which are expecting me to be there.
Oh, so they weren't booked. You just thought like walk-ins.
Yeah, but I just thought they expected me to be there.
Oh, babe, you should have gone.
I know that's why I always look back, and say, I should have actually done it. Because after that, what happens now is I will never just kind of like tell a client I'm not doing you, right? I always be like, can I move you around? And and a few occasions, we're talking about a few occasions over like the 10, 15 years, right?
Yeah.
I think once or twice is when I've actually been like, okay, can I cancel your appointment because we can't rearrange it? And when I've done that, I've kind of like given them a free haircut or I think one of them I gave like 2 or 3 haircuts for being able to cancel your appointment. And because you said, look, go and do what you're doing, right? So I said, like, cool, thanks, but now I'm giving you a few haircuts to say thank you because you're saying.
Thank you for allowing me to do this.
Because ultimately, if he says no, I can't do it. Yeah. And that's how I say it. So I don't actually ever say to a client, I'm dropping you. It's more so it's in their hands to say, can I move you? I'll come in early. I'll stay late. Can I do you on another day? And he'll just kind of like, I can't do it any other day. This and that. So I just said, and he said, it's cool. So I said, like, cool, I'll give you, I think it was like 2 or 3 haircuts free because we couldn't rearrange it. So I don't ever just cancel.
Sorry, do you know how amazing this is to hear? The girls are leaving you stranded. Like, there's a whole thing, with Instagram. We call them Instagram hairdressers. Yeah. Getting cussed out regularly because they have no sense of like, I've made a commitment to something. Let me stick to it. You think Cardi will call one of the hairs? They're leaving me bald on my birthday. They're not caring. So the fact that you said, if your client had said no, you would still shop for your client because I've already made this commitment. It's amazing. Yeah, honestly, you need to release a book on how to run a successful business.
I remember it happened with one client who said no, right? He just basically said no, and I told him what it was for. I said, can I just move you? I remember what it was I said to him is, can I just move you earlier? I want to move him an hour earlier.
Okay, yeah.
Because it was actually a shoot for Stormzy.
Okay.
I think it was the shoot for, what video was that? The one with Idris Elba in it.
What's quite a few been in it.
No, but there's one that was like, they released it like, it was very iconic. Is it Vossi Bop?
Vossi Bop, I think
it was. Vossi Bop, yeah.
So I was going on a shoot to cut him, and I was moving clients around. Everyone was fine.
Except there's one. There's always one
client, right? And I said, can you? I said, cool. I'll come in and cut your hair. Can we do earlier?
Yeah.
He said no, and I even just said to him what it was. I'm not lying to you. I said, look, I need to go here, and he just said no, and he actually got offended by it. He said, look, I've got important things to do as well. So just because you got to go do this person, that doesn't mean basically anything to me. I've got responsibilities and I got this and that. And I said, okay, cool. Can you maybe just come in half an hour earlier?
He said no. I said what I said.
He said no, and the thing is, I feel like he said no. Just out of some
to
principle.
Yeah, exactly. He was doing it to be a point.
Just some principle thing, right?
He said, something's more important than me. I did yourself, but no, you're going to cut my hair.
So I said, okay, no problem. So I just said to them, I can't do it. And at that time, so basically we have to push that back instead, So I come into the barbershop to cut his hair.
What was the vibe like? But I just think if someone's in charge of your hairline, I don't think you want to offend them. I just don't think you want to go on the wrong side.
Do you know what's funny? He didn't show up. I was calling his phone. Ringing him off. He didn't show up. And then suddenly...
Give me a lesson.
That's your fault,
what a witch, man. What a witch.
I don't feel sorry for you. That's your fault.
But he had an appointment.
Huh?
He had an appointment.
You should have, even when he was not trying to be reasonable and like work with you, you should have told him to fuck off a long time ago.
Yeah,
There's
but that's
his appointment though.
He's wicked.
He owns that space. But no, he said he called me later and he said to me, he's like, sorry, I lost my wallet.
Up.
He said, I lost my wallet and something. And I thought to myself,
No, on online banking.
Because I was looking for something. I was looking for my wallet. Something happened, right? I was thinking to myself, but I've been calling you.
Yeah, but he could have called you. He could have answered the phone and said that.
You know, he just said to me, yeah, sorry. Then he was like, suddenly, oh yeah, can I do another time now? And I first thought to myself, so now you suddenly have all this other time, right? But I don't think personally, I don't think. Probably, yeah.
You're so lovely, man.
Do you know my thing is? It's just
I would have told
business.
you where to go.
Ultimately, I guess it's just business. So ultimately,
Did you make it to the shoot?
Yeah, I'm ready to shoot. But ultimately it's just business. So,
but do you know what? Yeah, you got such a lovely heart, And people like that with lovely hearts, you will keep getting blessings, no matter how many people. Because sometimes the devil be using people. I keep telling people, don't let the devil use you, honey. That boy, the devil was using him. But the thing is that when you got a pure heart and a kind heart, you're never going to carry loss. It's impossible for you to carry loss because the spirit around you is greater than any evil spirit.
Amen.
That is so mean. I mean, I'm a Christian. I would have told him where to go. I would have been like, you think you can book against me?
I want you to elaborate.
I'm in white.
Why are you laughing with your soul?
That's the reason why I'm in white today.
Why are you laughing with your soul?
Because she believes that.
I believe what?
That as long as your heart's clean, you're never going to carry loss.
I am a walking testament of that.
Oh.
I mean,
you might want to check your heart.
Maybe the ultimately, maybe.
Nah, I can never carry last. Even if people think that you've done something that you think is going to make me carry last, I serve a living God that will always turn any atrocities, any negativity into a testimony. That is a fact.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Take that to the bank, honey. I stand on that.
No,
I'm a walking testament of that.
I know, I agree with that. I was saying you might take losses. They might seem like losses, but they're it's kind of like setbacks, or just change of directions, So where it might feel like, you lost out on this, something bigger or better can come.
It will. And it 100% will.
Yeah, so I don't, basically, I just kind of like, I see it as the client owns this space and we've got an agreement right now. So it's out of respect, I ask you, can you move it? Can you not? If not, then I have to maybe work something else out. But the other time, I remember there was one time, right? I remember someone said something to me, and this was kind of like, you could say my pride, not, maybe you could say it got the better of me, kind of a little bit,
Let us be the judge. Right. Let us be the judge.
No, there's good reason though. What happened was I got called up to cut John Boyega, and this is just before Star Wars came out.
Okay.
Right now, so the person who called me to cut his hair said, can you cut his hair? He's starring in this film. He's coming out. All this kind of stuff there. Great. And I said, all right, cool. Let me sort it out. So I started moving things around, right, for him to come and get a haircut. I can't remember, maybe 10 o'clock, something like that. Sorted it all out. I said to him, like, cool, I've sorted it out. I've moved everything around this and that, so yeah, he can be here at 10 o'clock. And the guy said, oh, no. We want you to come out to us to cut his hair. And this might be about 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. So I said,
John Boyega?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not talking to John Boyega, though.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
And where are they?
I can't remember. I think it was Hammersmith or something like that, right?
Okay.
And I said, I can't even do that. I've moved people around. I can't actually cancel these people this close to the appointment. I remember the guy said something to me, right? And he said to me, he goes, trust me, you should do it. It's going to be a good look for you, right? And in my heart, I remember saying, so who are you to tell me it's going to be a good look for me?
You don't know my look is.
Right? But then somebody just, I remember, months later and him blowing up, and I remember saying in the barber shop, yeah, he was right. It was a good look for me.
I should have.
Yeah, because sometimes we think that, this person being arrogant. He's not being arrogant. He's just telling the truth.
But then sometimes
it would have been a good look for you.
But it's tricky though, because I think I don't know, it's a bit tricky because with the celebrity stuff, I guess with celebrities and like public figures and stuff like that, they expect you to just drop everything. There's this mindset of like anybody else that's, I guess, say clients, for example, in this example, or businesses, then their needs is not as important as mine because I'm doing a video shoot, because I'm doing this, But then you actually don't know what it is that people are. I had someone cancel on me for, I remember, my graduation. Oh, wow. My hair appointment for my graduation. Do you get what I mean? And so you don't know what this, you might see and be like, oh, it's just a Christian, it's just a this. But you don't know what that means to that person. For you to say that because you're doing a video shoot or movie, whatever shoot you're doing, it means more. And so you should just not care about that normal client for them. So it's a bit, it's a bit tricky, but I feel like you're navigating well though.
But I think I've always focused on like the kind of quote unquote normal clients, right? Because I've always thought they're the ones who actually make the business. Celebrities will come and go. I've always even told people, don't ever make your business about celebrities. So what is funny is my business isn't based on celebrities. The funny thing is you rarely even see celebrities on my page, right? So see people say things to me like, oh, do you still cut? Like one I get all the time is, do you still cut Reggie Yates? Yeah. I'm like, yeah, like weekly, every single week, but then you don't see him. Not that often, or you might see Stormzy maybe a couple times a year, and it's kind of like, oh, you still cut him? It's like, yeah, cut him all the time. But I've always been like caught up on the idea of your business, like your business shouldn't be based on another man,
100%,
or woman. right? You know,
Good.
they shouldn't be the face of your business because
Yeah.
if that person retires or gets cancelled or anything like that, right? You know, suddenly what your business goes down with them because you made your
Yeah.
business all about that person.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I'll make my business about just the quality of my haircuts and the service. You know, so these
Yeah.
people are kind of part of it. You know, just like any other
Yeah.
client. You know, and I thought that's how basically a lot of times I got celebrities because
Yeah.
they just want good service. You know, and they liked what they was. Also, another thing was they liked what they were seeing online.
Yeah.
So even like recently, there's this guy who I just started cutting recently, right? And they there's a lot of things which barbers don't understand,
Yeah.
especially when you're cutting celebrities, right? Which you need to do. Maybe, and I have kind of thought about the idea of writing like a memoir or
I
like a
think
book
you
around
should.
this because they don't understand the idea of like how to keep things confidential.
Mm-hmm.
So I never put, even when I put celebrities up, I never post them live.
Yeah.
Like by the time you see this, they're
They're
long gone.
Yeah. They're
You
back
know,
at home. Yeah.
Because I remember back in the days, I remember one time, like, we're talking about 10 years ago, something like that,
Yeah.
right? Posting Anthony Joshua. Wait, did I post him? I don't think I've been posting him. I
If
think
you
people,
tell me people showed up to the shop, I swear.
no, did I post him? I can't remember if I posted him, or maybe I didn't post him. Maybe someone just saw him. Then suddenly we just had a long line outside. We had to get one of the customers who was like this big guy to be a security guard to let people in. Because Anthony Joshua was cool, just like, yeah, let them come. He said to me, look, if you're cool with them being in the shop,
Fine,
and whatever.
Yeah.
So we just had a line of like a big queue outside and we're letting people in one by one take pictures of Anthony Joshua, right?
Oh, that
And
gave me
then-
the ick. That could not. Oh.
You know, and like, but you know, things like that, you know, when people see them online, you know, it's just kind of like, they're going to come because
They're
I'm
gonna
right,
come,
he's there.
yeah.
He's there now. So I never post them live. If I go to their houses, I make sure that nothing is showing. If I'm doing a video and vlogging on the way up there,
That's
you
really
know,
good,
I'm going to
though.
make sure that there's nothing showing, no signs, no street signs, no, what do you call it, signs or anything
Mm-hmm.
like that, you know. And when I was posting videos of them, I rewatch the videos first to make sure there's nothing that shouldn't be seen in the video, you know, and then post it. And there's these
That's
things
really
that which
good.
people don't realize that, you know, they really appreciate these things there. Even like one time I went to cut someone, right? And someone on the train saw me and he's like, oh yeah, you're that barber, right? And I was like, yeah. He goes, oh yeah, I love your stuff. I watch you, all this and that. I was like, yeah, cool. And he got off the same stop as me. And I was like, oh, this guy's going the same direction as me. So now I need to actually now go the wrong direction because
You can't lead him to someone's
I
house.
can't lead him to, you know,
Yeah.
because he's going to make an assumption where this person lives. So like, now it's
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm going to have to kind of like divert so this guy doesn't see where I'm going
you're
to,
going,
right?
yeah.
And there's all these things there which people just don't realize, like, you know, barbers don't realize because all they care about is I need to get the celebrity on my camera and that's, you know, I've got what I've got, right? But, you know, there's a lot of these other celebrities, because they heard me talking about these things as well, they appreciate those things there. So when I was, when they were asking me to give them a haircut, they're like, okay, cool, I can get a good haircut. But
I can
also
trust
they can
him.
trust
Yeah.
the person. They can trust, you know, I might, because people don't realize, you know, you might see someone arguing with someone, saying things which, you know, which people, or acting a certain way that no one else has seen them act.
Yeah.
And then suddenly there's people online talking about that. I remember one barber who did get in trouble for doing that because he was somewhere where something really kicked
him
off with this
releasing the
massive
tea.
guy. And he was, he basically spoke about the story and mentioned the names and everything like that. And, you know, and they really like, they had a big falling out because of that, you know, because it's
Okay,
like,
and you sue him.
well, you can't sue him, you know.
Actually, yeah, because there's no NDA and stuff. Have you ever had to sign an NDA?
Yeah,
Okay.
I've had to sign a few
Hey,
NDAs.
you can't puppy.
No.
Please. no, this is a great man. We're not doing this thing. Chijoke says, can we ask how Mark feels about using the spray on weak hairlines?
I don't have an issue.
Is that glossy thing that
The shoe
runs
polish,
in,
yeah.
Was it Beijing?
runs in the shower?
Beijing is one version of it.
All right.
I don't really use it unless a client actually asks me for it. I'm not really like someone who wants to use it
Okay.
because I just feel like there are some clients I understand why they're using it, but I feel like majority of clients don't need to use it. No offense, and I'm not trying to cause some beef in the industry. It's just a lot of barbers that are
They're giving people haircuts that their hairline can't support.
they don't understand how, you know, there's a lot of barbers basically who maybe are not as good.
Okay, yeah.
They
You
rely
know,
on that.
so they don't understand how to cut someone's hair and how to, you know, bring natural sharpness out of their hairline. Because I've cut quite a few clients who have come to me, and they're like, "Oh, you don't even need to put that you know that the black stuff on because, you know, this is sharp." And I'm just like, yeah, because what happens is, as example, let's say, for example, like I'm one of the people like here, right, slightly going thin here, right.
Yeah.
I've been slightly going thin here for the last 7 years. So all I do is when I cut my hair, I just don't touch this area here because it's
Okay,
weak and it's
yeah,
light.
yeah.
But what barbers will do instead is
Oh,
they'll
gosh.
cut over the weak area, then cover it up with the
this
the
thing,
ink.
yeah.
But then my thing is,
When
but
I
you
get
can
a
see it's
shower when I
weak
come
and it's
out,
light,
yeah.
why
Why
cut it
touch
off
it?
The same
to
way
put
as-
something on top
yes,
of it?
Yeah.
Just avoid the area. It's slightly light, it's slightly weaker, you know, just avoid that area, you know. So I try to teach people to, you know, how to get the best out of someone's hairline naturally, and then if they need it or they still want it, then use it. But I just feel like there's a lot of cases where clients don't need it.
Yeah, because I was gonna ask, like, how do you tell someone? You say someone's like, oh, this is the hairstyle I want,
Then yeah, they're
or
paying
this
for it.
what, and then but then if their hairline can't, or it's not gonna suit them, it's not gonna look nice on them. Do you ever have that conversation of, I don't think you want to go with that?
Yeah, you give people advice. More so in more recent life. Before, I used to be kind of too shy to do that. I'd be like,
Okay.
you know, if they want it, they want it, you know. But now, if I've been cutting you for a little bit, I'll say, okay, look, I think this will suit you more,
Yeah.
you know. And, you know, it's their decision. You know, if
Would
they
you
say
ever
no, they don't want it.
Would you ever refuse a trim? So like, there's some tattoo artists that like some people going to get tattoo artists, and there's some tattoo artists be like, I can't do that. I'm not doing that. Like,
Yeah,
I'm not giving you that. You get me?
You understand that? You know, I don't.
Like say like a dread just said, I want a bar head.
If they want it, I'd say yeah, but I'd ask them
Are
why.
you sure, hon?
But I know also the thing is it's kind of sensitive because this is why, you know, I say it's more than a haircut because you need to understand culture. If a dread comes in and let's say he's a Rasta as example, right, and he's cutting off his hair, it's because someone close to him has passed away. So when you're pressing him, are you sure? You don't do it. You're actually just aggravating the situation because that's what they believe. If someone close to you passed away, you cut your hair off, right? And this is why it's good to understand culture and understand, you know, differences in different beliefs and so on and so on.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you might just be offending him and just getting on his nerves right now because, you know, he's thinking in his head, let go of it because maybe he doesn't want to talk about what's going on. You know, you can say to him, you know, you can obviously say to him, you know, you thought about this. That's the smart thing to do. You thought about this, right? You know, this is not like a spare the moment thing, this and that. You know, you sure, this and that. They say, yeah, I'm sure, cool. Go ahead with it. And I know also women have always also said that they're so offended by that, you know, which I used to do, which is kind of like, you know, you say, are you sure you thought about this? But then it worked.
Oh,
Do
when
you know
women come
what?
to you and say, take it off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
but
I
I
was
know
gonna,
they're so what I learned was they hate it.
No, but basically, I was gonna get into the women because I did have a low haircut at one point. That's me up there, right? Bald and all. Well, level. I guess that's a level 1. I guess. But basically, there was a time I did cut my hair off, and I remember when I went to the barbers. Yeah, gosh, this man might have well asked me for a written statement. He was like, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yes, I'm here. I want to cut it up." He's like, "But are you sure though?" I said, "I'm very sure. Let's do this." He's like, "I'm about to start. Are you sure?" And then his little friend, well, not little friend, his colleague, was like, "We're gonna cut off all your hair." I said, "Then I have to do the whole process again." Now he's asking me, "Am I sure?" And I was just like, I wasn't offended by it, but then I was like, "Yeah, but it's hair. Like, it's going to grow back. Do you know what I mean? Hair grows back, kind of thing." But I wanted to ask as well, do you have like a lot of women, female clients?
Yeah.
But then what's the energy like? Because I've spoken to women who also don't have their hair, like who have go to barbers and stuff like that. And going to the barbers as a woman it can be quite intimidating. Obviously, I found my way there, but I was definitely intimidated. And after a while, I guess I got used to it.
Yeah.
But women, do your female clients kind of express that to you, or do you, you know, why are you laughing? What's funny?
I'm leaving that. When I had a thought, yeah, because obviously, like women love to hairline shame the mandem and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And obviously,
Hairline
like, they live by different standards, innit? Yeah. I just go and do some market research here. Just go and walk around and just go and look at the average woman, especially if they've got their hair type. Their hairline is terrible.
Right.
The average woman's hairline is terrible, and they got the cheek to fix their mat and talk about the man them.
It's seems like,
And obviously, it's different standards, isn't it? So you're not, but just look at them. Just go and just pre them and look and be like, oh, there's some horror shows out there. It's like,
wow.
yikes. You can relate. Tell, vouch for me.
First of all, don't put that in the man's
Vouch
business.
for me, please.
Don't align
They don't
yourself.
need. Obviously, it's different beauty standards. They don't need the
Yeah,
sharp
but he can't speak
hairlines.
about his female clients like that.
Okay.
'Cause if I'm one of your clients and I'm watching you on TDA and you're out here to wipe people's hairlines, excuse me.
Listen, people's hairline is their hairline, you know.
Okay.
Their hairline is their hairline, you know. But yeah,
Babiel?
Don't you dare.
you know what you're saying about.
What? You talk about your editor. Don't call on him for nothing.
For me, don't do that. I'm going now. I've got to go.
I said I'm going like it's gonna stop the clip. It's still gonna run. Yeah, run the clip actually. I'll repost it. But yeah, sorry, yeah, female clients.
Yes, they've actually said that they like coming to the shop because there's clients who travel from far because of the environment of the shop.
Oh, that's
To
good.
get some of the most simple haircuts. There's one woman I talked to the other day, and I was like, her haircut is so simple, and
Yeah.
she travels far. It's like, you know, you can get this done anywhere.
No, but it's the comfortability that makes a big difference.
And cheaper is what I even said to her. And she said, I know this. She goes, yeah, but I like coming here because I like the environment.
Yeah.
I know what I'm getting. You know, I don't feel kind of like pressured. I don't feel, you know, guys aren't moving to me, you know,
Yeah.
and so on and all these things there. And she's like,
So,
you know, and she's like, you know, that's why she likes coming to the shop because, you know, of all those things there. She goes, and she's spoken to other women where they're willing to travel that far because the barbershops they go to is just harassment to some degree, right? And also, I did this kind of talk. I was on a panel at a I don't know if I call it a feminist talk, but I don't know, women in low hair and barbershop type thing.
Okay.
And I was like the one. I didn't realize that actually everyone in there was a woman. I was like,
You were the only man
I was like the only guy there, and a few guys who came with their family members in the audience, but I was like the only one there. And to be honest, it opened up my eyes to a lot because what all these women were saying.
Yeah.
And experiences they had in barbershops. I was like, oh wow, I didn't realize that was happening.
It is a lot, yeah. Because I've spoken, like I know women with low haircuts who go to barbers and stuff like that. And I guess when you what we kind of see of in films and dramas and TV of conversations in barbershops and a lot of it, as a man you wouldn't feel uncomfortable, but as a woman you would feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But I was lucky. I was blessed enough that the barbershop I went to, I felt intimidated because I felt like I was going to a man's space. But then I always felt very comfortable there. Like they were they made me very, very comfortable and stuff like that. But I get why the women would travel, because again, it's about just feel like you can come here. It's not a thing. No one's making a scene, and you just and you have a good haircut as well. Yeah, man, that's sick. I feel like the fact that women, feel comfortable in your shop and stuff, that's a big thing.
I think there's also little things as well which people don't realize.
Yeah.
Like, so I generally keep a gap between me and my client anyway, but when there's a woman there, I kind of make sure there's even a bigger gap, so you're not feeling like I'm pressing on you or anything like that. And I remember this woman saying it's all of those little things. And I remember doing a post talking about it, actually, LinkedIn and Instagram, talking about, how to cut female clients.
Yeah.
And the things, to do to make them feel more comfortable, and just things to watch out for, because a lot of people just don't think about those things there. Or they don't think there's an issue. Like a barber will be whispering something in a woman's ear while he's cutting her hair and talking about, no, these are stories I'm hearing, talking about, what you doing? You got a boyfriend? Oh, okay, no, this and that. Oh, how come a beautiful girl like you ain't got no boyfriend and this and that?
My friend, will you cut my hair?
And then what they don't realize is, and what the barbers don't realize is, they're in a position of authority and a position of power.
Exactly, yeah.
So a position of power. So they don't realize that woman might feel uncomfortable, and you might feel to yourself, actually, I'm not being rude, I'm not being aggressive. She can just say no, but you don't realize that she's worried. You're standing over her. You're cutting her hair.
My hairline in your hand.
So she might feel like, actually, I can't really say no. So now she's just saying, oh, okay.
Because an uncomfortable situation. 100%.
She's like, oh, okay, and she's answering questions she doesn't want to answer, right? And you don't realize, and you don't think you're doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
You feel like you're being very respectful, and and a lot of barbers said they might be thinking, if she was just to say no, I'll be like, cool, I'll stop.
But sometimes you don't feel like you can say no. That's the thing.
Sometimes they don't feel like they can say no. So it's just about being wary of those things there. You're not in a position. It's almost like going for a job interview and the person starts moving to you, and it's kind of like you maybe feel like.
If I don't say yes, I won't get the job.
And I don't want to be harsh and just say no harshly because I might not get the job or something like that. It's like, and someone might say, but I was being polite and I was being respectful, but it's like, it's not the situation that you should be doing this in.
100%.
Because you are in a position of authority and you are in a position of power right now.
Do you feel like your I guess your popularity, right, amongst celebrities and just and regular people as well, people willing to travel from all over the place here to come and see you.
Yeah.
Do you feel it's down to mainly your professionalism or your skill? What would you say to somebody who's coming up and say like what should the ratio be to be successful?
I think it is skill.
Okay.
Plays a massive part in it, but I think my professionalism probably pays maybe 30% of it. Because there are people out there, because maybe even more, because there are people out there who will go, it might even be higher actually, because there are people out there who will go to get a haircut that's not as good from someone else, but because it's professional. And what I mean by professional, it means that when they get there, they're on time for their appointment. They're not double booking them. They're not saying, I'm not cutting you because of this and that, they're not coming there and you're not there.
Yep.
You're not coming there and you're getting bumped because they're not cleaning their tools and things like this, right? So I think it plays a big part because it doesn't play a massive part in the sense of you're a level 8, as example, barber between 8 out of 10, and someone's going to go to someone who's level 2. But when we start bringing it closer together, and let's say there's barbers between the levels, 6 and 8, right? That professionalism will tip someone over, because even I always tell people this as well. A client doesn't know the difference between a good haircut and an excellent haircut. Only barbers know that. A client can't tell the difference. So once you're getting a good haircut, which might be a level 6.5, 7, right, which is like a good haircut, That's a great haircut to a client.
Yeah.
They cannot tell the difference between a level 7 and a level 8.5 haircut. So right now, where you're constantly working on upping your skills, which is a good thing to do, you should also be working on your professionalism, because right now, with that person who's 6.5 or even 6 and you're 8, if your professionalism is just horrible, right? Your customer service is just horrible. Someone will just go to the 6 instead.
Definitely.
Yeah, rather than dealing with all of this. Yeah.
When again, this might seem like a silly question here, right? But when did this whole... I'm making it seem like it's a bad thing. But when did appointments and everything
I
become
knew that's
the
where you're
thing?
going with it, though.
You know what I'm saying? Because back in the day, there was no appointments. You just rolled up in the barber
Do you know
shop.
what's so funny? Because when I started cutting my hair at Barbers, I didn't realize you lot were not running
That's what I'm saying.
appointments. I said, I have things to do. And I booked a this o'clock appointment, but I feel like, to be fair, I feel like my barber did make, because he knew he knows my story as a woman, and women deal with appointments and da-da-da. Yeah. My appointment was my appointment. Everybody else, they were free signing up, and I said, well, that's not my business.
Well, do you know what? And I'm not going to say that I'm definitely the first person, but I definitely do believe, if someone could prove me wrong if they want to, that I probably played a big part in appointments happening. Because I started doing appointments 15 years ago. Before, let me see. No, when I was 24, I'm trying to think. When I met my wife, I was 24, and I was doing appointments then, just before I met my wife. So yeah, probably about 23, 24. So we're talking about 15 years ago, 16 years ago. Yeah. And I started off, I remember just saying, okay, if you want an appointment, come and wait if you want to, but if you want an appointment, pay £5 extra, and then you can have a set time. Okay. And no one else was doing it. In my shop, nobody was doing it. Yeah. The only people that ever got appointments, which from back in the days would have been celebrities. Okay. They're the only people that got appointments, where it's kind of like, can I come and get a haircut? Is a celebrity, cool, come in, you're going to get a haircut around that 11 o'clock time, right? But as a thing, just giving clients, the average client, no one was doing it. And I know no one was doing it because, because after I remember people start saying, some people saying, what do you call it, trying to copy because he's doing appointments, this barber over there is trying to copy because, he's doing appointments now, right? And at the time, I didn't hear of anyone else doing appointments. And it wasn't because I was trying to be the first. It was more so just thinking about a logical thing of some people just want a time for a haircut and you can pay for that time for that haircut, So I was like, so...
And people are paying for it.
At first it was kind of like, maybe you got one appointment in a week.
Yeah.
And then one person sees, it's like, oh, how come that person's pushing in front? I said, no, he's got, I told you I've got 5 people. One of the 5 people was an appointment. I said, look, there's 4 people in here, and this is the 5th person who's an appointment. This and that. Okay, cool. Then
so now next time you're going to pay now.
So then now next time someone's thinking, okay, when I got something on, I'm going to book an appointment. So it started off with people just being like, the odd client who just wanted it all the time. Then the odd client was like special occasion.
Okay, yeah.
I need it. Then slowly over time, so it wasn't like over a year I was getting fully booked with appointments. No, we're talking about years and years, but slowly more and more people just started being like, I can't do this waiting anymore. I was waiting for 4 hours, 5 hours. And literally with me, I would have clients waiting for me for like about 6-7 hours for a haircut. Because I'd be not booked up. I'd have like, you'd walk in the morning. I remember I used to do pictures where you come in on Saturday morning, it's like, right, there's 10 people waiting here. Yeah. And then people used to complain and be mad about, why'd I have to wait so long? It's like, well, what do you want me to do? Goes, I remember people saying things like, that guy must have nothing to do with his life, man. Let me go first. What's he doing here waiting at 7 o'clock, an hour before you even open up? It's like, well, he wants to be first, innit? Yeah. He wants to be first, innit? Then it's like, okay, we're doing appointments now. So if you want an appointment, cool, book your appointment, 8 o'clock. I'll be ready for you at 8 o'clock.
So how far, in the future, are you booked up for?
Not as much as I used to because I shortened my time where people can book in advance now.
Okay.
So I used to do like 2 months in advance and I'd be booked up for 2 months.
Sick.
And then, but the issue with that was it meant that it was really inconvenient because when something might come up in 5 weeks and I'm booked up.
It's little wiggle room, yeah.
And there's, and it was like,
in your personal life?
Personal life. It was just like, or job opportunity. Oh yeah, could you come and do this ad or this shoot? And it's like, right. Now I'm moving around my whole day and we're talking about this is like in 6 weeks time. Wow. So I moved it to only 4 weeks in advance you could book me.
Yeah.
And then, so now, and also I open up my morning slots. So basically the shop officially opens at 9 o'clock, but I will work from 5 a.m.
5 a.m.?
But I don't open up my 5 a.m. Like with everything else. So for example, my 5 a.m. might be open like a week beforehand.
Okay.
So
you get people coming at 5 a.m.?
I'll be booked up from 5 a.m.
What, like for a job interview? Like, are you coming in to get a haircut for a job? What would make you...
I would do that though.
Because before work, people realize that, going to a barber shop after work, it's kind of long. Sometimes I wake up a little bit earlier, get your haircut, then go to work. Then
and then that's you're done.
That's done.
Day, like gym. Just get that
Yeah,
out of
like
the
gym,
way.
guess,
like, yeah.
yeah.
I don't want to work and go to gym after work. I'd rather get that done in the morning.
How close are you to your workplace?
I'm not far. I'm like a mile away.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Oh, 5 a.m. Because I was thinking, what time do you wake up then? And oh my gosh,
3:30.
wow.
3:30. I wake up.
And
Well,
you
kind
end-
of wake up.
And you end your day at what time?
It depends. Let's say on
I was
a.
say, what time do you get to bed? End of the day. What time do you get to bed?
So
How much sleep are you
yeah.
getting, sir?
I'm not, right now. It's not the best time to ask me. I'm not getting a lot of sleep.
Get naps.
But no, I'm not even getting naps. I will start work at, let's say, 5 a.m. Let's say on Thursday I'll start at 5 a.m. I'll finish at like 6:30, 7 o'clock in the evening. Because I'll pick up my son from football at 7:30. So I'll finish about 7 o'clock, then go pick him up from football, then go home.
Are you eating between this? Because I'm sorry, I'm just back to why you haven't gone to the GP about your stomach. So in between such a busy day, are you like just bang, 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 or are you taking time out to have breaks?
No, so
Take
I'll
me
have
over.
so from 5 a.m. I'll have a break at 1 o'clock, 1:15.
Okay.
I will eat then. So it's funny because I always say, right, I've worked 8 hours. That's
Yeah.
a full shift for some people, but that's when I'm eating. I'll eat something light because even though people say, you should be eating something bigger. No, because you're just sluggish. You've got another
I was
7
gonna
hours
say, yeah.
or 6 hours left. So I just eat something light. It can be an apple, yogurt, and pack of crisp type
That's
thing.
a snack. That's not
Yeah.
even light. That's a snack.
Yeah, well, no, but if you're going to be standing on your feet for the next 6 hours, right?
That's true. I
It's
guess.
easier to eat light than to eat
Yeah,
heavy.
and to eat a proper meal. Yeah, yeah.
So I'll do that. Then I cut back to back until I leave, and then sleep at. To be honest, a lot of times I'm sleeping around 12:30. So I'll sleep about 3 hours, and I will wake up in those times because you see my baby who came as well, because she might wake up once or twice in those times. So it's broken up sleep. But it's the season which we're in.
Are you still enjoying it?
I enjoy cutting hair. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I enjoy cutting hair. Yeah.
Because sometimes when you can enjoy something, and then when it becomes like a business,
Yeah.
you can start to suck the joy out of it. But then you got like a very successful business, so even that can even take away more of the joy. So that's really good that you're definitely doing the right
I enjoy
thing.
elements of it, shall I say?
Okay.
So I don't want to sell a false dream to anybody. There's
Yeah.
nothing you will enjoy 100%.
Yeah.
Nothing in this world. You can say 100% I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because there might be elements of it you enjoy, but there's elements I don't enjoy.
Yeah.
Like I've got a big team.
Yeah.
Like I know we've got 20 staff members. So that's from about 11, 12 barbers to 4 receptionists and a PA and a second assistant and PR team and website person and social media assistants and all these different people, right? And the part I don't enjoy is managing people.
Yeah.
That's the part I dislike the most
Really?
about my job. I don't like managing people because, no, I don't want to put this out there, but actually, I'm not even out there. I'm already in debt. Actually, I would say I'd rather be working out how to pay off a debt than having to manage people's emotions and feelings and perspectives.
You really like it, boy.
Because it's because it's not logical. Because what happens is, what I see as managing people is like managing adults. It's just grown children. And I have 3 children, right? And sometimes you see my older children bickering, my younger children, bickering, right? And it's like they're bickering over things which are just so stupid. It's just kind of like, no, he said blah, 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 blah. He called me a blah, blah, blah head. And it's like, so what?
So what, man? Yeah.
But then you get adults and you have exactly the same thing and you don't realize it's like, okay, as example, this person stepped on my toe. Yeah, but he did it on purpose. Okay, did you do it on purpose? No, I didn't. No, I didn't do it on purpose. Okay, did you apologize? No. Why you not apologize then if you didn't do it on purpose? Because when I stepped on his toe, he responded and said, "You doing it? You mad?" So I was like, "I'm not apologizing. You're going to talk to me like that." So, it's okay.
Yeah, man.
It's like, okay, but you didn't mean to do it, right? So can you just apologize for doing it? But no, because why did he talk to me like I'm some kid? I'm like I'm an idiot.
But then he will
Like,
then apologize for talking to you like that. Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
so who apologizes first now? And then this is just kind of like a situation where it's like, this is the type of thing you get with adults,
people managing,
right? And it's just pride. At least with children, whether you want to or not, my child, you have to say sorry.
Yeah.
You haven't got...
You got to make them hug, the kiss, they make up, and they carry on playing.
And they carry on playing, even though they're forced to say sorry,
Yeah.
a minute later, they
get over it.
forget about it. And that's what's good about it with children. They have
Yeah.
short memories.
Yeah.
But the issue with the guys, even if I force them to say
Ego.
sorry, then it's kind of like, yeah.
And then they hold that grudge for a while.
And then he doesn't believe it, and then it carries on
He's
lingering.
like, he doesn't really mean it.
He doesn't mean it,
Oh, gosh.
So then it's kind of like, okay, to sort this out, I actually have to go deeper now and actually properly sort this out because now something else is gonna arise. So so managing people is something and that's having a big team. It's just hard because people just don't realize. No one in my life just realizes to some degree how much messages and how much people are asking me for things on a daily basis. Like even on the way up here, like my PA who's with me, you know, who's helping me with my daughter as, you know, we're here. I was just on the phone the whole time, right? And I was just saying, I was like, look, because she's my new PA as well. She's been working with me for about a month and a half right now because we're in transition mode with my old PA moving on to bigger and better things, you know.
Wonderful.
You know, she's been with me for like 7 years, so, you know, it's great, you know.
Nice.
And I was just like, look, this is what I said. I'm showing you something. This is what people don't realize. Someone asked me for some pictures, but they don't realize that, look, it's taking me over an hour to find all these pictures, which they want. Because I've got over 100,000 pictures in my phone. So I'm having to go back searching. So, but someone's just thinking to themselves,
I just asked to send me a picture.
just send me these pictures. And look, you're seeing it. Like, it's not, you know, like, but I think it's an hour, maybe an hour and a half it's taking me to find all of these pictures, right? And the reason why I was able to do that is because I'm on the journey up here on the train. If it wasn't for that right now, I probably wouldn't have that time. I have to do something else. So, you know, it's just everybody asking for stuff and wanting stuff from you. It's just difficult, and everybody just wants what they want. And you know, I always say humans are selfish, right? And there's two different kind of like interpretations or levels of selfishness. There's selfishness in the sense of you have all this food and you're going to throw away this food, and you'd rather throw away this food than give it to someone who needs it, right? That's just like horrible selfishness. And there's the other side of it where you're looking out for yourself first, which is just kind of like natural. And looking out for yourself on your own. You know, who do you look out first? Your son or your friend's son? Your son.
Yeah.
You know, and it's selfish to some degree because you're thinking about yourself first, right? But there's that level of selfishness, right? So with staff, that's the selfishness I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the horrible selfishness. Where it's just kind of like, you just want your thing answered and you don't care about anything else.
Everything I've got going on in my day, what's going on, You
don't care, you know, you don't care about the fact that, you know, I'm on the phone to you for 2 hours, and to you, you're kind of like, okay, cool, my situation is resolved, right? But you don't think to yourself, actually, I've got maybe about 18, 19 other staff members, right? Are you thinking about how many of those people want conversations with me about
they all want
different
2
things?
hours.
You know, sometimes I'm on conversation with someone 2 hours, this person 5 hours, this person 1 hour, sometimes into the early mornings, right? And it's great. They're feeling great about themselves, and you know, we've resolved the situation. The next day is kind of like another conversation with someone else, and it's like, it's tiring.
I can imagine. That's a lot. Gosh, that's a lot. Everyone get you a therapist, man, and just. Well, no, that's really cool, man. So we have questions that we ask our guests. So can you please tell us something that people are usually surprised to learn about you?
Something they're usually surprised. I think people think I enjoy getting up early. Because, you know, when I start...
Because you got 5 a.m. slots. I wonder why they think that.
You know, they think I enjoy it. And because, you know, up until maybe like about 2 weeks ago, like for the last, I don't know, 7-8 years, right? I do this morning intro where, I start the day off and I'm like, morning Insta. Yes, I'm back in the barber shop, right? And it's like high energy, right?
Yeah.
And so people think, you know, he loves being
You sound
up
like
early.
a morning person.
I am a morning person.
But if I saw you on Instagram, I would think that too. I would think you enjoy waking up and that you're fine.
I'm fine doing it, you know, because it's what I do. But I don't enjoy it. I don't sit there. Can't wait until I'm. Can't wait till 3. No, I can't sleep because I can't wait till 3:30. You know, 3 a.m. when I have to get up. I do it because I have to do it. You know, and I just have this thing with people where I say to them, look, whatever you do to the best of your ability, and just be in it. Because and I've always spoken to younger people about this. Your moaning changes nothing. You know, you're talking about, I have to go to work at 8 a.m. and yeah, man, and when I go there, you know, they're not blah, 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 and I got to do this, I got to catch the train, I got to catch the bus, and it's crowded, and it's blah, 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 and I'm like, okay, but everything you said changes nothing about what's going to happen. So how about change your perspective and look at how lucky you are to have a job, first of all. How lucky you are, you got the means and the transport to get there. Because there's people in England who haven't got public transport. People don't realize, underground, as example, is a unique thing to London.
Oh, listen.
Yeah, for real, you know.
It's a unique thing in the world, you know. So, you know, my thing is just kind of like, if you're going to be in it. And also, and even if you're going to have that moaning, right, get that out of the way now. But when you start, leave that behind. Because why? Nobody wants to be around anyone who's miserable. And what does that do, you know? And so what? You know, I had a bad morning, right? What does that mean to you who's come to get a haircut? You know, get on with things. So because I have that kind of attitude, I think people see it as, you know, you're just so positive, and maybe, yes, my outlook on life is positive, and generally, yes, I am more of a positive person, but also it's about the perspective of the way I choose to look at things, right? And also just understanding, you know, like, and at the end of the day, yes, my wife was telling me not to come today. You know, she's like, I'm going to call your PA and I'm going to tell them tell her to tell them it's cancelled and this and that. And I said, well, actually, first of all, I'm with her right now. So,
Now we seen that message.
So you can't send her that message. I'm on the way up there right now.
That's so funny.
But I had a headache. I've been up, throughout the night and I just thought in the night I was dehydrated. I was just sitting in my bed, right, up things up. I'm dehydrated, things up. I'm tired, and I should go downstairs and get water, right? But I'm just tired. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it in a minute. Then 3 hours go by, and it's kind of like I'm dehydrated. But then it's like, I had the stomach bug, and then it's like I'm feeling like throwing up. Even throughout this interview, like I'm feeling like that. But my thing is, what does that mean? In the sense of, do I need to bring that energy to the interview?
Yeah.
Because sometimes I think people just want the sympathy.
Yeah.
No, that is a thing though. There's an actual I don't want to call it an illness, but there's an actual condition where there's people that, what's it called? Because there's a woman that did it, but basically they like that whole people like having sympathy and stuff like that. It's a mental thing.
I think we all like it, to be honest. To some
no,
degree.
but this one's like are extreme where people would continuously, they can fake illnesses. To the point where like they believe that they actually have the illnesses, but they actually don't. They just like the energy, the sympathy that they get from getting that.
The attention, the sympathy, and it is nice, people caring about you. The fact that my wife even cares about the fact that I'm sick, I like it.
Yeah, that's
like
sweet.
it is comforting. I like that, right?
It's thoughtful.
Yes, but I'm not gonna come here and be like, so I started cutting hair when I was 13 and blah, 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 blah. My thing is, if you're not gonna do it, if I'm gonna do it, I'm like, if you're gonna do it, like just do it. Get it done and do it, and just do it to your best ability and just do it. And I just take on that kind of like approach in everything. If you're gonna be in it and do it properly.
Yeah. What do you do? Sorry, I'm gonna go back to the questions, but quickly, just because I'm seeing, I see where your wife is coming from. What do you do to like take care of yourself? Like, do you take regular time off work? Because it sounds as though. Oh, see, okay. See, it sounds as I get why this was like I'm gonna cope here until we cancel it, because it sounds as though like even when you're not working, you're still something to somebody. So do you ever do anything to like take care of yourself, to have actual downtime and just recuperate on your sleep? Because that could be part of it.
No, to be honest, no, I don't really. It's not a good thing, so I don't promote it. So I know people like to promote sometimes this thing of like, I'm hardcore. It's not a good thing because it can catch up to you later on in life, and I'm very aware that. Yeah, you're not sleeping, you're working these long hours, you're doing all this kind of stuff. They're great. You're a soldier.
Healthy,
but that soldier, your life could end in 10 years because, you're not taking care of your body. And, your mind might be fighting, but your body might not, want to be doing this, right? So it's nothing I promote in the slightest to say it's anything good. But no, at this moment, no. And I guess it's because I just have this thing of like, I need to provide, I need to protect, I need to take care of, I need to take on the responsibilities, and, some of the things which I do, I can't even put it on my wife because she's not fully asking me to do it, but I choose to. We could
take on that.
Yeah, we could share the responsibilities of waking up at night to, get our daughter, but I choose to, get up and do it all the time because there's some of it is kind of like to do with caring for her and not letting her have to be in that situation, and some of it as well is just the feeling of I don't like the feeling of ever feeling like I'm not pulling my weight. So I really. I guess you guys, younger people would use these terms. The triggering thing with me is if anyone made me feel like I'm not pulling my weight in any area of my life when it comes to kind of like responsibilities or the things you're supposed to be doing, it really kind of like gets to me. So it will make me do extra.
More extra.
So I'd rather be kind of like, like let's say you're supposed to be doing something 50-50. I'd rather do 60% to make it really clear that I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. And you can't ever say to me, oh, you're not, so yes, I don't actually rest that much, to be honest, I'm actually quite surprised right now because in most, it sounds bad, but in most like meetings, in most interviews, I sleep off. Even yesterday, I had a 20-minute meeting with someone and he goes to me, you're sleeping off. And I was like,
you off, so you to rest.
And I was like, I just said to him, do you know what? Yeah, to be honest, I said, I'm not really sleeping that much, to be honest. I'm up throughout the night and I'm working and this and that and, exercising as well because I go running like when I take my children to school especially.
You're running as well?
I go running like Sundays. I exercise with my children on Sundays as well. I when I drop them to school on Monday, Tuesday and Wednesdays, especially when I'm picking them up, they're on their bicycles. I run with them on their bicycles. So I do the round trip with them, which is about 2.5 miles. But then to get in extras, I might just run extra 2 miles with the buggy in my hand, and just, then, it's all this stuff. Yeah. So my body is tired.
Your body's telling you to rest.
Man. You can't have them like snacks,
No.
Fuel your body.
No.
Get some pounded yam, honey.
It's pounded jam. Then they'll definitely be
You're
sleeping.
definitely sleeping. Oh, your clients are done for the rest of the day.
in the middle of the haircut.
Yeah, but I mean, I hope that you do leave this interview. Think that you should rest.
I'm going. Listen, I've got a plan.
so.
I've got a plan.
Yeah.
Right. And in the next few months, right, maybe definitely up to hopefully 5 months, I should be put in a place where I should be able to now start getting more regular rest. Maybe in about
Amen.
5-6 months, the plan is in place. To be honest, as well, sometimes it's about me setting it. Like my wife will say to me, like, you need to, like, we need to maybe start scheduling rest for you. Like, like a day where, you get to rest, because people don't understand that I will go to work. So, let's say I start at 5 a.m. this morning, I'm working all day, right? And I get home, let's say at 7, 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock, whatever it is, right? I can't sit there and do nothing. So I can't see my wife putting the children to bed and not get
I
involved.
feel like you shouldn't get involved. Yeah.
And not get involved. So
No, don't put horns for that. it's a good thing, but on the subject of rest.
Yeah, but I can't do that. So I'll maybe then get involved.
Yeah.
And then sort of take over and be like, okay, cool. Let me just shower him and this and that, and put them to bed, and so on and so on and so on, and do whatever I need to do, and so on and so on. Right. So just kind of like, almost like, you work, then you're going to work. Right. And yeah, so it's just like, but in a few months. Well, first of all, I definitely know when my daughter gets to school age and she's going to school, first of all, I'm going to have that time during the day. Monday, Tuesday.
First of all.
I'm going to have that time during the day on Monday and Tuesday. But she just turned 1 right now. So, still got
That's a while to go.
2-3 years. But also, I put my family in certain situations that I need to get ourselves out of as well, because, we owe a lot of money. Good debt.
Yeah.
For good reasons. But, because I control the finances in our household.
Yeah.
When I say to my wife, as example, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, I'm going to put all the money into this, right? She's kind of like very much, okay, cool, whatever. She just sees it as, she sees it as, what you're doing with the money, and, you've got us in this position, which is a good position. So she trusts me now. She didn't trust me originally when we first met, which isn't a bad thing. I always tell people, it's not even a bad thing, because, people say, no, I know we're going off subject, right? But it is something that does, you could say, grind my nerves. The whole idea when people say things like, you never believed in me. And it's like, why should I believe in you though? And why is it my responsibility to believe in you? That's your responsibility.
Word.
And maybe I just don't like your business plan. I don't like your idea. Or maybe I think your idea is rubbish. So even if your idea works out, why are you calling me out? Like, you could shout out to all people that didn't believe. Like,
I was reflecting on this yesterday, because I was like, when you think about it, like, your dream is your dream. You're the one who knows what it means to you. Why am I in it? Why should I have to, I would never understand what your dream means to you the way you understand what it means to you. So if I don't believe in it, because I'm seeing it through my eyes of, okay, and also I've got my own shit going on, why are you're right, why are you now on stages and whatnot, podcasts, calling me out, a naysayer, they love to throw it out, you're such a hater. I wasn't hating.
Shout out to all the haters,
because shut up,
because along the journey there was loads of people that told me I couldn't do it and told me that, they didn't believe in it. And at one point
you were shit, and you actually, we're all shocked that you made it.
And a lot of times what people don't realize is the negative feedback you got was positive, because that's what made you go harder.
Exactly.
That made you say, okay, cool, I'm going to make sure I make it right. And now you're making it because of these people that didn't believe. But if they believed you in the first place, you weren't going to make it. But, I always think so, they don't need to believe you. So even when it's kind of like, I need a girl that's, guys, I need a girl that's a ride or die, and, is backing me and everything and this and that. And it's like, there are plenty of people that have backed their husbands and their partners into debt and into losing their houses and all these kind of things there, right? And it's kind of like, should they have backed you?
Some of them are in prison.
So I'm just like,
documents, they didn't know what it was saying on the documents.
Yeah, and that's why I say, my wife not believing in what I was doing, it's not an issue. It's not a shot at her. She shouldn't have believed in me, because what evidence did she have
to believe in you?
To believe. I was like 23, 24, right? And I got these plans, and they're not even talking about business. We're talking about things like properties, because I bought a few properties along the way, right? And just the way we acquired the properties, having no money. I should do really a book on that, how, got properties with no money, like, literally having no money and, getting this property and then, watching the value go up and then taking money out, then buying another property, fixing it up, watching the value go up. And I remember even we got onto our third property, and my wife didn't know. It was a third property. No, the third or fourth property. Third or fourth property. And I remember she just said, okay, you know what? I just leave you to do what you're doing, because obviously
you know
what you're doing, because, it doesn't make sense to me, but
But if you
but
like it, I love it. Go on.
But it's proven because, you know, the track record now
Yeah.
says, you know, so now she believes in me because of what she's seen. But she
yeah.
believed when I had these crazy ideas of raising capital and buying this property, and this property is going to go up in value. I feel like, you know, this property is going to go up in value. And, you know, from the outskirts as well, the property which we're talking about was a 1-bedroom flat in a block of flats in Dalston. And we're talking about 12, 13 years ago. You know, from the outskirts, it's very easy to think that.
Sorry?
Why would anybody, you know, want that? You know, she was constantly like, you know, let's just go rent a place and rent somewhere which is like, you know, a bit nicer and move out. And I was just like, no, we're not doing it, So, you know, there's a lot of kind of fighting along the way, right? And then, you know, suddenly, you know, she sees things are working out. So now she believes. So now it's kind of like, you know, she's kind of like, you know, do whatever you're doing. And I say that, you know, because even sometimes I've had interviews where people are like, you know, like, right, okay, your wife does that. Because like my wife will get paid and she says to me, what should we do with the money? You know, because she's an artist, so she gets paid in different ways. Not like a monthly salary. It might be something sold,
commissions
or
and all that kind of
commission,
stuff. Yeah.
or a job, right? So she'll then say, okay, you know, all right, you know, well, you know, I have full access to her accounts, everything like that. She can say, okay, you know, so what
should we do with it?
What should I do with the money? And then I sort out all of things like, and before someone says, oh, right, that's controlling, because some people think they're controlling. No,
but that's a family mindset.
I've set out even all of the pots in her accounts. Okay, cool. There's the tax pot. There's the VAT pot. There's the what do you call it pot. There's the what do you call it pot. So when she's getting paid, it's kind of like, okay, cool. There's the charity pot that goes into charity. Cool. That goes into the VAT pot. And actually, no, the charity one, I always say to her, it's coming from her, so she has to decide whatever she puts into that charity pot, because that's not for me to decide
what you're going to give to charity.
What you're going to give to charity, right? So there's charity, but you do that yourself. But the VAT one, cool, put into the VAT one, into what you call it, into your bills and people you have to pay and stuff like that, right? And then it'll be like, okay, this is what's left. Then it'll be like, okay, cool, we're going to take out whatever it is, £1,000, right? That's going to go to some of the bills we need to pay, and then it'll be like, okay, cool, there's the £1,000, £2,000, whatever it is, right? And then you're doing whatever you want with that. And I know some people say that's controlling, but it's like the way my wife sees it is this: with nothing, we built up what we have now, and that was all on my back.
Yeah.
You know, so she just sees it as, I don't care about finances, and she trusts me. So that side of things is you control that side of things there. The same way, you know, maybe there's an example, aesthetically, she might control things in the house, or even little things like this. This is such a minor thing, right? But I've got 3 children, 7, almost 8 in a couple months. 4, almost 5 in a couple of months, and then 1-year-old who just turned 1, right? Yeah. I have never cut none of their nails. My wife's done it the whole time. And it's a very minor thing, right?
Yeah.
But it's just things about in relationships, you know, if you're in a committed relationship, there are just places where someone takes
this
the
is
full-on weight.
there's different skills.
You know, it's like, so I've never cut their nails, right? And the reason why I'm also scared to cut their nails. I feel like I'm going to cut it too low.
So you're a whole barber.
It's nails though, you know, because I know how much it hurts, and I always cut my nails too low. I always cut my nails too hard, and it's like, oh, now I got about 5 days of pain until this grows back, right? Yeah. So I've never cut their nails, right? You know, and she just takes on that responsibility, and you know, there might be other things like, you know, I'm doing all the night shifts, you know, and that wasn't something that she said to me you should do. I just decided to be like, no. She might be getting up, like, no, push that down. And it's kind of like, no,
don't worry, I'll do it. Yeah,
I'm doing it. So, you know, it's a different area. So even in the finances, you know, she just left it fully in my hands, and she's just like, you know, and it's not even like, here's the other thing as well. Everything we do is in both our names. So it's not even like, oh, you know, I find it strange when I hear people like, you know, I bought this house, and it's kind of like, no, do you mean that we bought this house? No, I bought this house. And I'm like, you're fully married and stuff like that. How, you know, for me, it's kind of like, even the first property we bought, it was in my name. Then a year into our marriage, I got her name transferred onto it, right? This is our place.
Yeah.
You know, and even though people might say, and people said to me, but what happens if things go wrong? Then things go wrong.
And it goes wrong. And then we keep it moving.
You know, it's like, so what happens, you know, then if she takes off, and it's kind of like, well, to some degree, she has no involvement.
She's been contributing to the house,
It's not like she has no involvement in it, and she's put nothing into it at all. Even if I put the most into it, like, so what? You know, and if things go wrong, and like, why am I stressing about the fact of like, we're stressing about things like, you know, oh, you're going to lose half. Do I need half anyway?
You better preach.
Do I actually need half? And also, here's the other thing as well, in most situations, if she is going to look after the children, although, to be honest, God forbid anyway, so not putting this out in the air, but people know this anyway, that if things even went wrong, I would have my children half the week. You know, I would have my children half the week. But even then, it's kind of like, why would I not want my children in a situation where they're in a comfortable home? Why would I be like, okay, we're going to move to the good home, and then you're going to spend, you know, half the week in, I don't know, the 1-bedroom flat, 3 of you squatted up together, right? So it's kind of like, there's my responsibility, and this is what people can understand. It's your responsibility. They're your children. So if looking after your children means you need to look after the mother of your children, then you look after the mother of your children, even if you dislike her and you hate her, because ultimately the goal is for my children to be in a good situation.
Exactly.
So you'd have to surpass her, right? And not look at her and look through her to look at your children and say, what is best for
my kids.
them?
Oh, Mark, there's so many books you need to write. So many books.
And ultimately you live once as well. So this whole thing of like you're stressing about how much you can accumulate and stuff like that, it's just kind of like, so what? If things went wrong, she took half, okay, so what? And the funny thing is, well, right now I'm in loads of debt anyway. And that's what I was saying to the beginning of the point of the story was there's just so much stuff where it was just like, I'll say to my wife, okay, we're putting this money down. Okay, you got to pay for this and that. We're going to add it because we're doing a house refurb. We're just going to add to the house refurb. When that thing comes up, we have to pay it. We'll sort it out at a time. Then these things come around. It's kind of like, okay, well, I'm the one who told you to not put that money aside. So now this example, taxes have come up, and we have to pay it. So it's like, okay, I'll call up the tax people on her behalf with her and be like, okay, cool. Set up a monthly payment. Cool. I'll pay that out of my account because I'm the one who told her to do it. If I would have said to her, actually, let's just spend half of the money on a renovation, she'd have said, okay, cool. But I was like, no, cool, we can do it this way. So now I have to take that responsibility. As to why we're in a lot of debt right now. But in the next few months, there's a plan to. It's not even getting out of debt, to get this debt very in control.
Amen to that. I was going to ask as well, just quickly before I ask you the other 2 questions. Sorry, I know you got to go, but
no, I'm fine.
With the British culture, we don't really talk about money and stuff. I feel maybe it's like a black thing as well. People don't really talk about money. People don't really know how much someone earns. Why do you speak so openly about debt? Because when you think about it, in this country, a lot of people live off of credit. Do you know what I mean? So people are in some kind of debt, whether it's student loan, whether it's your car payments, whatever it is, you're in some form of debt and that you owe some form of company or establish or whatever, some kind of money. But it's just not an unspoken thing. Where did your thing come from to just say it so comfortably? Because I really admire that.
I think it started off when I just got with my wife. Within the first year, before I was engaged. Within the first year of me getting with my wife, which is I was like 24, 25, something like that, right? I used to be very much at that stage of my life a closed book. You wouldn't know what's going on in my life. You wouldn't know what's going on in my head. To be fair, a lot of times still maybe you don't know what's going on in my head, but you don't know what's going on in my life, right? Yeah. And I just liked it that way. So I remember I had 2 friends and I felt like it was genuinely felt like it was a word from God. One friend in the space of a week or 2 weeks, right, he said to me, he's seeing some girl and he's just not sure about the relationship because, and if you just stay with the story, you'll understand why it connects to the finances. He's not sure about this girl. Yeah. And he's like, I want a relationship like you and LaQuena. I feel like I need something like that. Then I thought in my head, he doesn't know what a relationship's like. I've never actually spoken about anything in there. Yeah. In his head, we've never had an argument. In fact, we've had plenty of arguments, right? Yeah. But in his head, he couldn't see that, right? And then I had another friend who similar thing within a space of a week or couple of weeks, right, said the same thing to me, and I felt like I'd been convicted in my heart. He was like, yeah, man, I'm looking for a girl, to have a relationship like you, like a girl like you also can have a relationship like you. And I think so. We argue a lot, right? And even right now, we're not even getting along right now, and you don't know that. And you might end up ending your relationship with a girl because you have got this idea of what my relationship is like, right? And you might end up ending a good thing because I've set this image indirectly.
That's perfect. Yeah.
That is perfect, right? Even though I'm not telling people, I'm not going out there saying my relationship's perfect, this and that. I'm just not speaking on it, right?
Yeah.
So when you see us, it's kind of like, oh, okay.
They got along so well. Yeah.
Couple goals. Look at them. They're holding hands. Couple goals. And I felt convicted, and I felt like literally God almost was speaking to me saying that this is why you have to be more open about what's going on, because he might end up ruining something in his life because of the image that you've presented to him, right? So I remember from that point on. And it's funny because now if you ask anybody, people think I'm too open. Because I'm just the opposite now. I'm just like, okay, whatever, talk about embarrassing things. Because I feel like I've got a responsibility, and especially the bigger my platform becomes and the more seen and viewed I am, I feel like I've got a responsibility not to sell this image that isn't true. So no, I'm very open. It's like, how did you build your business? I built it on credit. Yeah. How did you get your first house? I borrowed the money. Yeah. I borrowed the money from my brother and my mother-in-law. That's how we got the money. And I paid it back over the next 2 years and 2 months. Every piece of money that came in went out straight to them. Yeah. Every week I was working for them. You know, I couldn't do. I literally couldn't do anything in that time. I was broke. Like, you know, I remember, like, you know, when we just bought the house. And it's off subject. When we just bought the house, there was a friend of mine. You know, I'm actually going to say his name, Daniel. Shout out. He remembers the story. I bought the house the 25th of January. His birthday is the 13th of February, right? So he is doing a birthday celebration. I've got no money. I am broke. I got no money, right? You know, everything, credit cards maxed out, everything, no money. He's having a birthday, and I said to him, look, Daniel, just being very honest with you, I've got no money, right? So at your birthday dinner, is it going to be split the bill or pay for what you eat?
No, because they're ass. Because some of you, conversations that need to be had.
Because I said, look, if it's split the bill, there's no issue. I just can't come because I can't afford it.
Yeah.
Right. So he said, no.
You say what you had, I have a starter.
Yeah. So he said, no. It's going to be like pay for what you're eating. I remember saying, Daniel, are you sure? He said, yeah. I said, Daniel, are you sure? Right? He said, yeah. So we're going there, right? Some restaurant in Camden, looking at all this stuff which I want, but I can't afford it. I'm like, right, that steak looks good. This looks good. Oh, 40-something pounds. Can't do that. All right, so me and my wife are eating. All right, cool. Can we get the chips? You know, and can we get
the side salad?
You know, we're eating within our means of what we can afford to eat, right? Our meal comes up to like £35, right? End of the day, you know, comes. End of the bill. Whatever that sign. So what are we doing? Split the bill? Yeah, split the bill. Yeah, split the bill. I'm like, wait, where's Daniel? Where is Daniel? Because we spoke about this. I'm like, no, where is Daniel? And Daniel cannot be seen.
And Daniel's trying to avoid eye contact. I was like, Daniel, don't look at me.
So I'm going around the restaurant looking for Daniel. I finally find Daniel. I said, look, Daniel, I told you already my situation. There's £35. No, the meal might come to like £33. I said, there's £35. You hold the rest of the money, right? Me and my wife are gone because you're just living in your means because you're broke. And I remember people saying things like to me, like, you know, used to say things to me like, but if you ain't got no money, why are you going out? And I said, why can I not go out if I got no money? Why can I just not live within my means of what I have? Why can I just not say that I've got £20? So I'm going to spend £20.
That's it, yeah.
People want you to be like, I'm down bad financially, but also look down bad. And so when people give people charity, when people do charity and they give someone money, they don't, that the idea of someone looking good or enjoying life. It's like when people talk about like people that they've lent money to. And then they feel like, because I've lent you money because you needed money, you can't be, I don't want to see you out in restaurants. I don't want to see you. I don't want to see, I'm like, that's so horrible. Like, don't worry about it. Do you get me? It's weird, man. But people want to see you, they want you to look as your bank account looks.
Yeah, down. You know, you can't be smiling.
Imagine?
You know,
you can't be
broke.
smiling.
And if you're broke, you know, what you're doing out, it's kind of like, why are you dictating to me? Why can I just not go out and get a meal that costs £5 if I've got £20 in my hand? You know, I remember a guy saying to me, if you can't go out to spend without thinking about the money, then you shouldn't be going out. And I said, or you can just know what you've got and say, I'm going to spend within those means.
It's like it's same thing when people say, oh, if you can't buy 3 of it, you shouldn't buy 1 of it. No, I just want a one YSL bag. I don't want to buy 3. Why should I?
You know?
So I can't buy Gucci unless I can afford all the Gucci's. Don't be silly.
And it sounds good, right? For sound bites, it sounds amazing. Like, you can't buy 3, you know, don't buy any of it. And it's kind of like, well, that's not really how life fully works, right?
100%.
And sometimes just kind of like, well, maybe I can only afford 1 of these, right? And that's all I want.
Yeah, and that's all I want.
You know, and you know, maybe they're like, okay, but you know, you couldn't buy 3 of them. But are you going to live life like that and not get any of the things you want in life?
Because are you going to buy? You're not going to buy a house.
Yeah,
you can't afford 3 houses.
You can't buy 3 houses. You know, don't buy a house then. You know, but some people say, but that's an investment. That's not a luxury item. So I get the mindset around it. But I guess it's about what you know, how important it is to you and how it makes you feel to some degree. Oh yeah, I wouldn't tell anyone to go buy some luxury item over feeding your children or overeating because you know you got YSL bags, but you know, but
you're hungry.
But you're hungry and you're complaining that I'm not eating out here. I'm not eating out here. but you got a YSL bag, you know. And it's funny because actually there are lessons in that as well, because there is like, because I remember, what do you call it? I think it's Gordon Ramsay. I saw something on him and he said, I think it's Gordon Ramsay. Or was it Gordon Ramsay or who's the other chef? The big chef? No,
Oliver.
I think it's Gordon Ramsay actually. He said that he was doing something, he was setting up some type of business or something along those lines. And he asked, I don't know if he was married at the time, but his father-in-law or future father-in-law for a loan because he had money. He needed £20,000 or £20,000 to £30,000 for something to set up his business. And his father-in-law just said to him, are you still driving a Porsche? And he said, yeah. He goes, sell that. And And it's kind of like, yeah, they are lessons because you're asking people for money and, you know, this thing is so important to you and this thing is going to be so big. Well, if it's going to be so big,
If it's
then
so big,
sacrifice
invest your
something.
money. Yeah.
Sacrifice something.
I remember that story. Was it the guy who swears a lot?
Yes.
What's
him.
his name?
Gordon Ramsay. Yeah,
Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah,
You
Gordon
want to
Ramsay,
say
yeah.
you're a stupid sandwich?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
It was
one.
him, yeah.
Yeah.
It was him. So, yeah.
He's an icon, you know.
And so there has to be kind of like levels where it's kind of like, actually,
Yeah.
you can't be buying that and then asking me to borrow money
Be realistic.
to give you this. But it's kind of like, but you've got £30,000 on your wrist, but you're asking me to borrow you £10,000 to invest into your business. You can do, and you can say something like, I'm going to pay you interest, I'm going to give you this, you can do that, right?
Yeah.
But you can't walk around talking about, you know, I haven't got the means. You have, it's on your wrist. You know, so you got to make sacrifices. And I've made sacrifices over the years. I'm hoping, God willing, that right now I'm in the stint of my life where it's kind of like I'm now leaning towards the end
Amen.
of all of this. Because for the last 15 years, what people haven't understood about my life, and that's why it's about being open, is I have been broke for the last 15 years of my life. But people think because you've done this or you've done that, or you know, you must have money, but you got a business. You know, the business is working out well. But doesn't mean I got money because I might have spent more and I might be still paying back debts. You know, I'm still paying back debts from opening up the business. You know, the business cost me about £200,000 to open. I had zero money. You know, I borrowed money. You know, the houses, some of the houses I got, you know, you just borrowed money. It's like, okay, I've scrapped up money to get the deposit, this and that, but now I need to fix it up. I'm borrowed money to do it. You know, so I've lived in this place where it's been like I've always stretched beyond what I could actually reach. And in doing that, it means that, you know, it's going to be painful. And in a literal situation, it means that you've got £100, but you're spending £500. But because I'm spending it on kind of things which are investments, which are seeds, I'd call them, which are going to grow and they're going to bear fruit. So they're going to start feeding me. It means that because I've been planting some of these seeds over the last 15 years, as example, and, you know, constantly being like, okay, you know, I'm quote unquote first generation to some degree of like trying to set up my family. It means I have to do a lot of the hard work, you know, and I have to really kind of like really grind, you know, so that my children will not work as hard as me at all. And then they will have certain things. But I've been broke and people always say, how can you be broke? And I said, look, make it very clear. I am not poor. I'm just being broke. Just means I just haven't got cash.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, I decline on my card all the time. Like it's a running joke in the barbershop. I decline.
Running joke.
It's a running joke. Yeah, I decline all the time. Like, you know, and I tell people these stories because I feel like if you're coming from money, right, you're coming from wealth, right, you know, God willing, that'll be my children, right?
Amen.
They will not be in this situation, right?
Yeah.
But when you're the first generation, when you're trying to build up these things there, you're acquiring something, you've got the businesses, you've got the properties, this and that, and blah, 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 and these things are going to start bearing fruits to you at some point, right? When you're doing these things there, it's a grind. And it's difficult. Like, I'll tell you, like, and I got to the point where I stopped being embarrassed about declining. It's just kind of like, you know, like you decline and the person be like, oh, maybe like wipe it or something like that. And I said, no, it's probably just no money in it.
There's no money in it.
There's no money. The only time in recent times, right, that I was embarrassed, right, this is recently. I was actually embarrassed, right? I was out with my accountant, right, and I was with my son, my middle child, right? What was I with my daughter? No, I was with my son and my daughter, I can't remember, right?
Yeah.
And I went to the thing, 'cause I was getting him some stuff, right, and they had an apple in this cafe. Right, so I said, oh, can I get an apple? Yeah, £1 for the apple, cool. So he gave me the apple, you know, touch. It declined.
To be fair, as your accountant, I'd be proud. I'd like to see you spending money wisely.
You know, it declined, right? And the guy said he was so convinced behind the till that there's something wrong with the machine that he didn't even look at me. He took it back and he thought there's something wrong with the machine. So as he turned around, he's looking. I've gone onto my phone, right? Looking at the balance, right? And now I'm transferring money around, right? Getting his pounds into the account, right? And then he goes, no, he said, I rebooted it. He did something anyway, gave it back to me and I touched it, it went through. And then he said, he's kind of like, yeah.
I knew it. I knew it was it was a card machine.
He didn't even have an idea that this guy declined for £1. He can't decline for £1.
You said his manager, we need to sort these machines out because it's just not it anymore.
You know, but I say these things, right, because it's kind of like, you know, people just don't believe you can be broke. And also, you know, and I'm not getting into this at all, but especially if you help people out, people think that, you know, well, if you're going to give someone £100 as example, you must have about £1,000 to £10,000.
Yeah, you can
right?
spare. That's a spare.
And people don't realize that I've given them my last piece of money. People don't realize that not only have I given them the last piece of money, I've given them money I don't have. I've taken money off other people. People might call it stupid, and it is to some degree, but I've borrowed money off other people to help you out. And then you haven't paid back, and now I'm paying back this person out of my own pocket, and it has nothing to do with me. I have no money from it. But because of that, people think so. Oh yeah, well you must be minted. You're just loaded, you know. You know, and it's kind of like actually no, you know. I've just actually literally throughout my the last 15 years of my life, I've just stretched myself. And now I'm in a place where it's like, okay, I'm trying to sort out the final kind of debts right now in the next few years especially, and kind of get out of this kind of debt, right? And then be like, okay, cool. I'm no longer going to overstretch myself because I've done it enough. You know, so now put myself in a situation where instead it's kind of like, okay, if I've got £100 and you want to invest in something, spend £50 and not kind of like spend £500, you know, an extra, you know, £400 which you don't have. You know, so now, you know, I'm not that I'm going to stop doing anything, but just like actually just chill out and relax, because this living this way, you know, where it's kind of like sleepless nights and this and that and having to do all this kind of stuff there, it's taxing on the mind and the body. You know, so, you know, it's the life of an entrepreneur that, you know, people don't
talk about, man.
People don't talk about, right? You know, and, you know, people rather look at the image. And then people like to, and this is the issue which I have, people like to talk about what has happened after the fact. So, you know, I remember someone talking about this thing online, they're talking about, you know, yeah, my business took a crash and I lost 30 million and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And I couldn't do what I was doing before and so on. And I remember listening to him saying, you know, he's talking about this right now when he's back up. But I thought, but you're not talking about it while it's happening.
What is happening?
And if you really believed it was going to work out, then why not talk about it while it's happening? And that's why I've made it a point that whatever I'm going through at the time, I talk about it. Because if I'm really going to tell people that I believe I'm going to get out of this situation, then don't wait until it works out. Talk about it now, you know. And funny, I've got a book and I got a chapter. It's funny. It is it's weird in my book, right? It's called Shaping Up Culture. This chapter is everybody's favorite. It's everybody's favorite chapter. And the weird thing is, it's not my worst chapter, but it's my chapter I like the least, right?
Okay.
And it's just talking about, this chapter's called The Struggle Is Real. And there's no kind of gems in it or anything like that. It's just talking about a period of my life of what I was going through. And I was writing it at the time when I was going through this thing, right? And it's everybody's favorite chapter because people are connecting with the struggle and you know, talking about at the time what's going on. And also at the time, I remember saying in the chapter, you know, I believe these things are going to work out. I'm not in that phase right now. But next year, I really believe these things are going to come to fruition, right? So I'm talking about at the time, right? And people really connect with it. So yeah, a very long story to say, you know, why am I so open about things? Because I feel like we keep these gems secret to people, and then people get into situations and they're like, well, why this happened to me? This hasn't happened to anyone else. It's like, well, it has. Happened to everyone else. You know, you just don't know.
It is happening.
You just don't know because people don't want to talk, and everybody wants to keep up the thing of like, yeah, I'm flossing, and you know, I've got money, and yeah, you know, I got the Rolex. I ain't got a Rolex. I got an Apple Watch. Big up Apple Watch users. Just big up, you know, Apple Watch. You know, so I think it's very important that, especially if you're going to live a life of entrepreneurship and you're going to talk about entrepreneurship, you're going to talk about people bettering themselves, then you need to learn to be honest and open so that people can be like, okay, cool. Yeah, he or she said this was going to happen as well. So yeah, I can see it now. Oh yeah, the turbulence. Yeah, I see it now. Okay, you know, the money that goes into it. I see it now. You know, I talk about real figures. I remember people not believing me. Like I talked in some interview about figures, right? And made you think. We posted this clip of me talking about the money which I spent on building the shop and the money that I borrowed and the people that borrowed me money. And majority of the comments were just like, he's chatting rubbish. And I just thought, but why would I lie about borrowing money? Like, normally people do the opposite.
People shy away from that. They try to act like they did it all themselves. They're self-made.
Yeah, but people start saying, a lot of comments were saying, oh, he's lying. He probably was on the roads or something like that. And, you know, he just lied. He doesn't want to, you know, wants to keep it all sweet. Like, yeah, he borrowed the money. And also, people just didn't understand also, which I think is a good thing people need to really learn, is they couldn't understand the amounts of money that people borrowed me. Because I'll be honest with you, one person borrowed me £60,000. Another person borrowed me 20. Another person borrowed me 10. Another person borrowed me 10. Another person borrowed me 5, and then upped it to 23 at the end of it. Like about 12 to 15 different people borrowed me money along this journey, right? And none of it was like small money, right? So people just kind of like, how would these type of people borrow you money? And where are these people, right? And I remember explaining in the comments to someone that you don't realize that these people exist all around us every day.
Facts.
The reason why you might never find it is because you have bad social credit. So if you never see someone, if no one ever comes to your help, right, and you're struggling, it's because of your social credit, or because your credit, you know, or you know, because your credit of how you help people in a sense, right? So when I was, if you know some of the ways I borrowed this money, I didn't even ask some of these people. I was talking about building a shop in the barber shop, right? I was cutting someone's hair. I was talking about, just wasn't even talking to the customer. I was talking to, like, you know, I'm building a shop. You know, I'm just trying to find some money, this and that, blah blah blah. And the customer said to me after the haircut, "Oh, come outside. Let me talk to you, please."
Really?
Yeah. And I said, "Oh," I sat in his car, right? And he's like, "Hey, yeah, you're making cuts for the shop, this and that." I said, "Yeah, man, because I've got to just, it's all I can afford." He goes, "Let me borrow you £10,000. He goes, I don't think you should make cuts, man. He goes, I really feel like SliderCuts is going to be, the shop's going to be a really big thing. And we can't have you making cuts, man. He goes, yeah, let me borrow you £10,000. And he said to me, pay it back whenever you want. He goes, he actually said to me, pay me back
Whenever.
last.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Above everyone else, right? And then that guy went on to borrow me another £50,000 along the way, borrow me money. And then he said to me, pay me back last. He refused. Even when I was trying to start paying him back in bits, he
Said no.
refused. I kept saying to him, I can show you text messages. I was looking at the messages the other day where I was like, yo, send me your bank details. I'll be cutting his hair. I'll be like, send me your bank details. He goes, yeah, I'll do it after the haircut. He'll disappear. He won't. I'll message him. Send me your bank details. He won't respond. This went on for about a year and a half, right?
He
Maybe
said,
2 years.
pay me last.
He said to me, look, you cannot be paying me before credit cards or anybody that's charging you interest. Do not pay me before them. Pay me last. He'll get on my he'll be annoyed, like, why are you bothering me about paying me?
I've told you what to do.
You know? And then lockdown happened. I still owed him money, right? This is like 2-3 years on, right? I still owed him money, right? Lockdown happened and he called me and said, is everything cool? Do you need any money to
Oh, wow.
like in the season? Because obviously I know the shop is closed, right? Now, with this guy, right, I'm not saying this is the reason as to why, you know, because you might see this as well. I'm not saying his name before everyone around him talks about start borrowing me money, right? So I'm going to change the scenario because it kind of pinpoints who it is, right? But basically, there's something he was doing years before he borrowed me any money. There's something he was doing, right? Some business thing, right? And he asked me to get involved in it and help him out with this business thing, right? And what happened is, and I tell this story not to actually act like, look how good I am, because what I'm saying I did was so minute. That's why I said sometimes these deeds are seeds because they grow to be something bigger.
Absolutely.
So it was a small little thing, and he said, okay, cool, you know, from this business, you take this much money, and I'll take this much money. But because I was just fine in life, I was like, you know what, I'm working, I've got a business and that. I said, you know what, I'll help you anyway, but it's cool, just keep the full money because this is your business, like you can invest that back into your business, right? But it was very minor what I was keeping. It wasn't like, I don't want to make it out like it was something big, right? It was minor. We're talking about, I can't talk about because it was the pinpoint who the person is, right? But it was very minor, right?
Well, that's a big gesture.
So I was like, yeah, just keep it because, you know, like work on your business, you know, invest more into your business, like keep it, you know, it's cool. I will still help you out and still do what I was doing. And, you know, and even in that business, everyone helped out. I think I done more in that business for him than anybody else, which was connected to him did, right? So then years later, suddenly, that's my daughter crying in the background. Then years later, suddenly, you know, or whatever it is, years later, whatever it is, I'm doing this thing and now he's helping me out, right? There might be other little things there, and he just kind of saw, like, I guess that little seed of what to some degree I might have done for him, which was small and is minute in comparison to what he was now doing for me, right? Charging me no interest, making me pay him last offering me more money when I'm trying to get out of debt.
Yeah, but calling someone during COVID, to say, are you okay? The shop is closed. Let me, if you need help, I'm here. At a time when people were losing their jobs, people were not working, there was so much going on with people and their finances and stuff like that. And for him to have done that, that's a thoughtful person, man.
No, definitely. But, you know, and that's what I said, there are people we walk past every day. There are people we speak to every day. I didn't even know he had this type of money at the time. You know, so it wasn't like I was plotting because I was like, yeah, he's got money. So
I'm going to say my story around him.
I'm going to do this because I had no clue. And that's happened quite a few times in the shop. And that's why I would tell people, you don't even realize who's around you. You're like, who has that type of money? People saying, who has that type of money around? You don't realize. How do you know I haven't got $500,000 in my account? I might have $500,000, I might have minus $500,000 in my account. But how do you know, right? So when you need help, what I'm going to go off, right, when it comes to an investment is going to be your past credit. What have you done? When I borrowed you £10, did you pay back the £10?
Yeah.
When you took my ball and you said you're going to bring it back and you bought it back and it was burst and you refused to pay for it, you're like, oh, the ball's going to burst anyway. That's a notch on your credit.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, and these are very small things. And you might say to yourself, well, that was only like a £10 ball. You know, this is more serious. I will take this thing more serious. No. You know, and it's almost biblical principles.
Yeah.
What you do with the small,
okay, you can be trusted with the big.
Trusted with the big. You know, so if you cannot be trusted with the small, the 50p, the £1, the £10, then why would someone borrow you or even let you know they have access to 100, 500, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 pounds, right? And this happens so often. I remember my roof went when we just opened up the shop. Literally, we got bumped. We opened up the shop, right? It was a great summer. It wasn't raining. I paid for it. We done the whole roof, right? It didn't rain for about 3 months. It started raining. It started coming all through, right? Builders are gone, right? This other builder comes in to check out and says, yeah, the roof is gone. You need to replace that roof, right? I'm cutting a guy in a chair, right? They said, yeah, it's going to cost £10,000 to redo the roof. I'm like, oh my goodness. I've just got over this hurdle of trying to borrow all this money. I owe this money. And it's like, oh, I've got no money. I'm like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? In my head, I'm not saying this out loud, but the guy in the chair hears this person, the builder, come and tell me this thing, right? And he says to me, I'll borrow you the £10,000. These are just all real stories. This is not even like me going out there, right? He said, I'll borrow you the £10,000, right? I was like, what, for real? He goes, yeah, I'll borrow you the £10,000. And I said to him, look, okay, if we're going to do it and you help me out, which I appreciate, I'll pay you interest. So, you know, so you want to do the business, I'll pay you like £1,000, right? Extra, you know, and it's for like 5 to 6 months, something like that, right? He's like, all right, cool, you know, so he transferred the money to me or however he gives me the money, right? He's a legitimate, he works legit. He's actually a, it doesn't matter who he is. He works a legitimate job, right?
But
it's fully legit. It's like, he just works in the industry. People see it all the time anyway. So he borrows me the money, right? And then about 2 months later, he calls me and says, look, I know we got a deal, right? But if by chance you could pay back that money early, that would be great. If not, I know we got an agreement anyway. Yeah. So we'll leave it to when we agreed, which is 5 or 6 months, right? But if you can. But in my head, I was like, he's helped me out, right? I'm gonna work it out, right? So then I have to go take another loan. This is all the interest. Like in interest, when building up the shop, I paid probably over £100,000 in interest.
Mad.
Because I had to keep doing things like this where I was like, okay, well, I'm going to now borrow money from somewhere else, right? To get his £10,000, right? Yeah. Right. And I'm gonna pay him the interest. And he says to me, look, I know it's not the agreement, so you know, don't worry about the interest, the extra £1,000, because that wasn't the agreement, right? And I'm asking for it early. But I still paid him the extra £1,000, right? Because I believe in good social credit. And also, you still borrow me the money. And it still helped me out, right? So you're still going to get that money anyway, right? So I gave him the £11,000 about a week later or something like that, right? And then I borrowed the money from somewhere else and did whatever I did, right? And it was all good, sorted out. This was 2019. No, when did COVID happen? 2020? No, 2020. So this is 2019, right? Yeah. I stopped cutting him because he moved out of London, right? I saw him a year ago on the street randomly. And it's funny. He's like, yeah, how's life, man? How's things going? This and that, blah, blah, blah. He's like, yeah, all good, this and that, blah, blah. And he said to me, yeah, man, we need any money? But the reason why he's doing that is because of good social credit. He's like, right, you asked for it early, you got the money back. And he said, like, I can trust this guy, right? And he's like, I'm up, I'm doing good things now, blah, blah, blah. You know, so he's like, yeah, you need any money for anything, right? I said, no, I'm good right now, but you know, I'll keep it in mind. And this is why even in the chapter I talk about in my book, it's called Your Social Credit. Because people don't realize how much that plays
That's so valuable,
into the amount you could be helped. So when people are like, really someone borrowed you £60,000, what really someone would really give you £20,000? Yes, because in the small things that happen in life, I made sure I paid. When I borrowed 50p, I paid back the 50p. You know, when someone gave me the thing, you know, when someone borrowed me their ball and it came back and it was scuffed up, I just paid and said, look, it's not how you gave it to me. So there's the money for the ball, or there's the new ball. Right? And I just lived my life like that in the small things, just whatever it is. So then people are building up a credit score on me, you know. So no one can say, and this I've always said, no one can say, Mark never paid me back the money. I borrowed the money, he never, no. And even the times when I've defaulted, I had a close friend of mine, in the same time, he borrowed me £10,000. I said, I'll pay him back £11,000 in 5 weeks, right? 5 weeks came, I was late. It was supposed to be on Monday, I paid him back the £11,000. I apologized, I messaged him, he said, I'm sorry, this and that, but I'm going to get it to you in 2 days and I'm going to add on extra to say sorry, right? So I added on extra £200 to £300, right? Because I paid him on Wednesday instead, right? Yeah. So that even then in a situation, you can't say, I didn't stick to your word. No, I didn't stick to my word, but I compensated for coming late, so that you don't say to me, oh yeah, but he's a gas man. He just said that. No, I paid you £11,000 and then I paid you extra because
for the inconvenience.
because I didn't stick to my word. You know, and this is just building up a credit score around myself. So everyone knows that people will be surprised by the money that people have offered me and I've actually turned down. There's one guy offered me money, but I won't say who it is, but he's a very big, right? And I remember the only reason why I didn't take the money from him was because I just didn't want to be one of those people in his lives. And I just know you're one of those people where everybody's always asking for stuff.
I don't want to be
so even though he offered it to me, right? I was like, nah, I don't, you know, I appreciate it, you know, even up to today, which is years on, I bring up to him and say, you know, you really I really appreciate that gesture, you know, this and that. But, you know, and he even said to me, why didn't you take it then? I said, just be honest, I just didn't want to be one of those people in your life. I just know people always ask you for stuff, right? So I don't even want to be in that category. When you see me, it's kind of like, because you might even forget that you offered it to me.
This is it.
You might forget. In your head, I asked you for it because everyone else asks you.
Yeah. That's to do sound in little details.
Now I'm one of those people in your life, right? I'm a burden, I'm a
Yeah.
stress. So basically, long short of it, just like your social credit, like you think about those small things which you think are minor, oh, it was only £10, pay it back then.
Yeah.
It's only a football, give it back then.
Exactly.
Word.
Just like, stick, and then you'll find out, and then when you start acting a certain way, what you start realizing is there are so much people around which are willing to help you, who has means. But the reason why they're not helping you directly is potentially because you have bad credit with the things which you have done in the smaller things, the £100, the £200, the £10.
Keeping your word,
100%.
just all these things.
Your
add up.
word. You're meeting up. Are we meeting up? No. We're meeting up. Yes, you don't turn up. That's a notch against your credit. It can't be trusted. So when someone says, hey, can you recommend her for this job? I'm thinking, man, she never really shows up. So I don't really want to put my mouth on her actually and be like, I'm vouching for her because I don't want to do that, right? So now secretly I'm like, I don't want to be involved in it. So that's what friends do.
Yeah, you just don't reply message.
I'm not going to send any message. Speak to her yourself in it and just and see what it is. But ultimately, what you're saying is right now, because if you have a friend and I'm asking for your recommendation, is she cool? And you're kind of like, you know what, speak to her yourself. You're telling me a lot in that.
Yeah, because if she was great, you would sing her praises.
Yeah, you say, oh yeah, trust me, I can trust her. This and that. I remember one of the girls I worked with. She was my old publicist, right? When I had to take out a loan, right? And so much stories. I had to take out a loan, and I needed a what do they call them again?
Guarantor.
A guarantor.
Yeah.
Right. And I remember I was like, hey, I need to take out this loan, blah blah, in the shop, this and that, blah blah. I need a guarantor. Do you think you help me out? And I was like being all pensive with the way I was asking her. And she was just like, no problem. She's like, she remember she was saying, I trust you implicitly. Like there's no issue at all in the slightest. Like, no problem, And I guess that's just from the small things you do along your life.
100%. Yeah. Oh, gosh, that's so interesting.
Yeah, so I just had help. Long and short of it, the story is.
I love it, man.
The long and short of it, the story is in everything which I've done, I've had help. In everything I've done, I've had help. I wasn't
and you're singing that. Do you know? Because
exactly,
I feel like in society there's this whole thing about having to be like, oh, I did it all myself, and I'm self-made. I'm self this. But no man is an island.
No, I had a lot of help.
No man is an island.
Everything I've done, I've had help from buying properties to building a business to everything. I've had help. People have borrowed me money. Companies have borrowed me money. People have been guarantors to me. A customer paid 2 years in advance for his haircuts when I was building a shop to give me some money to say, okay, look, here's some money, to help you out. 2 years in advance of haircuts. People help me out. And it's enough. Everyone has had help. If my children get all the help from me, I've helped them out. They had help. Yeah, don't run around talking about yourself made because you're not. And that's why that's funny. I had a campaign, right, with where I was on these billboards and they never told me the name of the campaign. It's only when I saw the campaign come out, I was like, wait, it's called Self-Made, right? And I remember I never...
Hey, that's not my story.
I know, and I never promoted this campaign, right? I only put one post out about it because I said, look, I'm putting out one post about this because I just want people to know this is not what I stand for and it's not what I believe. And this is why I'm not talking about it. Because, it was with a company called Izetto, like a card machine company, right?
Okay.
And I was on these billboards and it's just like, I can't, I think Armed Fold is saying self-made, right? I was just like, no, because what I believe is I'm God-made and community raised.
Oh, amen.
So God has made me and the community. And when I say community, I'm talking about community, I'm talking about my family, my friends. These are the people that have impacted my life and, poured it into my life. So I could never sit there and say I'm self-made because I'm not.
What an intelligent man, honestly.
Where can we get shaping up the culture?
It's on Amazon.
Sick.
It's bookstores. You can go to bookstores, Waterstones, whatever it is. It's on my website. Funny enough, actually, I always roll with books. Actually,
okay.
Always roll with books on me. Shaping up culture.
Sick.
Shaping up culture. Quick book, easy book. It was written 13 chapters with an intro and outro, which would make it 15. It was written in a way for those who do not like reading. This will probably be one of the easiest adult books you will read.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
And loads of people, it's got great feedback, great reviews. If you go to Amazon, you check out the reviews. It's very simple. I wrote this book because even when I was writing this book, I remember looking at some of these business books and realizing that there was so much stuff they talk about in this book, which I don't even understand. Even there was
so much words. You have to get a dictionary out.
Yeah, what are these terms? I remember being people so the CFO, and I was like, what's the CFO?
Yeah.
But everybody hears these terms and just goes along with it because it's like you should know it, right?
I go along with it, then I go and Google. I'm like, yeah, absolutely. And I'm like, Google, so I'm like, that's what you mean.
But you don't know. So I wrote it. It's very simple. It's very straight to the point. Trust me, it's a very, very simple read, and it's a business book which I call the first 5 steps of business. And why I call it the first 5 steps of business is because most business books, if not all business books, I genuinely believe there's no other business book like this on the market because it was written to fill a gap where I thought there was a gap. Because most business books make so much assumptions that the audience already know certain things, right? They know what this term means.
Yeah.
You know, I remember listening to this guy and he's talking about, so, when I was down and out, I just went and took, I went to the bank and I took out like a $50 loan, right? And then I put it into the business, so I've invested, I bet on myself. Or someone's like, my dad helped me out with this and blah, 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 blah. But I had to pay my dad back, I bet on myself. And I'm like, but what about the people which are not in a situation where they don't have a dad? They can have a dad. So I haven't got a dad, or mum who can, provide for me. So what happens for those people which are on the ground level? And it's not that those people should be writing about it because that's not where they're coming from.
Yeah, exactly.
That's, this is the situation they're coming from. But, what about the people which are ground level? How do you actually hustle from what are the basic principles that you put in place? Don't become a super mogul and now tell me about the, you get your credit. And not credit, just saying a bunch of things which are kind of like are true, but they're not actually speaking to the person on the ground level anymore.
Yeah.
They're now talking to people past that. And that's why they say it's the first 5 steps. Because when I say things like you borrowing 50p and paying it back, those are the basic things you need to do in life. That's where your credit starts. The credit doesn't start when you take out your EE phone bill or whatever it is, right? The credit starts with your friends.
Yeah, your social credit. Yeah,
that's where it actually starts from, right?
Yeah.
Are you trustworthy? It starts from one of the chapters being, you're always in an interview. It starts then, understanding that every interaction you have with someone, whether or not you know it or not, if someone's looking at you, they're interviewing you, whether they know it or not. Yeah. But what will happen right now is if you saw me on the street fighting and you saw me spit on someone, right? And then I come in here and it's kind of, that's the guy which you're spitting. You've already got an opinion on me right now. And if this is a job interview, I've lost the job.
Yeah.
But I'm in an interview now though.
But that's it. If I see you now fighting, I'll be like, Mark, what's happened? And like, do you get me? Because of the conversations I've had with you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Or maybe what might happen is if you build up a good enough credit about yourself for someone who knows you, what will happen then is they saw me fighting, they would then say, he must be fighting for a reason.
Yeah. That's the thing.
But to the person that doesn't know me, supposed to just,
this guy,
Absolutely. That's important because I think that's very, very important. And I like the way you said you read in the book because like you said, there's a lot of like jargon that's used where it's like when people make it, quote unquote, make it, and they reach away. It's like, for me, I just feel like it feels a bit pretentious.
Yeah.
It's like speaking a certain way so that people can act like, oh my gosh, he started from this and he became this and da-da-da. And it's never really giving the full tea.
Yeah, just kind of like,
it's never really giving the full tea.
I bet on myself.
Yeah.
I believed. And if you believe, you'll be here too. And it's like,
shut up.
You've missed out a lot of stuff. It's a bit more. It's a bit more than belief, it's a bit more than that. You need the other elements in it. So that's why I always like want to talk. That's why I'm so open, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because I just know that I never had that above me. And then when I learned certain things from mistakes which I made, I was just kind of like, wouldn't it be nice if someone could have just told me this and I wouldn't have lost that £10,000. Like it's silly things like, like when I got stories on stories. I lost £10,000 in the space of 3 weeks on a loan that I took out. I took out a loan, right? And it was against my property that I was living in.
Yeah.
The equity in my property at the time was, I don't know, £100,000. I had equity in my property. So I was only borrowing £10,000.
Yeah.
So they sent me this contract, 17 pages, this and that. I never read the contract. Cool, I'm getting £10,000. You put a charge against my property that I live in. For those who don't understand, if you have a property, you can borrow money against the property, making your property the liability in the sense of the asset that they're holding on to. So if you don't make this payment, then you've made an agreement that actually they can,
like a collateral.
Basically, that if you ever like sell the house, they get the money straight away. So it's a legal thing to do, right? That's what a charge on your property is. So they won't let you put a charge on your property unless there's enough equity. And for those who don't know what equity is, it's kind of like if you owe to the bank, let's say £100,000 to your bank, but your house is worth £200,000 now. You've got £100,000 worth of equity to play with. So they're like, actually, we will like borrow you what the equity is, because they're like, well, we know the values in the property. So if anything goes wrong, we'll get the money back basically from the property. Yeah. So if you've only got like, if your property is worth £130,000, but your property you owe £100,000, you can't borrow £50,000
because you ain't got enough.
You ain't got enough equity. It doesn't work out. If you fail to make the payments, they're like, well, we can't even go to your property and get the money now because. So that's what the equity is. The equity is basically what you owe to what your property is worth. And that place what you owe to what your property is worth, that's the equity in your property. So you can go to company and say, okay, can I take out some money? Look, They'll do their own evaluation. Okay, yeah, the property's worth £200,000. Okay, let's see, legally, you owe £100,000. Okay, cool, yeah, so you got about £100,000 to play with. Yeah, we'll borrow you £10,000.
Okay,
So-
yeah, that makes sense.
So now it's like, okay, they borrowed me the money, right? But what they did was, sneakily, they put the charge on my 3 properties. I didn't read the contract. So that was one money I was getting. So I was going to another company to get another loan out on my other property and on
they're
my
like,
other property. And they said, oh, no, you've already got a charge on this. I said, no, I can't be. Then at first I was like, okay, they must have put it on the wrong property. So I said, okay, let's put it on this one. They said, no, that one's got a charge on it as well. No, that one's got a charge on it as well. I was like, wait, what? Why would it be? So I called them up and said, hey, you can put a charge on all 3 properties. They're like, oh, yeah. You know, it's in the contract, so on, so on. So I said, but why? I said, one property covers, it's got enough equity to cover the £10,000, more than enough equity. They said, oh, it's just something we just do this and that, blah, 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 blah. You know, basically you sign a contract. I'm like, yeah, but I'm trying to get loans out from another company and I can't now because
You've done this.
you've done it on the other, you've got a charge against all of them, right? They're like, yes, yeah, that's just how we do our things and this and that, you know, sorry, blah, 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 whatever it is, this and that. And I'm like, what, can we take the charges off? Please.
They're like, no, you signed a contract.
They said no, right? So then I'm like, okay, I need to pay up this £10,000. This is the journey. I need to find someone or find something. And now I need to go borrow £10,000
To pay off this
to
one.
pay off this one, to take the charges off.
So you can then
get
go back to that.
So I can get 3 separate loans now on the properties, right? But then what they said is, oh, I said, you know, so how much do I have to pay? Because it's only been like a few weeks now. I pay back. They said, oh, you still got to pay the full interest of what it's going to be for the full term.
It's
Even
ridiculous.
it's been a few weeks.
I'm like, but it's only been a few weeks. It's now, they said, yeah. So now I'm sending it to a solicitor, which I should have done in the beginning. Can you read this over? They said, yeah, you're legally bound by this. So I paid money for that solicitor to read it over at the wrong time because I should have asked her to read it over before I signed it. And then they said, and this is why they put charges on all my properties. Also, to release the charges, they charge £1,000 each property. So then basically, in 3 weeks or a month, to get all these things off, I paid £20,000. So I had to borrow £20,000 from somewhere to pay this to clear it so that I have access to get more loans on the other properties. And it's like,
and when you get the loan to another person, you have to pay the person that you got the 20 grand from. Oh my gosh.
And the interest which I had to, so this is why, you know, I say it was stressful at the time, and it was just juggling. And, you know, the good thing which I had is at least I had good social credit. You know, I didn't have great credit at the time, and that's why I was going to these basically loan sharks, you could say. Because my credit had been maxed out now because I just bought the flat that we were living in. Because before I did the shop, I said, okay, we're living in a 1-bedroom flat, like, you know, the one child, and we were planning to have more children. So I said, if the business fails, because it can fail, I don't want to be stuck in a 1-bedroom flat and we got multiple children, right? So I said, the important thing for me to do first of all is set up my family. So let's get a 3-bedroom flat instead. You know, so I put all my borrowed money, did this and that, you know, got the 3-bedroom flat, and then the shop came available. So that means I didn't have any credit because my credit cards were maxed out. This was maxed out, all that stuff there. So I couldn't get any more normal loans. So now I'm going to these loan shark companies that are basically, they made £10,000 in 4 weeks from me.
And you're just one individual, you know. That's wild. Another question. I feel like you've told us throughout the interview, to be honest.
Yeah, for real.
Because you've lived life. What is your biggest life lesson?
My biggest life lesson. What's the thing I think I've learned the most from? Would probably be I
think it's usually when guests are quiet, I know they're trying to think, but you've got too many to pick from.
I've learned, I've learned so much lessons along the way. I don't know what my biggest life lesson is, but you know, some of the life lessons, you know, it's, you know, your social credit. You know, learn from those before you. You know,
That's a good one.
learn from the examples and the failures of others. You know, I hear so much people, I argue with people all the time about this, where they say, you know, well, you'll never know unless you try it yourself. No, you can know without trying it. I don't need to touch fire to know that it burns. I can just look at you burnt your fingers. I can see what your fingers look like. You know,
Word, man.
I don't have to touch the fire. You know, and there's this thing where people say, you know, but the only way you really learn is if you experience it yourself. No, and I think that's a horrible mindset to live by, because you make your journey longer to the goals of what you're trying to get to. Because what is the point of me saying I'm going to experience everything along this journey to the goal of whatever it is your end goal is, right? And go through all these hurdles, right? When someone can actually just guide me in a straight path, right? Say, look, don't worry about that, ignore this, don't do that because this is going to happen, don't do this. I know there might be some times where it's kind of like some people might be putting their failures onto you, acting like you're going to fail. But I'm talking about basic things, like as example, someone saying, hey, listen, get a solicitor to read the contract before you sign it. And you saying, no, trust me, I went uni, I understand it, right? And be like, listen. And then be like, you know what? I don't mind that, I got bumped because at least I learned that lesson. It's like, well, you didn't actually
I could have avoided. Yeah, man.
You could have just avoided that.
Couldn't have avoided love.
Like, don't try spinning now.
Yeah,
Because you're told. So I feel like learning from the experiences of others is a massive thing. And unfortunately, I feel that it's not my biggest lesson, it's one of my big lessons. Unfortunately, I feel like where we're coming from, working class communities, for some reason, we believe that we are supposed to go through everything ourselves to get up there.
Oh my gosh, we love a struggle Olympics.
Yeah.
We glorify. I feel like we glorify struggle
too much.
Way too much.
Yeah.
It's not healthy.
The most? Someone said to me when I opened up the shop, and I talk about it in the book, in the outro, spoiler alert, talk about an outro.
Spoiler alert.
That, why should your children start in the same place you started? If your children start in the same place you started, I'm not going to call you a failure, but to some degree, from what your goals were, you probably have failed.
What were you doing all this for then?
Exactly what I
Because
thought.
ultimately,
100%.
your children should start in front of you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, where my mum was at, especially in this country, I started off in a better position
Exactly.
than her.
Exactly.
Even if she pushed me forward 2 steps and I pushed my children forward 10 steps, doesn't matter. My mum still put me in a better position
Than
than
when she started,
right?
absolutely. Yeah.
So someone was saying to me that this other barber, right, he's smashing it, right? This barber is smashing it, right? And he said to me, yeah, but I think you're doing better than him. I said, actually, to be honest, I'm not doing better than him. Like, he's smashing it. He's got like, I can say who he is, this guy called A-Star, right? Nice. He's got like a tattoo parlor, he's got a cafe, he's got a shop. And this guy said to me, yeah, but he, from what he's heard, had help. He said something like his dad helped him. Whether it's true or not, I don't know, right? He said his dad helped him and this and that or whatever it is, right? And so on and so on. I said, well, big up his dad then.
Yeah.
His dad done what he's supposed to do. His dad done what I'm trying to do for my children.
Exactly.
Because yeah, but I feel like, you've come a lot further. You've had to overcome a lot more. And first of all,
struggle, man.
First of all, we don't know that I've actually had to overcome more. Just because he's not talking about it. That's one. And two, so what? Ultimately, he's trying to get to somewhere and I'm trying to get to that same place. Even if I travel 7 steps and he only has to travel 2 steps to get to that place, he's still there. And I'm not there.
Yeah.
So why am I glorifying the struggle and be like, it's great. And in myself, yes, I've traveled far and I've done what I'm supposed to do. It's not like put it down. But this whole thing of like, I'm doing better because
I had to climb through myself.
It's like, yeah, you've traveled and not to diminish it. You have traveled further. You have worked a lot harder, 100%. But that doesn't take anything away from what he's doing.
Absolutely.
Because the way we're supposed to be setting up life is we put our children in front of us.
Absolutely.
Yep. So my child, and I don't want my child or my children ever coming back on being like feeling bad or feeling, oh yeah, we ain't struggled and this and that and blah, 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 blah. You better thank God.
Trust.
Like, coming here feeling sad. And ultimately as well, everybody has struggles.
Yep.
And the thing is, your struggle can feel the same as someone else's struggle, even if logically it's not the same.
Yeah.
Because you only know what you know, right?
Absolutely.
So when you're climbing out 2 feet, right? You're walking 2 feet, right? And you're thinking to yourself, I'm tired. I'm feeling like I'm having a heart attack or something along those lines, right? Because you're maybe super unfit, right? Someone can logically say, but this person ran 20 miles. So how can you say that it's a struggle that you only took a couple steps, right?
Yeah.
But it feels exactly the same way as your 20-mile run.
Yeah.
Because what it feels like,
my capacity, your capacity,
my capacity is different.
It's different, mate.
It's different, right? So you might feel exactly the same thing, even though I ran 20 miles and you ran, I don't know, 5 steps.
Absolutely.
Right. So I feel like that's something which people just need to learn. Like, stop trying to out-struggle everybody and just be happy. If you haven't struggled, then be happy. And you know what? Take your parents out and say thank you. Because you start looking at them like they've done something wrong. Oh, I should have learned this. No, thank your parents.
Because I always say as well, there's people whose parents helped them and it wasn't fruitful. They didn't use that investment. That the parents gave them money, but the business failed, or they were irresponsible with the money. There's people that were born into wealth and were irresponsible with it, took it for granted. So I don't understand why it's a bad thing if it is that someone's parent has helped them and they've been able to turn that into. If your parent gave you £10,000 and now you have £1 million business, the ability, the skills that it takes to turn that into something, that's not something that was passed down to them. Do you get me? So 100%. Yeah. We also get our guests to leave a question for the next guest. So the last guest was Dr. April Louise, and she asked you, how can black men support black women?
Wait, Dr. April, no, yeah. How can black men support black women?
Yes. And then you leave a question for the next person.
How can black men support black women? Maybe your perspective on the way you look at black women. Yeah. I think everything starts from there. So it's all good me picking up your bags when you're walking on the street, but I still have the same perspective on you. And I think just identifying and acknowledge acknowledging, you know, the place black women are in society. You know, it doesn't mean that, you know, every single black woman, and obviously, yes, you can find different black women say this woman is not in that situation, but just as a kind of as a whole, like how they're viewed by society, and unfortunately, to be honest, how they're viewed by black men. So I feel like way black men can help black women is, first of all, is the way you look at them. Because ultimately, put it this way, people don't realize that if you value something, even if someone from outside of your community, your culture doesn't value it, they respect the value that you have for that thing there.
Brent, where's the horns, Brent?
You know, so
Words.
forget about. I'm always on the mindset of looking in. I don't particularly care, but I'm never thinking about what other people are doing, because it's kind of like they're gonna do what they're gonna do, right? But what are you doing on the inside of things?
Yeah.
So, you know, and we need to get the world to look at us differently. But maybe we should start with the inner circle. How do we look at ourselves, right? You know, yeah, because that's a reflection of, you know, how other people. Because, you know, to me, if as example, you're, and not throwing shots at anybody, but if you're in, whether it's music, whether it's songs, whether it's interviews, whether it's, if you're like, you know, black women ain't this, they're that, they're blah, 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 and you say whatever you say, right, then why should anyone else on the outside respect black women? But then you want to get appalled by the idea that someone from the outside says, no, I think black, let's say I think if they said black women are lazy, but because that person's white, he or she's not allowed to say that.
Yeah.
But you can say it all day long, right? And it's all good. Where do you think why do you think they got the right? They feel the right to say
To
that.
say that. You've given them permission.
You've given them permission, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, so I think, you know, it's the way you see them. And I've always said to people, like, you know, even with their partners, I always say, you know, you cannot talk about your woman a certain way the whole time and expect everybody else to respect your woman. Because the way you're talking about your woman is the way that everybody else is now looking at your woman.
Yeah.
The way you treat your woman, you know, openly. Maybe not, maybe to her face. If you're out here and it's kind of like, yeah, I was doing this with this other girl and then she walked in and you're celebrating, you know, the degrading of your woman, because that's what it is. And let's not get twisted. That's what it is, you know. And I'm not talking about the idea of, you know, like anybody's perfect and you can't fall into mistakes and everything like that. But what I'm trying to say is there's a difference between someone who's made a mistake and also someone who celebrates their wrongs.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, because if you go and cheat on your partner, right, and then you feel like it's bad and you're not even talking about it or anything like that, right? You don't think there's anything good about it. But when you're in the shop or you're in an environment and you're talking about it and you're celebrating, you can't tell me that you respect your woman.
Yeah.
Because you want her looked like that on everyone else, from everybody else. You're telling everybody, look at my woman like this, right? Because I'm talking about the other girl who crept in and I crept her out and I did this and I did that and blah, 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 blah. So now people are going to look at your woman like that.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with black women. If you don't respect them yourself and you look at them a certain way and you talk about them in a certain way, then everybody else is going to. So if you want to support black women, change your perspective, right? And change the narrative and the way you speak about them, the way you view them, the way you talk about them, whether that is in music, in conversations, forget even music and the big things, even in just your one-to-one conversations among your friends.
Correct your friends, yeah.
You know,
absolutely.
Your friends, like, you know, don't say that, you know, don't talk about them like that, you know, and don't also like take things where it's kind of like, you know, there are things which I don't connect to black culture. So there are things that, you know, I think people connect crime and you know, with black culture. So that's not black culture. You know, I hate when people do that kind of like, you know, black culture, we don't snitch at each other. No, that's crime culture.
First of all,
that's criminal culture. That's not black culture, right? But then, you know, when you look at everything you do and you look down on it, where it's kind of like, and it's nothing wrong. Maybe it might be the way you cook food. Maybe it's because you're loud, right? This can be connected more to black culture. Caribbeans are loud. You know, well, Nigerians are loud.
Honey.
Africans, you know, are loud, right? This is just a cultural thing for whatever reason, right? And there's nothing actually wrong with it.
Yeah.
We're not talking about you stealing and there's something wrong with it. No, this is just a cultural thing.
Yeah.
But when you kind of like assimilate to other cultures and now you start looking, talking about, why are they just so loud?
so loud, aren't they?
And it's kind of like, and you don't realize you're the one supporting black women, but then suddenly someone's going to be online and say something about, oh, black women and blah, 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 this and that, blah, blah. You're going to be so appalled. And it's like, but you do the same thing on a smaller level.
Because you see that sometimes people are like, oh, yeah, but if my black friend has said this, or like, it's like they've got that co-sign from a black friend or whatever. And it's like, yeah, like, I can say this because they've confirmed my biases. So, you know, it's okay.
Yeah.
But I really like that. That's a good answer. And then can you leave a question, please, for our next guest? It can be about anything.
The next question. A question for the next guest. If you see a problem in life, you identify a problem, whatever that problem is. If you identify a problem in life, what are you doing more than pointing the fingers at other people that should be doing something to make a change about it?
Whew, word. Love that.
Remember that you just said that, yeah?
I said I love that.
Remember that you just said that, not Esther.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something afterwards, but that was very poignant.
that's sick.
Yeah.
That's really sick. Do you know, I've really enjoyed talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
I really have. I feel like you're just so insightful. Like, I love how open you are. Like, that's kind of challenged me in a way as well. Love it. Love it. I hope you've had a great time with us.
I've enjoyed it.
Good. So you didn't fall asleep. That's
I don't know. But the funny thing is, it might be the headache that's keeping me up.
no. It's because we're so interesting.
No, it's because it's so engaging. It's because it's so engaging.
No, we appreciate it. Can you just let people know what your Instagram is, if you've got a personal one, anything like that?
My Instagram is just SliderCuts, just
Nice.
SliderCuts, one word. And on every platform, I'm SliderCuts, except for LinkedIn, where I'm my name that you can see on the screen, which is
Nice.
Mark Maciver.
Nice.
But every other platform, you can find me on SliderCuts, the website SliderCuts. Just type in SliderCuts, you will find me.
You will find me. Yes. Love that. Love that. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you coming, man.
No, Thank you for having me.
All right. Should we get into our last headlines?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. Let me just get this off the screen. Bang.
Wow. Miracle.
Bang. Bang.
All right, people. So our next headline takes us to America, where apparently Donald Trump cannot find a private company to guarantee the $464 million that he's been ordered to pay in a New York civil fraud case. The former president must either pay the full amount in cash or secure a bond in order to continue his appeal. Mr. Trump's lawyer said on Monday that securing a bond of this size was a practical impossibility. He needs to listen to the show. Shape up the culture. I was saying there's some jewels in there. For a fee, a bonding company would guarantee the full amount to the New York court. They would then have to pay if Mr. Trump loses his appeal and cannot do so himself. The lawyer said that they had approached 30 companies without success. A judge paused Mr. Trump's business ban last month, but denied his bid to provide a smaller bond amount to cover the fine. New York's Attorney General has vowed to seize his assets if he does not pay the fraud penalty. The penalty will keep accruing interest by at least $112,000 per day until he pays. Next headline, police, trigger warning, guys. Police are searching for multiple suspects after one person was left dead and 3 were injured following 3 separate shootings that took place within less than an hour in Jacksonville Beach in Florida on St. Patrick's Day. The victim suspects are wounded and are in serious condition in surgery, is what Chief Smith said, adding that 2 were transported to hospital, while a third person, who he says was known as a gang member, self-reported to hospital. The innocent bystander was hit 3 times by gunfire and is also said to be in serious condition. The second incident occurred at around 8:13 p.m. when a male ran by the Ritz Bar parking lot, got out a pistol and fired a shot leading to a foot chase. Not long after this, at 8:31 p.m., gunshots were heard coming from behind Sneakers Sports Grill Bar. Witnesses said that some kind of disturbance had started, leading to 3 suspects pulling out firearms. Chief Smith said that police believe the 3 shootings are unrelated due to the locations that they happened in, but are still in the early stages of their investigations. And our last headline, trigger warning on this one as well. A man has been arrested on suspicion of attempted murder after 2 people were injured in separate crossbow attacks in London. Officers detained a 47-year-old as part of an intelligence-led policing operation at about 11 p.m. on Sunday in Shoreditch, East London. The operation was in response to 2 incidents in Shoreditch that happened earlier this month. A manhunt was launched after a 44-year-old woman was hit in the head with a crossbow bolt as she crossed the road by Clifton House in East London about 7:45 on the 4th of March. A 20-year-old man was then injured in the neck by a crossbow near Arnold Circus, about 60 meters from the scene of the first attack on the 14th of March at around 7:30 p.m. The arrest is a significant development in the investigation, but remains a complex and ongoing policing operation. And that's it for the headlines, guys. Time to pay the bills.
All right. You guys have got to react.
Just a little something.
All right. Let's react then.
All right, people, welcome to the reactions. Only a little bit, like I said. Nottingham Forest, they've been docked 4 points for breaching Premier League profit and sustainability rules. An independent commission found Forest's losses from 2022 to 2023 breached the threshold of £61 million by £34.5 million. The immediate loss of points means that they now drop below Luton into the relegation zone. Forest said that they're obviously extremely disappointed with the decision, which they say raises issues of concern for the aspirant clubs. And the last thing takes us to America, where Kyrie Irving, he was basically the whole world was hailing Kyrie Irving.
I was like, that's your guy.
That's my guy, man. Big up Kyrie every day. And basically hit a buzzer beater to secure 107 to 105 victory for the Mavericks over the Denver Nuggets. The defending champion Nuggets rallied from 13 points down in the fourth quarter to lead the hosts 105 to 102. Maverick star Luka Doncic hit a three-pointer with 25 seconds left to tie the game before Irving floated in a left-handed shot from 20 foot to seal the win. If you see that shot, yeah, crazy. Crazy.
What are you telling me? I was going to say, damn well.
But yeah, that defeat means that the Nuggets fall to second in the Western Conference behind the leaders, the Oklahoma City Thunder. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the reaction.
All right, people, let's get into our outro. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate it. Thank you to our lovely guest, Mark. It was really, really great speaking to you.
Yes.
Big up our researchers. Big up everybody that's involved with the show. Don't forget you can follow us on our social media platforms. The Day After TNB on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and on Discord. If you want to send your dilemmas in, the number is 07564841073. You can send a text, you can WhatsApp. If you'd rather email, the email, you can send your dilemmas in there. You can also inquire about the show or feature on the show. And our email address is thedayafter@thenewblack.com. I hope everyone's feeling very inspired and motivated today, because I am.
For real,
okay.
man.
I really hope you guys are. But have a great Tuesday, and we'll see you guys here back tomorrow.
Peace.
Bye.